cheeks slightly flushed. I'll change right now. Lin Xian released her and promptly began to undress. What? Why are you stripping right here? Li Mingyao exclaimed, covering her eyes with her petite hands, feigning anger. How else am I supposed to change? Lin Xian laughed heartily. Then go change in the bedroom. Li Mingyao continued to shield her eyes, though her fingers left a small gap, and her fair cheeks blushed a deep crimson. Honey, it's not like you haven't seen it before. Why be so shy? Lin Xian teased. In response, a sofa cushion was tossed his way, landing harmlessly against him. I'm changed. Boys change outfits swiftly. It's as simple as slipping it on. Lin Xian wore a pristine white short-sleeve shirt paired with sleek black trousers, adorned with a cute bear motif. His height of 180 centimeters made him even more striking, his fair skin glowing subtly under the lights, and his dark, glossy hair slightly curled. His sharp brows and bright eyes sparkled with depth, a high nose complementing his smile as he gazed at Li Mingyao. Li Mingyao stared at Lin Xian, her husband resembling a male model. Are you dazed? No, you are. Li Mingyao snapped back, coming to her senses. They then approached the mirror, where Li Mingyao adjusted Lin Xian's collar, linking her arm through his as they scrutinized their reflections. That night, as they prepared for bed, Lin Xian suddenly asked, why the sudden urge to buy clothes? And why does it have a cartoon pattern on the chest? It makes me look rather childish. It's adorable. When we get our marriage certificate, we'll wear these outfits. No arguments. Li Mingyao asserted, playfully tapping his lips with her index finger. What my wife says goes. Lin Xian replied, gently biting her lip with a smile. Li Mingyao shot him a playful glare before snuggling up to him, drifting off to sleep. Days passed, and finally, July 7th arrived. At 9 in the morning, Li Mingyao, still lost in slumber, felt something wriggling on her face, as if a gentle entity were bestowing kisses upon her. She instinctively extended her delicate hand and lightly swatted at it, murmuring, don't tease me. My dear, have you forgotten what day it is today? Lin Xian continued to whisper breathily in her ear. What day is it anyway? Li Mingyao, still in a daze, was reluctant to open her eyes. Today is July 7th, the day we obtain our marriage certificate. Upon hearing this, Li Mingyao's eyes flew open, blinking in confusion. What time is it? It's 9 o'clock. Why didn't you wake me up earlier? I called you long ago, but you wouldn't wake even with a kiss. Lin Xian replied with an exasperated expression. Quickly, Li Mingyao sprang out of bed and dashed to the bathroom to freshen up. Half an hour later, the couple donned the matching outfits they had purchased the previous day and stepped out of their home, heading to the parking lot. Lin Xian started the Maybach and drove straight to the Civil Affairs Bureau of Jinghai City. Before long, they arrived at the bureau, where Lin Xian took Li Mingyao's hand and led her into the hall, which was already teeming with couples awaiting their marriage licenses. The two stood quietly in line at the back. An hour later, Lin Xian tightly clasped Li Mingyao's hand as they exited the hall, scrutinizing the vibrant red marriage certificate that bore their names and photographs. Their faces radiated with blissful smiles. Li Mingyao gazed at the certificate, her eyes shimmering with tenderness, her lips curving into a sweet smile. My dear, I have finally brought you home. Lin Xian gazed at her with affection. Weren't I already home? Li Mingyao playfully pinched Lin Xian's cheek, offering a soft smile in return. Their striking good looks attracted envious glances from passers-by, truly a divine couple. Back inside the Maybach, Lin Xian and Li Mingyao shared their marriage certificate on their social media. Zhang Shulan, my son has made it. Lin Zhenghua, beautiful. Huang Shifang, when will you bring it back for me to see? Smiling emoji. Zhou Quan, congratulations. I knew today would be a display of dog love, dog head emoji. Zhong Zixing, happy wedding, brother Xian. Chen Jingming, when's the banquet? Hurry up. Lu Yusen, congratulations. Yao Yao, my dear Yao Yao, crying emoji. Meanwhile, Lin Cece, having had her phone confiscated, refrained from commenting. Chapter 38. Your husband's money is your money. Suddenly, the phone rang. Hello, Mom. Lin Xian answered the call. My son, have you finished getting the certificate? Zhang Shulan's joyful laughter echoed from the other end. Just got it. We're on our way back. Hand the phone to my daughter-in-law. And make sure to add her to our loving family group. Still my son? One sentence, and you switch to someone else, Lin Xian complained. Hurry up, dear. It's my mom. Lin Xian resignedly passed the phone to Li Mingyao. Hello, Auntie. Li Mingyao nervously forgot to change her address. Why are you still calling me Auntie? You should call me Mom now, my lovely daughter-in-law, Zhang Shulan said with a smile. Mom. Li Mingyao hesitated, still adjusting. Oh, from the driver's seat. Lin Xian could only see Li Mingyao's lips slowly curling upwards, occasionally glancing at him. Okay, Mom. Li Mingyao smiled faintly and returned the phone to Lin Xian. What did Mom say? Lin Xian asked curiously. Do you want to know? Li Mingyao's beautiful eyes blinked playfully. Lin Xian nodded. Mom said that after getting married, your husband should hand over his bank card. Ah, Mom is setting me up. Lin Xian exclaimed. Honey, do you think that is right? Li Mingyao leaned forward, her smile radiant. In that familiar scene, with familiar proximity and familiar lips, Lin Xian gently pinched Li Mengyao's forehead and leaned in for another kiss. After a moment, he reluctantly released her, only to be playfully punched by Li Mengyao. Of course, she was just joking. She had no intention of taking Lin Xian's bank card, merely trying to tease him, though she ended up at a disadvantage. However, Zhang Shulan had also imparted wisdom on how to grasp a husband's heart, with the crucial piece of advice being to have him surrender his bank card. At that moment, Li Mengyao turned her face away, ignoring Lin Xian. He chuckled softly, silently starting the car and driving out of the Civil Affairs Bureau. After some time, Li Mengyao finally sensed something was amiss. This was not the way home. Honey, aren't we going home? She turned to him, unable to contain her curiosity. We're going somewhere first, Lin Xian replied with a smile. Soon, a sleek black Maybach pulled into the parking lot of a bank in Jinghai City. What are we doing at the bank? Aren't you going to give me your bank card? I'll transfer the money to you. Lin Xian smiled as he unbuckled his seatbelt and leaned over to help Li Mengyao do the same. I was just joking. I don't want your bank card. Li Mengyao shook her head adorably. Honey, your husband's money is your money. Let us go. Lin Xian pinched her cheek affectionately. Then I'll keep it safe for you. Just let me know if you need money, Li Mengyao whispered. The two then exited the vehicle, hand in hand, and entered the grand hall of Wanhe Bank in Jinghai City. Approaching the counter, Lin Xian handed his bank card to the teller, instructing her to transfer all the funds to Li Mengyao. The teller, upon swiping Lin Xian's card, was taken aback to discover a staggering sum of 20 million, especially considering his youth. May I ask what this lady is to you? She inquired, needing to verify due to the significant amount. She is my wife, Lin Xian smiled. Do you have any proof? Apologies, but due to the substantial transfer amount, we must verify thoroughly. Lin Xian presented the newly acquired marriage certificate. And after a brief processing time, the teller confirmed that the transfer was successful. Moments later, Li Mengyao's phone buzzed with a message. 20 million had been deposited into her account. Wow, dear, is this really so much? Li Mengyao looked at Lin Xian in astonishment. Indeed, now you hold my lifeline. You must take good care of me. Lin Xian gently pinched her cheek. I will safeguard it well, Li Mengyao retorted playfully, giving Lin Xian a mock glare. Just as they prepared to exit the bank, an unexpected figure appeared before them. It was a middle-aged man, tall and poised like a pine tree, impeccably dressed, exuding an air of calm confidence. Distinguished guests, please hold on. I am Lu Yong, the branch manager of Wanhe Bank in Jinghai City. It is an utmost honor to meet you both today. Hello, Manager Lu. How may we assist you? Lin Xian greeted politely, shaking his hand. Well, we noticed that your bank account holds 20 million, but it's in a savings account with a relatively low interest rate. I wonder if you would be interested in learning about our bank's latest fixed-term products? So it was a sales pitch, with the branch manager personally attending to them. Certainly. What does it entail? Please follow me, Lu Yong said with a smile, leading them into the opulent and tranquil VIP room of Wanhe Bank. As soon as they entered, several cups of rich, premium coffee and exquisite, delectable pastries were promptly presented. Lu Yong handed a brochure to Lin Xian. The two individuals had just deposited 20 million in a demand account, yielding a meager interest rate of only 0.5, resulting in a mere 100,000 yuan in annual interest. Earning 100,000 yuan without any effort over the course of a year equates to the annual income of many individuals. However, should they opt for a one-year fixed deposit of 20 million, we could elevate the interest rate to an impressive 2.3, providing an annual return of 460,000 yuan, over 4 times that of a demand account. Additionally, Wanhe Bank would bestow upon them 2 esteemed VIP black cards, granting the cardholders access to exclusive services from a dedicated bank manager, premium privileges, and various consumer benefits. If they do not urgently require the funds, they might seriously contemplate committing to a one-year fixed deposit. Lin Xian appeared slightly hesitant. The 20 million provided by the system had no immediate purpose, and depositing it in the bank seemed prudent. Yet, if he deposited the entirety, accessing the funds in case of an emergency might prove cumbersome. Darling, why not deposit 10 million in a fixed term and keep the remaining 10 million in a demand account? Li Mengyao seemed to sense Lin Xian's dilemma and softly suggested. Suddenly enlightened, Lin Xian swiftly planted a kiss on Li Mengyao's petite face and smiled. Wife, you are truly clever. Li Mengyao shot him a playful glare. Her cheeks flushed. There were others present, after all. So can we deposit 10 million in a fixed term and the remaining 10 million in a demand account? Lin Xian inquired. Of course, that's perfectly fine. Please follow me, Lu Yong replied, his face beaming with delight, as he anticipated a successful month. He then led them to the exclusive VIP counter. After 10 minutes, they successfully completed the transaction for the 20 million. The VIP counter was indeed swift. At a regular counter, they would have waited at least an hour. Lu Yong slightly bowed, solemnly presenting the two luxurious VIP black cards, exuding an aura of exclusivity. To Lin Xian and Li Mingyao, smiling as he declared, "Congratulations on becoming esteemed guests of Wanha Bank. From this moment forth, you shall enjoy the highest level of service the bank has to offer." Lin Xian and Li Mingyao accepted the black cards, feeling their substantial weight and admiring the intricate designs. After bidding farewell to President Lu Yong, they exited the Wanha Bank lobby and returned to their Maybach. "Darling, are you hungry?" Lin Xian asked. "I am," Li Mingyao replied, a hint of bliss illuminating her face. "Then let's head home for a meal." Chapter 39, Xianming Restaurant. Lin Xian started the car, steering them towards home. Upon returning to Jinhai Mansion, Lin Xian prepared a sumptuous lunch while Li Mingyao savored her meal in small bites. Lin Xian took out his phone, added Li Mingyao to their family group chat, and snapped a photo of her mid-bite, sharing it in the chat. "Zhang Shulan, daughter-in-law. You seem to be enjoying yourself." Lin Zhenghua. "It looks far more appetizing than what your mother makes." Lin Cece was busy with her end-of-term exams. After finishing her meal, Li Mingyao picked up her phone and saw the photo posted in the group. "Lin Xian, you took another candid shot of me," she exclaimed, glaring at him. She often used his full name when she was annoyed. After placing the dishes in the dishwasher, Lin Xian heard her call. "I think it looks quite nice," he replied, sitting beside her with a smile. Li Mingyao playfully pinched his waist in response. "Hello, Mom and Dad. This is Li Mingyao," she greeted in the group chat. All right, keep the money. Wishing you both a joyful marriage." Zhang Shulan promptly initiated a transfer of 100,001 yuan. Li Mingyao hesitated upon seeing it, unsure whether to accept. Although she and Lin Xian were not in need of the money, it was still a significant amount for an ordinary family, and refusing it might come off as disrespectful to her parents. "Darling, accept it. When we visit Yinhai City, we can buy some gifts," Lin Xian encouraged, noticing her uncertainty and offering a gentle smile. "Okay," Li Mingyao nodded, accepting the money. "Thank you, Mom and Dad." Lin Xian chimed in, "Mom, what about my share?" Zhang Shulan retorted, "You go have fun," confirming their biological connection without a doubt. In the afternoon, Lin Xian, just awoken from a nap, received a message from Zhou Quan. "Xian Gu, the restaurant has been renovated. When can you come by to take a look?" Lin Xian paused. Thinking about the hassle, it would be much nicer to stay home with his wife rather than manage a restaurant. He kissed the still sleeping Li Mingyao and sent a quick message before leaving the room. After washing his face to wake up, he called Zhou Quan. "Quaner, where are you now?" "Xian Gu, I'm at the rental place," Zhou Quan replied. "Send me your location. I'll come pick you up. And then we can check out the restaurant together." "Sure thing." 20 minutes later, Lin Xian drove his Maybach to Zhou Quan's rental. Zhou Quan hurriedly rushed downstairs, opened the car door, and hopped in. "Xian Gu, I'm here. Congratulations on your marriage," he said, pulling out a red envelope to hand to Lin Xian. "Thank you, Quaner. Let us go," Lin Xian said, accepting the envelope as he started the car, heading to Jinhai Square. After parking, Lin Xian and Zhou Quan ascended to the 5th floor of Jinhai Square, where they were immediately captivated by the lavish and resplendent decor. The entire restaurant featured high-end materials and exquisite design, with opulent wallpaper adorning the walls and polished marble flooring reflecting light. Crystal chandeliers hung from the ceiling, casting a warm, gentle glow that illuminated the entire space. Tables and chairs were neatly arranged, draped with pristine white tablecloths, complemented by elegant dinnerware and fresh flowers, creating a refined and comfortable dining ambience. Lin Xian was slightly taken aback by the opulence of the renovations. "Hey, Xian Gu, isn't this decoration impressive?" Zhou Quan boasted. Lin Xian stepped further into the restaurant, observing that it resembled a 5-star establishment. "It's indeed remarkable. Now we must prepare for the opening," he nodded in satisfaction. "Xian Gu, you're correct. But have we forgotten something?" Zhou Quan chuckled. "Forgotten what?" Lin Xian asked, puzzled. "Money, Xian Gu. I have no funds, and without money, how can I recruit staff?" Zhou Quan complained earnestly. "Oh right, I nearly overlooked that. I've been quite busy lately. Please send me your bank account details." Yes. I've been preoccupied with the wedding. Just tell me if you need it or not." Yes. I'll send you my bank account details now." Zhou Quan replied promptly. Lin Xian subsequently transferred 1 million yuan to Zhou Quan via his phone. "Here's an initial 1 million for startup funds. Let me know if you need more. You'll be in charge of everything at the restaurant, and we'll split the profits 70-30. "All right, as expected of Xian Gu. Starting off with 1 million. Zhou Quan exclaimed joyfully. "Enough flattery. If you don't perform well, I'll have to let you go," Lin Xian joked. "Understood, boss. By the way, shouldn't we name the restaurant?" Zhou Quan asked. "Let us call it Xianming Restaurant, featuring fish dishes as the specialty. Though feel free to include other cuisines as well," Lin Xian thoughtfully suggested after a moment of consideration, combining elements from their names. "You're the manager now. Don't disappoint my expectations." He patted Zhou Quan on the shoulder, trusting him despite his occasional foolishness, knowing he was diligent when it came to work. Ensure the completion of the task. Zhou Quan even offered a salute, despite his age. Well, Lin Xian retracted his earlier thoughts. After addressing the matters concerning the restaurant, Lin Xian escorted Zhou Quan back to his rental apartment before heading to Jinwan Technology Company, Limited. Upon entering the company, the receptionist greeted him warmly. "Hello, Director Lin." "Hello," Lin Xian replied with a polite smile. Subsequently, he greeted each employee he encountered with enthusiasm, and they reciprocated in kind. Is this what it feels like to be the chairman of a company? Quite exhilarating. Upon arriving at the chairman's office, Lin Xian noticed 2 resignation letters and a red envelope on the desk. He opened the envelope first, revealing several hundred-yuan bills and a small note. "Congratulations on your position, and best wishes for your marriage." Lin Xian smiled faintly, thinking to himself, this little rascal. He then picked up the 2 resignation letters, confirming they were from Zheng Haoran and Yi Zixuan. With a wave of his hand, he immediately approved them, realizing there was nothing more to address. Lin Xian left the company and drove home. In truth, the primary responsibilities of the company rested with General Manager Lu Wendy. The 2 resignation letters were presented to the chairman for personal handling due to their special circumstances. "Honey, I'm back," Lin Xian announced as he changed his shoes and entered the hall, embracing Li Mengyao, who was trotting towards him. "Darling, why have you been going out so often lately? Are you secretly up to something?" Li Mengyao pouted adorably. "I went to check on the restaurant's renovation," Lin Xian explained, pulling out his phone to show her the photos he took earlier that afternoon. "Wow, this is too extravagant," Li Mengyao exclaimed, her beautiful eyes widening. "Have you named the restaurant yet?" she inquired eagerly. "I have," Lin Xian replied, preparing to head into the kitchen to cook. "What name?" Li Mengyao asked, wrapping her arms around him. "Xianming Restaurant. What do you think?" Lin Xian gently pinched her cheek with a smile. Chapter 40. You are a big fool. The name Xianming Restaurant, filled with poetic charm, seemed to embody the essence of Lin Xian and Li Mengyao's love, representing Lin Xian's affection for her. As Li Mengyao gazed at Lin Xian with eyes as clear as autumn waters, ripples of emotion began to surface on her face. Noticing the tears welling in her eyes, Lin Xian felt flustered. "What's wrong, my dear? Did I hurt you when I pinched you?" "I'm sorry, it was my fault." Li Mengyao gently shook her head, burying herself in Lin Xian's embrace, holding him tightly. With lips parted slightly, her voice was dreamlike as she asked, "Why are you so good to me?" Taking a deep breath, Lin Xian tenderly lifted her chin, his gaze filled with warmth. "Because you are the only one in my life, the love of my existence. You are my wife and the mother of our child. I am willing to devote all my strength to protect you both, to cherish you, and to ensure your eternal happiness." His eyes burned with unwavering intensity, as if igniting an everlasting flame. Li Mengyao stood on her tiptoes, wrapping her arms around Lin Xian's neck, bestowing upon him a fragrant kiss. "I'll go make dinner now," Lin Xian said with a smile, turning to head into the kitchen. Li Mengyao replied shyly, nodding. After dinner, Lin Xian and Li Mengyao enjoyed watching a drama on the large screen in the living room. Li Mengyao rested her long legs on Lin Xian's lap, snuggling into his embrace, completely engrossed in the show. Meanwhile, Lin Xian perused the corporate daily report sent by General Manager Lu Wendy on his tablet. Even when he wasn't at the company, he made it a point to review the daily report each night to stay informed about the significant happenings and the company's profits, rather than being entirely neglectful. "What are you looking at, dear?" Li Mengyao leaned in closer, her little head peeking at the series of data reports. "I'm reviewing the company's operational report," Lin Xian smiled. "Company? What company?" Li Mengyao blinked in confusion. "Jinwan Technology Company, Limited. Have you gone to work?" Li Mengyao pondered, realizing that Lin Xian had been taking care of her for the past few months and hadn't sought employment. So it seemed only natural for him to return to work now. "Honey, just focus on your job. I can take care of myself," she said, pursing her lips. "What are you thinking? Your husband has assets worth tens of millions. He wouldn't just go to work." Lin Xian playfully pinched Li Mengyao's cute nose. "So, what is this company?" Li Mengyao asked, puzzled. "This is my company. I am the chairman of Jinwan Technology Company, Limited, and you are the chairman's wife." Lin Xian replied with a smile. Li Mengyao was momentarily taken aback, her face reflecting disbelief. "Then you must take me to visit it next time." "Of course." "My little fool. You are a big fool." After finishing the drama in the living room, Lin Xian and Li Mengyao retired to their room to rest. The next morning, Lin Xian awoke naturally and began preparing breakfast. Just as he was eating, the phone rang unexpectedly. It was Zhou Quan. "Brother Xian, have you had breakfast?" "Hee. I have something I'd like to discuss with you." "I'm eating." "Go ahead," Lin Xian replied. "Regarding the chef for the restaurant, I already have a candidate in mind, my cousin and his wife. They run a fish cuisine restaurant in Jinghai City, but they are looking to relocate due to high rent. They specialize in fish dishes and have a stellar reputation in Jinghai City, which could directly bring customers to Xianming Restaurant. So I'd like to invite them to be our chefs. Zhou Quan rattled off excitedly. Have they agreed to come work at Xianming Restaurant? Lin Xian inquired. Of course. In such a bustling area with such luxurious decor, anyone would want to come. All right, have them come by the restaurant later. I want to meet them personally. The chef is the soul of a restaurant, so Lin Xian must oversee this personally. Got it. After hanging up, Lin Xian, as usual, prepared breakfast for Li Mengyao and placed her portion in a thermos before giving her a quick kiss and leaving. Half an hour later, Lin Xian arrived at the 5th floor of Jinwan Plaza, where Xianming Restaurant is located. Upon entering, he saw Zhou Quan with a young couple. Brother Xian, you're here. Let me introduce you. This is my cousin Zhou Yong and his wife Wang Li, Zhou Quan said. Hello, Boss Lin, I'm Zhou Yong. And this is my wife Wang Li. Lin Xian politely shook hands with Zhou Yong. Zhou Yong was tall and slightly plump, exuding an honest demeanor, while Wang Li, slightly petite, possessed a delicate beauty with a mature charm. Both were in their early 30s, only a few years older than Lin Xian. Hello, I'm Lin Xian, Zhou Quan's college roommate. I've heard him praise your culinary skills highly. Oh, it's nothing, Zhou Yong chuckled modestly. Could you prepare a steamed turbot for me to sample? Lin Xian smiled. Zhou Yong understood that this was Lin Xian testing his culinary skills, so without hesitation, he stepped into the kitchen area to begin preparing the dish. Lin Xian followed closely, observing Zhou Yong's every subtle movement and technique with great attention. With deft hands, he selected a fresh, plump turbot and quickly cleaned it for cooking. Next, Zhou Yong lit the stove, expertly adjusting the heat and timing to bring the water in the steamer to a boil. Soon, the kitchen was filled with an enticing aroma as a delicious steamed turbot was presented before them. Lin Xian picked up his chopsticks and deftly lifted a piece of fish, placing it into his mouth. The flesh was tender and succulent, melting instantly upon contact, and when paired with a specially crafted savory sauce, it was nothing short of exquisite, leaving one utterly entranced. Truly, the chef was remarkable, and I wholeheartedly welcomed you all to join the Xianming Restaurant. Lin Xian nodded in satisfaction. Thank you, Chef Lin, came the reply, but I believe I can elevate your culinary skills even further. What? Zhou Yong, confident in his own culinary abilities, was taken aback. How could someone younger than him possibly be a master? After speaking, Lin Xian returned to the kitchen, with everyone following closely behind. There, he skillfully selected a fresh and plump turbot, handling it with remarkable speed and precision, igniting the stove and expertly controlling both the heat and timing, all while personally crafting his exclusive sauce. In a matter of moments, the kitchen was awash with an even more tantalizing aroma, tantalizing everyone's taste buds. Chapter 41. Darling, remember to have breakfast. A fragrant, visually enticing steamed turbot was presented, elegantly plated like a work of art. Everyone, do try this, Lin Xian urged. Eagerly, they all seized their chopsticks and plucked a piece of the exquisitely tender fish, and before their teeth could even begin to chew, the delicate and delectable flavor cascaded through their mouths like a refreshing spring, instantly awakening every taste bud. Zhou Yong was left speechless in astonishment. Xiangu, it's all thanks to you. This is absolutely delicious. Zhou Quan couldn't stop eating. Wang Li sat quietly beside them, her silence betraying her awe for the exquisite flavors that had captivated her. Soon, a large platter of turbot was entirely devoured, with Zhou Quan even licking the plate clean. Boss Lin, may I take you as my mentor? Zhou Yong gazed at Lin Xian with admiration. Ahem, no need for formalities. As long as you work as the head chef in my restaurant, I shall teach you for free. Lin Xian felt a tad awkward being sought as a mentor by someone significantly older than him. Really? That is wonderful. Zhou Yong leaped with joy. Can I learn too? Boss Lin, Wang Li inquired gently. Of course. And what about me, Xiangu? Zhou Quan cheekily interjected. Go on and play. Focus on managing the restaurant, Lin Xian replied, turning his gaze back to Zhou Quan and Wang Li, suddenly adopting a serious demeanor. However, I have one condition. What condition? Zhou Yong asked urgently. An additional confidentiality clause must be added to your labor contract. I will teach you my exclusive fish recipes, which will undoubtedly enhance your culinary skills. Lin Xian smiled slightly. What confidentiality clause? You must not disclose the exclusive fish recipes in any form to outsiders. Otherwise, a penalty of 5 million RMB will be imposed, Lin Xian stated firmly. 5 million is no trifling sum for an ordinary family. Many toil their entire lives without earning such an amount. I promise you, I, Zhou Yong, am not the kind of person who would betray trust, Zhou Yong declared resolutely. I too promise. If my husband can achieve it, so can I. Wang Li affirmed with equal conviction. Very well, Zhou Quan, prepare the labor contracts. We shall sign them shortly. Got it. Zhou Quan scampered off eagerly to prepare the contracts. While Zhou Quan was away, Lin Xian conversed with the couple. Suddenly, Lin Xian's phone rang. He picked it up to see it was his wife. Hello, darling. Li Mingyao paused momentarily at the endearment, surprised by his sudden shift in tone. Where are you now? I'm still at the restaurant. My roommates want to come over for dinner. Is that all right? Li Mingyao's roommates, Chun Manman and Yang Lin, had been persistently asking to visit. With Lu Yusin fanning the flames of excitement. Left with no choice, Li Mingyao called Lin Xian to seek his approval. Of course. I'll buy some extra ingredients on my way back, Lin Xian replied with a smile. All right, darling. Remember to have breakfast, Lin Xian reminded cheerfully. Li Mingyao blushed as she hung up the phone. He had called her darling and now baby. What was going on with him today? She gently patted her cheeks and picked up her phone, opening the group chat with her roommates. Come over, ladies. Hey, Yao Yao, I'm on my way. Chun Man replied. Where's the address? You can't expect me to find my way without it, Yang Lin chimed in. Li Mingyao shared the address. Clearly, Chun Man and Yang Lin were shocked to discover that Li Mingyao resided in the luxurious Jinwan mansion, the most opulent area of Jinghai City. Meanwhile, Zhou Quan finally returned with 2 labor contracts in hand. Xiangu, I'm ready. Take a look. Lin Xian examined the contracts closely, finding no issues, and signed his name before handing them to Zhou Yong and Wang Li. If everything appears satisfactory, let us sign these labor contracts. I have a question. Does Zhou Quan count as an outsider? Zhou Yong grinned at his cousin. Yes, Lin Xian laughed, glancing at Zhou Quan teasingly. Xiangu, that is not fair. We shared 4 years of roommate camaraderie. All right, I was just joking. I've entrusted the restaurant to you to manage. Isn't that enough of a show of trust? Lin Xian burst into laughter. Hee, Xiangu, I will undoubtedly make this restaurant thrive. Zhou Quan responded with a cheeky grin. The rest is up to you. I'm heading home now. After bidding farewell to them, Lin Xian drove his Maybach to the supermarket to purchase some ingredients before returning home. Back at Li Mingyao's side, the doorbell chimed melodiously. Hearing it, she set down her tasks and approached the door, confirming through the smart lock screen that it was indeed her roommates before opening it with ease. My dear Yao Yao, congratulations on your marriage. Yang Lin stepped forward to embrace her, presenting a gift. And mine too. Yao Yao, congratulations on your marriage. Chun Man followed suit, entering and offering her present to Li Mingyao. Here is mine as well. Yao Yao, congratulations. Lu Yusin smiled warmly. Thank you. Li Mingyao beamed with joy. Chun Man plopped onto the sofa, reveling in comfort, while Yang Lin quickly joined her, leaving Lu Yusin to assist Li Mingyao with drinks and fruit. Yao Yao, this is simply too comfortable. You're living like a little rich lady, Chun Man exclaimed. Indeed. Such a spacious home with a river view. This is the life I've always dreamed of. Yang Lin echoed her sentiments. Here, enjoy some drinks and fruit. Li Mingyao placed a platter of fruit and several drinks before them. As Chun Man, Yang Lin, and Lu Yusin settled on the sofa, Li Mingyao reclined in a cozy chair, and they began gossiping and sharing recent happenings. Yao Yao, you have no idea how tough my internship is. I've been working overtime every day, Chun Man complained. Tell me about it. I have to stay up late every night to finish my assignments. It's truly overwhelming. Yang Lin chimed in. Yao Yao, why aren't you working? Chun Man inquired. I'll find time to work later, Li Mingyao mumbled. Her gaze lowered as she fumbled for words. Yao Yao, you're lying. Ha ha ha. Come clean. You can't fool us, your best friends, Yang Lin teased, having caught on. She is now a protected individual. How could Lin Xian allow Yao Yao to work? Lu Yusin remarked. Lu Yusin felt that there was no longer any need to conceal the truth from her sisters, especially since Lin Xian and Li Mingyao had already tied the knot and obtained their marriage certificate. What does it mean? A key protection target? How peculiar. Chun Man gazed at Li Mingyao with a mischievous smile. The truth is, I'm pregnant, Li Mingyao quietly confessed, her cheeks flushed. Chapter 42. I want to hear the baby's voice. What? Yao Yao, you're pregnant? Yang Lin exclaimed, her eyes wide with disbelief. Oh my goodness, when did this happen? So soon? Chun Man could hardly believe it either. It has been over 3 months now. Li Mingyao's delicate face blossomed with a rosy hue. Only Lu Yusin remained silent, for she had already known. Yang Lin, 3 months ago, which means you were still in school when it happened. Chun Man, and you were unmarried and pregnant. Yusin, aren't you surprised? I am surprised. Can't you tell? Lu Yusin feigned a look of astonishment. Yang Lin, oh, so you knew all along and didn't tell us? Chun Man, right? Are we not best friends anymore? Lin, let us get her together. I warn you. Don't come any closer. If you do, I'll scream. Lu Yusin clutched a pillow, fear evident in her voice. Yang Lin and Chun Man launched a playful assault on Lu Yusin, their hands reaching out for tickles. Chun Man, scream all you want. Even if you shout your throat raw, no one will heed you. Ha ha. Yao Yao, save me. Ha ha. Lu Yusin begged for mercy, tears of laughter streaming down her face. All right. You all stop it. It was I who prevented Xin from speaking, Li Mingyao hurriedly intervened. Chen Man. Fine, I won't hold it against you. Considering there's a pregnant lady pleading for you. Yang Lin. By the way, Yao, is Lin Xian treating you well? Chen Man. Yes, is he treating you well? Lin Xian treats me exceptionally well. I love him dearly, Li Mingyao replied, her cheeks aglow. Is this really the pure and innocent campus beauty from Jinghai University, who has always maintained a cool demeanor towards boys? Yang Lin mused. Marriage and a child. Yao, you truly are a winner in life. Hey, do you think Senior Deng Junyi should finally give up? Chen Man suddenly recalled that there was a senior at school who was infatuated with Li Mingyao and had been pursuing her relentlessly. Yang Lin, indeed. I've heard he is preparing to return to the country. Let him abandon all hope. Yao is already taken, Lu Yusin remarked, not harboring fond thoughts of Deng Junyi. I've turned him down many times. He shouldn't bother me again this time, Li Mingyao said, pursing her lips. Suddenly, the sound of the door unlocking echoed. Honey, I'm back. Lin Xian entered, carrying a large bag of items. Chen Man and the others watched as Li Mingyao swiftly leapt from the recliner, slipped on her shoes, and dashed over to envelop Lin Xian in her embrace. Welcome home. Each time Lin Xian returned, he felt a wave of warmth wash over him, the source of which was Li Mingyao's embrace, filling him with the essence of home and happiness. Lin Xian gently caressed Li Mingyao's hair and softly inquired, Darling, how are you feeling today? Are you uncomfortable? Li Mingyao shook her head lightly. I'm fine. Cough. Li Mingyao turned to see Chen Man and the others watching them with excitement. She released Lin Xian, her face as red as a ripe tomato. Hello. I am Li Mingyao's husband, Lin Xian. Hello. I'm Chen Man, she replied with a bright smile. Chen Man was tall and slender, sporting a chic bob that exuded a carefree vibe. Hello, I'm Yang Lin. Yang Lin also smiled, appearing delicate and graceful with her petite figure and lustrous long hair, cascading over her shoulders. As for Lu Yusin, her presence spoke volumes. She radiated an aura of confidence and authority. You all continue chatting. I'll head to the kitchen to prepare lunch, Lin Xian said with a gentle smile before walking into the kitchen to begin cooking. The four returned to their previous discussion. Yao, your husband is truly handsome. My goodness. How did you manage to win his heart? Please share your secrets. At this moment, Li Mingyao could only blush furiously. Before long, Lin Xian emerged from the kitchen, presenting the final dish. Dinner is served. The aroma wafted through the air, drawing everyone in. How delightful. Today we have scallion lamb, human ribs, fragrant beef short ribs, spicy chicken cubes, and a large platter of grilled fish. Wow, this is too delicious. I've never tasted anything this good, Chen Man exclaimed, her face beaming with happiness after taking a bite. Indeed, even a chef from a five-star hotel could not replicate such exquisite flavors, Yang Lin echoed in admiration. Yes, it's truly delicious, Lu Yusin said nonchalantly, trying to avoid drawing attention from her two eager friends, who might otherwise pounce on her for having already been there. Soon, after Chen Man and the others had their fill, they prepared to leave. Chen Man, Lin Xian, I entrust Yao to you. Please take good care of her. Yang Lin, yes, otherwise we sisters will not let you off easily. I will cherish Mingyao as my most treasured person, Lin Xian declared firmly, holding Li Mingyao's hand. After Chen Man and the others left, Lin Xian tidied up the dishes, having worked up quite a sweat. He returned to the bathroom for a quick wash before heading back to the bedroom. At that moment, Li Mingyao was quietly nestled against the headboard, engrossed in a book. Lin Xian climbed onto the bed beside her. Baby, what are you reading? Why did you suddenly call me baby? Li Mingyao's cheeks flushed, feeling unaccustomed to the term. Because you are my treasure, Lin Xian smiled. How shameless. Li Mingyao's face turned crimson, and she silently resumed reading, seemingly attempting to use the book to hide her embarrassment. Seeing that his wife was ignoring him, Lin Xian's gaze inadvertently fell upon Li Mingyao's soft belly. He slowly reached out, gently lifting her shirt, and pressed his ear against her tender abdomen, a wave of delightful fragrance enveloping him, stirring a marvelous sensation in his heart. Honey, what are you doing? Li Mingyao was startled by Lin Xian's sudden action and instinctively tried to stop him, but it was too late. Her face growing even redder. Li Mingyao pushed with all her might, yet Lin Xian remained unmoved. Realizing she couldn't budge him, she began to playfully pinch his handsome face. Darling, I want to hear the baby's voice, Lin Xian said tenderly. Even though Li Mingyao was already 13 weeks pregnant, and the fetus had developed to a certain stage, Lin Xian still couldn't hear any movement from the baby by pressing against her belly. Li Mingyao couldn't help but laugh at his innocent and adorable demeanor, a warm feeling swelling within her heart. Did you hear anything? I did, the baby said. Daddy is so handsome. How shameless. Li Mingyao gazed at Lin Xian quietly, At that moment, he resembled a child. Suddenly, a ringtone pierced the air. Chapter 43, Older Brother. You wait for me. Out of nowhere, a ringtone rang. Lin Xian reluctantly picked up his phone, discovering it was his mother calling, and quickly answered. Hello, Mom. What is up? Son, have you eaten yet? Yes, we have. That is good to hear. When are you bringing my daughter-in-law home to see me? Zhang Shulan asked eagerly. Lin Xian set down the phone and turned to Li Mingyao. Darling, can we return to Yunhai City tomorrow morning? Li Mingyao nodded obediently. Mom, we will return tomorrow morning. In the afternoon, Lin Xian and Li Mingyao prepared to visit the Jinwan Mall to purchase some gifts to take back to Yunhai City. Darling, let us set off. Li Mingyao changed into a deep blue denim dress, cinched at the waist with a black belt, and completed her look with a pair of white canvas shoes, radiating youthful freshness and vitality. You look truly stunning today, my dear. Lin Xian stepped forward, enveloping her in his arms and savoring her delightful fragrance. All right, enough of the embrace, let us be on our way. Li Mingyao gently pushed him away. Lin Xian took her hand and led her to the parking lot, starting the Maybach towards Jinwan Plaza. Upon arriving at the second floor of the Jinwan Mall, they entered a jewelry store. Hello, welcome to our store. Greetings. Could you please recommend some bracelets suitable for gifting to elders? Certainly, please hold on a moment. The attendant smiled as she presented several bracelets to Lin Xian and Li Mingyao, showcasing their unique features. How about this one? Do you think my mother would like it? Li Mingyao pointed out an exquisite jade bracelet, translucent and lustrous, reminiscent of emerald waters. As long as it's from you, she will surely adore it. Lin Xian replied with a smile. Hello, how much is this one? Li Mingyao inquired politely. Beautiful lady, you possess exquisite taste. This is the most favored design among the elders, crafted entirely from icy jade. Hence it is priced at 100,000 yuan. Li Mingyao turned to Lin Xian, seemingly seeking his opinion. Darling, all the household finances are in your hands. You decide. Lin Xian noticed her thoughts and smiled faintly. I will take this one. Li Mingyao said with a radiant smile. All right, I will wrap it up for you immediately. Please proceed to the payment section. The attendant was overjoyed. Having made a significant sale right after starting her shift, these young individuals were indeed affluent. Here you go. Thank you for your patronage. And we look forward to your next visit. After receiving the bracelet, Li Mingyao returned to Lin Xian's side, linking her arm with his as they exited the jewelry store. Let us find a gift that my father would like. Lin Xian gently took the shopping bag from her. My father does not have many hobbies, but he has a particular fondness for fishing. Sometimes he even goes overnight, so let us buy him a fishing rod. Isn't it typical for men to enjoy fishing in middle age? Li Mingyao blinked her beautiful eyes lightly. Look, there seems to be a store just over there. Following Lin Xian's gaze, Li Mingyao spotted a fishing equipment specialty store tucked away in a corner of the Jinwan Mall. Then let us go? Li Mingyao joyfully tugged at Lin Xian as they made their way to the store. Upon entering, Li Mingyao, unfamiliar with selecting fishing rods, entrusted the task to Lin Xian. He picked up a specialized fishing rod designed for competitions, examining it carefully. The rod was entirely black, shimmering with a faint glow, as if imbued with limitless potential. Lin Xian gently grasped the handle, appreciating the rod's texture, and swung it a few times, finding it quite satisfactory. This is excellent. My father will surely enjoy it. Lin Xian said with a grin. Then let us go with this one, Li Mingyao replied, smiling. They approached the counter to settle the payment, where the proprietor, a middle-aged gentleman preparing bait for the evening, clearly had the demeanor of an experienced angler. Hello, sir, how much does this cost? Li Mingyao asked with a soft smile. This is 60,000 yuan. It's a competition-grade fishing rod, crafted from top-quality materials. The shopkeeper was taken aback by the youthfulness of the customers purchasing such an expensive item. 60,000 for a fishing rod. Sir, could you possibly lower the price a bit? Li Mingyao implored with a pleading gaze at the portly middle-aged man. Do you two enjoy fishing? The shopkeeper inquired, observing them closely. Absolutely, we adore fishing, Li Mingyao exclaimed without hesitation. Lin Xian, however, looked at his wife in astonishment, wondering if this was her method of bargaining. All right, given that you are both young and fond of fishing, I'll let it go for 50,000 yuan, but that is my final offer. Thank you, sir. Li Mingyao beamed with delight, nearly jumping for joy. Once outside the store, Lin Xian couldn't help but chuckle. What are you laughing at, darling? Li Mingyao pouted. I'm laughing because you are truly remarkable. Do you really know how to fish? He laughed heartily. Li Mingyao's cheeks flushed crimson as she playfully pinched him in a familiar manner. All right, I was wrong, my dear. By the way, what is your sister like? Li Mingyao suddenly recalled Lin Xian had a sister. Cece, you needn't buy her anything. If you must, I think a set of mock examination papers would suffice. Lin Xian flashed his signature smile. Sis, just you wait. Be serious. Li Mingyao rolled her eyes at Lin Xian and then noticed an Apple store on the upper floor. I know what to buy now, let us go. She took Lin Xian's hand and led him upstairs. They quickly arrived at the entrance of the mobile phone store. Darling, do you wish to buy a phone for Cici? Lin Xian asked. Indeed, Li Mingyao replied with a slight smile. Her phone was just confiscated at school, haha. Lin Xian laughed heartily. No worries, she can just play at home. Li Mingyao felt that children shouldn't be overly restricted. A little leniency was necessary. Sister-in-law. My dear sister-in-law, I love you. Cici exclaimed as they entered the store. Hello, how may I assist you today? A sales attendant approached them. Hello. Do you have the latest Apple phone? Li Mingyao inquired politely. Yes, we do. This is our newly launched Apple 15 version. It not only features the most advanced chip technology, but also comes equipped with an ultra-high-definition camera, allowing you to capture high-quality, clear, and detailed photos and videos effortlessly. Its stylish, minimalist design is available in various colors that showcase your unique charm, the attendant elaborated. How much is the top configuration? The premium model is priced at 18,999 yuan. Li Mingyao hesitated slightly, pondering that gifts for her parents had been in the range of 50,000 to 100,000 yuan. Would a 10,000 yuan gift for Lin Xian's sister make her appear a poor sister-in-law? The attendant noticed Li Mingyao furrowing her brow and, realizing they looked like students, surmised they might not afford such an expensive item. If the premium model is too costly, perhaps you would consider the standard version? No. Do you have the latest laptop? Li Mingyao suddenly had a bright idea. Yes. Would you like the top configuration? The attendant asked, slightly astonished. Yes, the premium model. Li Mingyao nodded affirmatively. All right. Please wait a moment. Soon, the attendant returned with a laptop for Lin Xian and Li Mingyao to examine. This is our latest top-tier Apple laptop. It boasts astonishing speed, vast memory, and is surprisingly lightweight, albeit at a slightly higher price of 22,399 yuan. What do you think, darling? Li Mingyao looked up at Lin Xian. I believe Cici will be overjoyed. Lin Xian nodded resignedly. We will take these two items, Li Mingyao said with a gentle smile. Certainly, please hold on. The attendant left, but quickly returned. Greetings, beautiful. If you desire these two items, may I suggest trying our latest full package gift set? It includes a mobile phone, an iPad, a laptop, and wireless earbuds, all of the highest specification. The original price is 77,888 yuan, but it is currently offered at a discounted price of 67,888 yuan. It would be more economical to purchase the entire set, the attendant enthusiastically explained. Li Mingyao bit her lip, hesitating once more as she glanced at Lin Xian. Let us buy it. After all, my dear wife, money is no object for you. Consider it a splendid gift for Cici, Lin Xian replied with a gentle smile. All right. We shall acquire the entire set, Li Mingyao responded, her smile reappearing. Excellent. Please hold on a moment. The attendant beamed as they began to pack the items, successfully closing another significant sale. Alas, even Cici's gift surpasses that of her father. Indeed, familial standing dictates value, Lin Xian mused, observing Li Mingyao engrossed in her phone. Suddenly, he realized that his wife was still using an outdated model. Yet, Li Mingyao's fastidious nature kept her phone impeccably clean, making it appear brand new, although it had been purchased during her freshman year. Hello, could you please add one more of the latest Apple iPhone 15 in its highest configuration? Lin Xian requested the still busy clerk. Certainly, I will prepare it immediately, the attendant replied, smiling even more brightly. Darling, why do we need to buy an additional phone? Li Mingyao gently squeezed Lin Xian's hand. My love, how long have you been using your phone? Lin Xian gazed at her tenderly. Not long, it's still functional. Li Mingyao replied softly, her cheeks tinged with pink. It's my fault for only realizing this now, my dear. You need not worry about saving money in the future. Feel free to indulge. Lin Xian gently embraced Li Mingyao. No, we must maintain frugality, Li Mingyao murmured. This girl truly is endearing. Be obedient, Lin Xian said softly. Oh, before long, Lin Xian emerged from the store, laden with bags, while Li Mingyao clung to his arm, glancing around to see if there was anything else she wished to purchase. Darling, no more purchases. If we buy anything else, I won't be able to carry it, he cautioned. Nonsense, I can manage, Li Mingyao replied, undeterred. She then spotted a men's clothing store. Let us take a look there, she suggested, excitedly pointing. I have no shortage of clothes, Lin Xian retorted. You keep wearing the same few outfits. I'm already tired of seeing them. Be obedient. Li Mingyao tugged at Lin Xian's hand, leading him into the shop. Don't boys typically rotate through just a few pieces of clothing? Lin Xian questioned, somewhat perplexed. Yet he followed his wife's lead. Inside the store, Li Mingyao glanced around before selecting a few garments and holding them against Lin Xian. This style is unappealing. She gently shook her head. This color is too gaudy. She continued to sift through the options. This polo shirt and that short-sleeved t-shirt look quite nice, dear. Do try them on, she said, nodding in satisfaction. All right, Lin Xian replied, taking the 2 items and heading to the fitting room. After trying on the 2 shirts, Li Mingyao smiled and nodded, declaring them suitable. She then glanced toward a nearby suit, never having seen Lin Xian in formal attire before, and seized the opportunity to hand him another piece. Darling, try this on as well, she encouraged, her lips curling into a slight smile. Huh, another one? Lin Xian sighed, taking the suit back to the fitting room while Li Mingyao patiently waited outside. Before long, Lin Xian emerged, clad in a pristine white dress shirt complemented by a classic black suit, complete with a sleek black belt and tailored trousers. He appeared exceptionally dapper and poised. How do I look, my love? He inquired. Ha ha ha, you look splendid, truly splendid. Though it does resemble an insurance salesman. Ha ha, Li Mingyao laughed, her eyes gleaming with joy. You're teasing me, Lin Xian said, his expression faltering as he hurried back to change. Li Mingyao was genuinely delighted, appreciating her husband's occasional naivety. Hello. Could you please pack these 2 items along with the suit he just tried on? Lin Xian requested. Of course, please wait a moment, the attendant replied. Upon exiting the store, Lin Xian and Li Mingyao finally concluded their shopping excursion. Darling, shall we head home for dinner? Lin Xian suggested, taking her hand. But she remained rooted in place, fixated on a barbecue restaurant upstairs. I crave barbecue, she exclaimed. No, the smoke there is heavy. I fear you might vomit again. Lin Xian objected. Each table at that barbecue place is equipped with an exhaust system. There's hardly any smoke, she countered. That may be, but how can we be certain of the meat's freshness? Lin Xian insisted. This barbecue restaurant is rated the highest in Jinghai City, and the meat is extremely fresh. Please, just this once, Li Mingyao pouted, charmingly pleading. After a long afternoon of shopping, she didn't want Lin Xian to labor in the kitchen again, especially since the barbecue was indeed delectable. Under her persistent persuasion and playful demeanor, Lin Xian reluctantly agreed, but with one condition: he would taste the meat first, and if it was not fresh, he would immediately take her home for dinner. With that, they cheerfully entered the barbecue restaurant. Shortly after, the server brought out the ingredients for grilling. Lin Xian picked up a piece of beef, placing it on the grill to cook slowly. Once it was ready, he savored it thoughtfully. How is it? Not too shabby, I presume? Li Mingyao watched intently, nearly drooling with hunger. The meat quality is quite good and indeed fresh, Lin Xian replied, then picked up another piece to grill, waiting until it was thoroughly cooked before blowing gently on it to cool it down and offering it to Li Mingyao. Careful, it's hot, my love. Li Mingyao slightly parted her lips, taking a gentle bite of the beef, immediately breaking into a satisfied smile. At that moment, in a nearby corner, a figure was observing Lin Xian and Li Mingyao. Isn't that our school's Li, the campus belle? Chapter 45, what are you? A follower? Zhang Hua, a friend of Deng Junyi, happened to be dining at the same barbecue place. He slowly retrieved his phone from his pocket, opened the camera, and aimed it at Lin Xian and Li Mingyao. As Lin Xian tenderly offered food to Li Mingyao, he pressed the shutter button and sent the photo to Deng Junyi. An hour later, Li Mingyao, clinging to Lin Xian's arm, left the barbecue restaurant, thoroughly satisfied. Darling, let us grill at home next time, Lin Xian said affectionately, gazing at her. Sure, Li Mingyao replied, flashing a sweet smile. Just as Lin Xian and Li Mingyao were about to exit the Jinwan shopping mall, an unexpected visitor suddenly stood in their path. Deng Junyi. Standing at 180 centimeters, he matched Lin Xian's height and possessed striking good looks, with sharp brows and bright eyes, yet still fell short in comparison to Lin Xian. He regarded Lin Xian with an air of arrogance. Long time no see, Mingyao, Deng Junyi said softly, focusing his attention entirely on Li Mingyao. It has been a while, Senior Deng, Li Mingyao replied politely. This is a gift I brought for you from abroad. I hope you like it, he said, completely disregarding Lin Xian as he presented her with an exquisite bottle of high-end perfume. I'm sorry, but I don't like this perfume. You may keep it, Senior Deng, Li Mingyao replied calmly. If you don't fancy this one, that's all right. Just tell me what you prefer, and I'll buy it for you. Deng Junyi continued. There's no need for that, Senior Deng. You don't have to give me anything. Li Mingyao replied with a cold tone. Do you still not understand my feelings? I have liked you for 4 years. Who is that person beside you? Deng Junyi clenched his fists, his anger rising upon noticing the dazzling diamond ring adorning Li Mengyao's left hand. I am aware of your feelings, but I have made it clear long ago that we are not suited for each other. This person beside me is my husband. Li Mingyao tightened her grip on Lin Xian's hand. Why? Why is it that just a year after I left, you are already married? He is nothing but a pretty boy. Mingyao, don't let him deceive you. Deng Junyi shouted in fury. Those who casually cast malicious judgments on others often harbor darkness within themselves. My husband is not someone you can critique. I ask that you cease to disturb me from now on. Darling, let us go. Li Mengyao's gaze turned icy as she angrily declared. Li Mingyao held no affection for Deng Junyi, addressing him by his title merely out of courtesy. His disparagement of Lin Xian was something she could never accept. If he is a pretty boy, then what does that make you? A sycophant? Lin Xian remarked, a disdainful smile gracing his lips as he regarded Deng Junyi. Without hesitation, Li Mingyao firmly grasped Lin Xian's hand, circumventing Deng Junyi and striding forward with purpose. At that moment, Deng Junyi's expression darkened ominously. He clenched his fists tightly, his eyes glinting with rage and resentment. Suddenly, he spun around, seemingly losing all sense of reason, and furiously hurled his fist towards Lin Xian. In the face of this unexpected assault, Lin Xian remained remarkably composed, as if he had sensed the shift behind him. He swiftly released Li Mingyao's hand and turned around in a flash. Lin Xian expertly intercepted Deng Junyi's punch, then, with a powerful shove, executed a flawless shoulder throw, sending Deng Junyi crashing to the ground. Ah! Deng Junyi cried out in pain, sprawled on the floor and unable to move, resorting to a sneak attack. You truly are a sycophant. This place is under surveillance. I warn you, if you act recklessly again, we will call the police, Lin Xian stated coldly. Darling, are you all right? Li Mingyao, frightened, rushed back to Lin Xian's side, anxiously inspecting him for any injuries. I'm fine. He's merely a cornered rat, and couldn't he possibly hurt me? Lin Xian replied with a slight smile. Let us leave quickly. Li Mingyao felt the curious gazes of those around them, and, grasping Lin Xian's hand, departed. That evening, upon returning home, Lin Xian and Li Mingyao began packing their belongings. After completing their tasks, Li Mingyao entered the bathroom to bathe, while Lin Xian reclined on the sofa, perusing the corporate daily of Jinwan Technology Company, Limited. Darling, could you fetch me a sleepwear? Li Mingyao's head peeked through the slightly ajar bathroom door, her expression shy. Of course. Where did you place your sleepwear? Lin Xian smiled. I forgot. Could you help me find it? Li Mingyao replied nervously. Lin Xian first searched the wardrobe, but found nothing. He then proceeded to the expansive balcony, where he immediately spotted a cute piece of sleepwear hanging there. Soon, Lin Xian retrieved Li Mingyao's charming sleepwear and arrived at the bathroom door. At that moment, Li Mingyao quickly withdrew her lovely head back into the bathroom, leaving only a delicate, fair arm exposed, radiating an enchanting glow. Lin Xian was momentarily captivated. Are you ready? Li Mingyao softly inquired. Here you go. Lin Xian snapped back to reality, handing the sleepwear to Li Mingyao. Thank you, darling. As Li Mingyao attempted to take the sleepwear, she found it inexplicably stuck. Lin Xian, let go, Li Mingyao said, slightly annoyed. Why don't we wash together? Lin Xian flashed his signature smile. No way. You big rogue. All right, dear, I was just teasing you. Lin Xian gently released his grip. You naughty boy. After retracting her hand, Li Mingyao swiftly shut the door, not forgetting to scold Lin Xian. With a smile, Lin Xian returned to the living room. Half an hour later, Li Mingyao finally emerged from the bathroom, shooting an exasperated glance at Lin Xian, who was still lounging on the sofa with a grin, before retreating to the bedroom to rest. Li Mingyao's angry demeanor was undeniably adorable. Subsequently, Lin Xian entered the bathroom to take his shower. Halfway through, he suddenly realized, where did my towel go? After searching for an eternity in the bathroom, Lin Xian, out of options, slightly opened the bathroom door. Darling, my towel has gone missing. Could you help me find it? Can't hear you. Darling, I'm sorry. Sorry for what? Sorry for teasing my wife. Will you dare to do it again? I won tea. Li Mingyao remained silent. And as Lin Xian continued to apologize, he suddenly heard the sound of light footsteps approaching the bathroom. Before his eyes flashed a blue light. Upon closer inspection, it was Li Mingyao, standing at the bathroom door with a blue towel in hand. Her movements were swift, as if she were a thief, hanging the towel on the bathroom door handle before scampering back to her room, a hint of laughter trailing behind her. Chapter 46. This is now our home. After finishing his shower, Lin Xian returned to the bedroom to find Li Mingyao pretending to read seriously, a barely concealed smile gracing her lips. While her eyes occasionally darted towards Lin Xian, who stood by the window, Lin Xian had pieced it all together. Darling, where did you find my towel? He inquired as he lay beside her on the bed. On the balcony, Li Mingyao replied calmly. That's strange. I found your sleepwear on the balcony, and I didn't see my towel hanging there, Lin Xian said with a smile. You must have been mistaken. Li Mingyao maintained her facade of tranquility. Is it possible that my wife secretly took my towel and is pretending not to know? Lin Xian flashed his signature smile again. There's no such possibility. I'm tired. Good night. Li Mingyao nearly threw her book aside at lightning speed. Then, like a cat, gracefully climbed onto the bed, lying down quietly with her eyes closed. Her breathing becoming calm, as if she had truly fallen asleep. However, the slight upward curve of her lips betrayed her. Seeing this, Lin Xian leaned down and pressed his lips against her tempting ones. I'm not talking to you. Li Mingyao turned her back, leaving Lin Xian with a beautiful view of her nape. In the end, it was she who suffered. Li Mingyao found herself pondering. Suddenly, she remembered something. Turning back, Li Mingyao looked at Lin Xian with a worried expression. Darling, do you think Cece want tea like me as her sister-in-law? Of course not. My dear, you are so gentle and beautiful, like a celestial being. Who wouldn't tea adore you? Lin Xian gently stroked Li Mingyao's hair, which emanated a captivating fragrance. Stop joking. I'm serious. Li Mingyao protested with a hint of indignation. Cece is simply lively. The more lively it is, the happier she will be. Don't worry, my love. All right, it's getting late. The little ones need to sleep. Lin Xian embraced Li Mingyao, soothing her. With that, the two drifted into slumber. The following morning, they did not stir until the sun had already risen high. After washing up, Lin Xian headed to the kitchen to prepare breakfast, while Li Mingyao checked their luggage to ensure nothing was forgotten. Before long, they finished their breakfast and arrived at the parking lot beneath Jinwan Mansion. Just as Lin Xian was about to approach his Maybach, Li Mingyao suddenly grasped his arm. Husband, let us take the Xiaomi SU7 this time, Li Mingyao said with a gentle smile. Why? Lin Xian inquired with a hint of confusion. Because you dote on Xiao He too much. Don't you think it's rather serious? Li Mingyao remarked, her elegant gaze flickering. Lin Xian pondered for a moment and realized that they had indeed not driven the Xiaomi much. All right, I shall heed my wife's wishes. Taking Li Mingyao's hand, he guided her to the Xiaomi SU7. Once she was comfortably settled in the back seat, he returned to the driver's seat and started the vehicle. Ding! The system has detected that the host requires the Xiaomi smart car for a journey. For the safety of the little ones, the system will upgrade the Xiaomi SU7's intelligent driving system and battery free of charge. A minute later, the notification chimed. Congratulations, host. The upgrade of the Xiaomi SU7 has been successfully completed. The intelligent driving system is now at the pinnacle of future technology, and there is no need for manual driving. The battery has also been successfully upgraded. A single charge will last for an entire year. What a delightful surprise. Lin Xian had initially intended to drive manually, but the system had graciously provided the upgrade. Xiao AI, activate intelligent driving mode, Lin Xian said with a hint of anticipation. A soft voice responded, certainly. May I inquire where you wish to go, master? To Yunhai City, Lin Xian replied. Understood. The destination has been set to Yunhai City. We shall depart shortly. Please fasten your seatbelt and relax. With that, the intelligent system of the Xiaomi SU7 emitted a prompt sound, and the vehicle commenced its smooth journey towards Yunhai City. Lin Xian sat quietly in the driver's seat, his hands lightly gripping the steering wheel. Initially, he felt a twinge of unease, apprehensive about any unforeseen incidents, ready to take control of the vehicle at a moment's notice. However, it wasn't long before he experienced the system's remarkable capabilities, and a wave of admiration washed over him. The system was astonishingly advanced. The upgraded intelligent driving was far superior, responding even more swiftly than a human could. As they traveled, Lin Xian shared anecdotes about his hometown, Yunhai City, with Li Mingyao. It was a picturesque coastal city, boasting a captivating shoreline and unique charm. Will I be able to see the ocean? Li Mingyao asked, her face alight with expectation, having never seen the sea before. Of course, Lin Xian replied with a smile. In the course of their conversation, Li Mingyao soon succumbed to slumber. Before long, 3 hours had passed. Lin Xian exited the toll station of Yunhai City and arrived at a familiar locale. Dear, wake up. We have arrived in Yunhai City. He gently nudged Li Mingyao. Have we arrived? Li Mingyao rubbed her eyes and gazed in astonishment out the window. The city lay nestled by the azure waters, where the coastline met the sea, blending the cerulean waves with the sky to create a breathtaking panorama. Wow, it's beautiful. We can stroll by the sea tonight, but let us head home first, Lin Xian said with a soft smile. All right, Li Mingyao beamed. The Xiaomi SU7 resumed its journey, gliding towards Lin Xian's hometown. Soon, they arrived at a cozy-looking community, adorned with lush greenery and a serene environment. Although this neighborhood had been inhabited for several years, it retained a pristine appearance. Lin Xian parked the car and took Li Mingyao's hand as they walked toward the elevator. As they stepped inside, Lin Xian noticed her palm was slightly sweaty, prompting a chuckle from him. Still feeling nervous? Yes, she admitted. Don't worry, you've met my mom before at home. Just relax. She should only be at home now, Lin Xian reassured her with a gentle smile. I still feel anxious, Li Mingyao whispered. By then, they had arrived at Lin Xian's doorstep. He produced his key, opened the door, and stepped inside. Mom, I'm home, Lin Xian exclaimed joyfully. Oh, my daughter-in-law has arrived. You must have had a tiring journey. Zhang Shulan greeted warmly, bypassing Lin Xian and embracing Li Mingyao. Come, this is your home now, don't be shy. Okay, Mom, Li Mingyao replied, somewhat apprehensively. Once Li Mingyao was seated, Zhang Shulan turned to her son. What are you standing there for? Bring the luggage inside. Got it. Lin Xian replied with a hint of exasperation. After bringing in the luggage, Li Mingyao retrieved an exquisite jade bracelet from her belongings and handed it to Zhang Shulan with a soft smile. Mom, this is a gift for you. Zhang Shulan's face lit up with joy. What gift? You are the best gift. Observing the pristine jade bracelet, she immediately recognized its value. I love it. But don't buy gifts like this again, all right? Lin Xian and Li Mingyao simply maintained their smiles, pretending not to hear, fully intending to continue such gestures in the future. My daughter-in-law, have you had a checkup at the hospital recently? How is the baby? Zhang Shulan inquired eagerly. The baby is developing very healthily, and the doctor mentioned. Li Mengyao's voice trailed off as she lowered her gaze nervously. What else did the doctor say? Zhang Shulan pressed, her curiosity piqued. The doctor said it's twins. Zhang Shulan was momentarily rendered speechless. What? Twins? She exclaimed, bouncing up from the sofa as if propelled by springs. She hurried to Li Mengyao's side, grasping her hand tightly, her face radiant with joy, her smile stretching from ear to ear. Mengyao, is it truly twins? Yes, it is, Li Mengyao confirmed, startled by her mother-in-law's exuberance. Here, this is the pregnancy checkup report. Lin Xian quickly handed the document to his mother. Zhang Shulan examined the report, her hands trembling with excitement as she read the word twins clearly printed on the document. How wonderful. Oh my, son, you've done remarkably well. Lin Xian smiled gently, while Li Mengyao felt her cheeks flush with warmth. Zhang Shulan continued to scrutinize the pregnancy report, murmuring to herself, twins are wonderful, twins are wonderful. Suddenly, she recalled another matter. Son, did you bring the marriage certificate for you and Mengyao? Let me take a look. Here it is. Lin Xian handed over the small red booklet. Zhang Shulan examined it closely, her face radiating happiness. Her son had finally married, and his wife was breathtakingly beautiful, a true vision of grace. Even more astonishing was the news of the impending twins. Perhaps they were destined to be a pair of dragon and phoenix twins. Li Mengyao blinked in bewilderment, completely taken aback by her mother-in-law's enthusiasm. How could I not be excited? Two little ones at once. Soon we shall become grandparents. After a moment, Zhang Shulan realized she had become overly exuberant and returned to sit beside Li Mengyao, smiling. I'm just so thrilled. Please don't mind me. Li Mengyao, still a bit anxious, replied, Mom, I understand. She, too, had been taken aback when she learned about the twins. Zhang Shulan glanced at Li Mengyao's abdomen, noting that she was 14 weeks along, and wondered why her belly hadn't yet shown. You rascal, haven't you been providing my daughter-in-law with proper nutrition? Why isn't her belly showing yet? Zhang Shulan scolded Lin Xian playfully. Mom, some expectant mothers show later than others, Lin Xian explained helplessly. Lin Xian treats me very well, Li Mengyao whispered. Zhang Shulan, sensing the urgency of the moment, swiftly adopted a gentle demeanor and smiled at Li Mengyao. My dear son, please hurry to the kitchen and prepare lunch. And do remember to simmer a nourishing old hen soup for Mengyao, she instructed, her tone markedly different when addressing Lin Xian. What? Why must I cook as soon as I return home? Lin Xian complained. Isn't it because you, little rascal, have always found fault with my cooking? Now go. Zhang Shulan retorted. With a resigned sigh, Lin Xian ambled into the kitchen, ready to begin his culinary duties. Li Mengyao clasped her hands tightly together, her anxiety intensifying after Lin Xian departed. Zhang Shulan's gaze fell upon the diamond ring adorning Li Mengyao's left hand and the bracelet she had gifted her daughter-in-law, causing her heart to swell with joy. Mengyao, there's no need to be so nervous. Just treat this as your own home, she reassured. With a slight nod, Li Mengyao acknowledged her words. At that moment, the front door swung open, and comrade Lin Zhengguo returned home. Darling, I'm back, he announced. His brow furrowed from the pressures of his state-owned enterprise job. He was immediately met with a fierce glare from Zhang Shulan, which sent a shiver down his spine. It was only then that he noticed his daughter-in-law, Li Mengyao, sitting gracefully on the sofa, appearing somewhat reserved and anxious. Dad, Li Mengyao murmured softly, lowering her head slightly. Mengyao, you're here. Ha. Lin Zhengguo's demeanor shifted to one of warmth as he responded enthusiastically. Has that rascal Lin Xian been giving you a hard time? Tell Dad, and I shall teach him a lesson. He plopped down onto the opposite sofa, a smile illuminating his face. No. Lin Xian has been very kind to me, Li Mengyao replied, her cheeks flushing slightly. Surely, a kiss shouldn't be considered bullying, right? Dad, I brought you a gift from Jinghai City. Li Mengyao presented the specialized fishing rod she had purchased at the mall to Lin Zhengguo, recognizing its considerable worth. He caressed it, exclaiming, what a fine rod. I've longed for one like this, but alas. Zhang Shulan controls the finances and deems spending thousands on a mere fishing rod unreasonable. Thank you, Mengyao, I truly appreciate it. Lin Zhengguo expressed with delight. By the way, old Lin, take a look at this, Zhang Shulan interjected, pointing to a small red booklet and a pregnancy test report on the table. Lin Zhenghua picked up the marriage certificate, his lips curling into an almost imperceptible smile, before lifting the pregnancy report, his expression transforming into one of sheer joy. "Where's Lin Xian?" he eagerly inquired. "He is in the kitchen preparing lunch," Zhang Shulan replied. "Then I shall assist him. You two continue your conversation." With childlike exuberance, he made his way to the kitchen. Zhang Shulan couldn't help but feel surprised. Lin Zhenghua usually exuded a calm and reserved demeanor, yet today he seemed uncharacteristically carefree. Upon entering the kitchen, Lin Zhenghua playfully slapped his son Lin Xian on the back. "You little rascal. I'm about to become a grandfather to 2 children." He beamed. "Dad, take it easy," Lin Xian said, casting a bemused glance at his father. "Is there anything else you need to prepare? Are you not tired after work?" Lin Xian queried, recalling how fatigued Lin Zhenghua typically appeared after a long day. "Tired? Not at all. I'm invigorated. Allow me to help you prepare a few more dishes for the little ones," Lin Zhenghua replied, seizing a chef's knife and diving into the task. Before long, the father-son duo had prepared an impressive spread. Dinner is served. At the dining table, Zhang Shulan tirelessly served Li Mengyao, ensuring her bowl was never empty. However, Li Mengyao struggled to consume so much food and glanced at Lin Xian, raising her eyebrows. Understanding her plight, Lin Xian promptly devoured everything she couldn't finish. "Mengyao, how about we visit Lin Xian's hometown in a few days? His grandparents have been eager to meet you," Zhang Shulan suggested. "Sure," Li Mengyao nodded slightly in agreement. After lunch, it was Zhang Shulan's turn to clear the dishes. Lin Xian took Li Mengyao's hand and led her back to his room. Upon entering, she meticulously surveyed the spacious and tidy space, furnished with a bed. Opposite the bed was a simple, yet practical wardrobe. And beside it was a desk adorned with a laptop and shelves filled with an array of books and towering mecha models. "Darling, you still play with these?" Li Mengyao remarked, picking up one of the models with a gentle smile. "Those are relics from my childhood. Now it's time for a nap," Lin Xian said. And the two embraced, drifting into a sweet slumber together. As the clock struck 3:30 in the afternoon, Lin Xian gradually opened his eyes. Watching the beautiful woman in his arms still lost in slumber, he cautiously attempted to rise. Just as Lin Xian was changing his clothes, Li Mengyao's sensitive hand detected his movement, and she sleepily opened her eyes. "Darling, where are you going?" she inquired, propping herself up on one arm and rubbing her eyes. "I'm going to pick up Cece. She'll be on summer break soon. You can continue to sleep." "My love," Lin Xian replied tenderly. "I want to go too," Li Mengyao exclaimed, sitting up and wrapping her arms around him. She intended to create a favorable impression on Lin Cece. "All right, let us go together," Lin Xian chuckled, ruffling her hair affectionately. Half an hour later, Li Mengyao, now dressed in a simple white blouse paired with an elegant black skirt, had applied light makeup that accentuated her fresh and natural aura, highlighting her purity and charm. Lin Xian gazed at her, entranced. "Don't kiss me. I've just gotten ready," Li Mengyao playfully protested, extending her hand to gently push him away. But the strength of a young lady was no match for Lin Xian. In a swift motion, he pressed his lips against hers. "Just a quick kiss," he smiled. "All right. Enough already. Let us go?" Li Mengyao's cheeks flushed as she quickly freed herself from his embrace and took his hand, leading him outside. They arrived at the parking lot and entered their Xiaomi SU7. "Xiao AI, please navigate to Yunhai City No. 1 High School," Lin Xian instructed. "Understood, Master," the car responded, smoothly setting off toward their destination. 20 minutes later, the Xiaomi SU7 came to a steady stop at Yunhai City No. 1 High School. It was now 4:30 in the afternoon, just half an hour before Lin Cece completed her final exam. Lin Xian had initially planned to wait in the car for his sister to finish. "Darling, can we go inside the school for a bit?" Li Mengyao tugged at Lin Xian's hand, her smile radiating warmth. "Of course, let us go," he replied as they stepped out of the vehicle, hand in hand, and approached the security booth at the school entrance. "Good day, do you remember me?" Lin Xian greeted the elderly guard with a smile. "Ah, isn't that little Xian? What brings you back?" The guard replied cheerfully. "I brought my wife to visit my alma mater and to pick up my sister for her break. May we enter?" Lin Xian said with a bright smile. "Little Xian is quite the celebrity here. Of course, you may enter." The guard chuckled, pressing a button to open the gate. "Such a handsome couple. I didn't expect you to marry so soon," the guard remarked kindly as he scrutinized the pair. "Are you preparing for retirement soon, sir?" Lin Xian inquired. "Indeed. This year marks the conclusion of your service, and soon you shall retire. Please, you may enter now," the gatekeeper smiled warmly. "Thank you, sir." Li Mengyao responded courteously. "No need for thanks, haha." Lin Xian and Li Mengyao arrived at the esteemed Yuhai City First High School, the pinnacle of education in Yuhai City, renowned for gathering the most exceptional students. The campus was adorned with lush greenery and vibrant blossoms, while modern teaching buildings stood in orderly rows, the environment immaculate, exuding a sense of rigor and order in every corner. The two strolled side by side along the verdant path, their steps slow and deliberate, as if fearing to disrupt the tranquility that enveloped them. Li Mingyao slightly tilted her head back, absorbing the unique atmosphere of the campus. As a gentle breeze caressed her face, bringing with it a faint scent of fresh grass, she envisioned Lin Xian's daily life in high school, his focused demeanor during lessons, and the laughter and camaraderie shared with classmates after class, a wave of joy surging within her heart. Along the green path, every few meters stood a shining display board showcasing the glorious achievements of past Gaokao examinations. As Li Mingyao meandered through, her gaze inadvertently brushed over these boards. Suddenly, her eyes lingered on one particular display. Upon closer inspection, she realized it featured none other than her husband, Lin Xian. The board clearly stated, Lin Xian, in 2020, achieved an astonishing score of 687, earning the title of Yuhai City's science champion, and successfully gained admission to Jinghai University. Li Mingyao was taken aback. She knew Lin Xian was intelligent and possessed remarkable learning abilities, but she had not anticipated him being the science champion. No wonder the gatekeeper had referred to him as a celebrity at the school. Darling, why didn't you tell me about these accomplishments? Li Mingyao gently lifted her head, smiling as she inquired. Your husband is quite modest. Besides, you never asked, Lin Xian replied with a proud grin. He attempted to pinch Li Mingyao's cheek playfully, but she deftly evaded him. Behave yourself. We are on school grounds, Lin Xian conceded. Isn't that Lin Xian? What brings you back? A middle-aged woman approached. Clad in a light blue dress and elegant white heels, her steps light and graceful. This was Teacher Qiu, Lin Xian's homeroom teacher from his senior year. Teacher Qiu, it has been ages. You still look as beautiful as ever. You seem to be getting younger. Lin Xian exclaimed with a surprised smile. Ah, university changes you. Now you even jest with your teachers, Qiu Ruishua chuckled. Lin Xian grinned and introduced the woman beside him. This is my wife, Li Mingyao. Turning to Li Mingyao, he added, Dear, this is my homeroom teacher, Teacher Qiu. Hello, Teacher Qiu, Li Mingyao greeted politely. Hello, young lady, you are truly beautiful. You two make a lovely couple. I didn't expect Xiao Xian to marry so quickly, Qiu Ruishua remarked with a satisfied smile. Thank you for the compliment, teacher, Li Mingyao said, her cheeks slightly flushed. You may not know, but many girls pursued Lin Xian during high school, and some were quite lovely, yet he remained indifferent, solely focused on his studies, leading others to label him a bookworm. However, none of those girls could compare to you. Our Xiao Xian certainly has good taste. Qiu Ruishua reminisced fondly about Lin Xian's high school days. Li Mingyao felt a pang of confusion. Could a bookworm truly be so affectionate every night? Chapter 49, Sister-in-Law. You are truly my savior. The bell rang, signaling the end of the examination. Teachers have matters to attend to. Do come back to visit your alma mater, Qiu Ruishua said with a smile as she bid farewell. Lin Xian and Li Mingyao then made their way to the teaching building where Lin Sisi was waiting. Before long, a girl with porcelain skin, exquisite features, a prominent nose, and deep, bright eyes like Lin Xian sprinted out of the building. Her high ponytail bounced with her movements, accentuating her innocence and charm. A spark of intelligence radiated from her brows, capturing the attention of those around her. Brother. Lin Sisi spotted Lin Xian and excitedly waved her hand, also noticing the elegant, beautiful woman by his side. That must be her sister-in-law. Lin Sisi trotted over, grasping Lin Xian's hand with joy, exclaiming, Big brother, you came to pick me up? Lin Xian affectionately ruffled Lin Sisi's hair, smiling as he replied, Indeed. Let me introduce you. This is your sister-in-law, Li Mingyao. Lin Sisi beamed and greeted Li Mingyao. Hello, sister-in-law. I am Lin Xian's sister, Lin Sisi. Hello, Sisi. Li Mingyao smiled back. Lin Sisi couldn't help but marvel at her sister-in-law's beauty. Having seen photos in their group chat, she was aware Li Mingyao was stunning. But in person, she was even more enchanting, like a celestial being descended to earth. Lin Sisi then regarded Lin Xian with a puzzled expression, wondering how her goofy brother managed to marry such a beautiful sister-in-law. Lin Xian, seeing through his sister's thoughts, playfully tapped her lightly on the head. What are you thinking? Hurry back to your dorm and gather your things. Big brother, aren't you going to help me? Lin Sisi pouted, covering her forehead with a frown. It wouldn't be appropriate for me to enter the girls' dormitory. I'll drive down to your dorm later. You can bring your things down then, Lin Xian explained. Oh. Lin Sisi nodded, realizing her brother had just graduated from university and wasn't much older than them, making it awkward for him to enter the girls' dormitory. Sisi, let me help you with your luggage, Li Mingyao offered gently. What? Sister-in-law? Absolutely not. You're pregnant. If mom finds out, she'll be furious. Lin Sisi hurriedly waved her hands in refusal. It's all right. I can carry some light items, Li Mingyao smiled softly. No way. The school is about to go on break, and the dorm hallways are packed with people. What if you bump into someone? Lin Xian quickly interjected to stop Li Mingyao. All right then, Li Mingyao acquiesced softly. Cece, hurry back and pack. We'll wait for you downstairs, Lin Xian encouraged with a smile. Okay, Lin Cece replied, darting off to her dorm like a little rabbit. Cece is truly adorable, Li Mingyao remarked with a smile. She is just a lively little sprite, full of energy and cheer. Now, let us head back to the car. Before long, they returned to the car, starting the Xiaomi SU7 and driving to Lin Cece's dormitory. Half an hour later, Lin Cece emerged, her fair skin glowing. Struggling with a small backpack in one hand while dragging a large suitcase with the other, all the while leisurely sipping on a cold drink. Lin Cece stood by the roadside, glancing around for her brother's car, muttering to herself, "Why is this annoying brother taking so long?" Beep. Lin Xian pressed the horn. Lin Cece turned towards the sound and spotted her brother sitting in a brand new Xiaomi SU7. Her eyes lit up, and she hurriedly dragged her suitcase over, while Lin Xian stepped out of the car and quickly approached, effortlessly taking the large suitcase from her. "Wow, brother, when did you get a new car? It's so cool," Lin Cece exclaimed, her face beaming with surprise. "Just got it recently," Lin Xian replied, deftly placing Lin Cece's luggage into the trunk. "Stop right there. You don't even have a driver's license, so don't even think about it. Just sit quietly in the car." Lin Cece's words were abruptly cut off by Lin Xian, who showed no mercy. With a resigned expression, Lin Cece closed her mouth and silently climbed into the vehicle. After stowing the luggage and shutting the trunk, Lin Xian took his seat inside the car. He turned around to see his sister in the back seat, her eyes filled with a sense of injustice. "Once you graduate from high school and obtain your driver's license, I'll buy you a brand new car. How does that sound?" Lin Xian spoke gently. "Really?" Lin Cece's face instantly lit up with a radiant smile. "When have I ever lied to you?" Lin Xian chuckled heartily. "Isn't all the red envelope money I received during the new year just a clever trick of yours?" Lin Cece pouted playfully. "Ahem. How can we call that trickery between siblings? It's merely a temporary borrowing." Lin Xian defended himself, his unflappable demeanor eliciting astonishment. Nearby, Li Mingyao could not help but stifle a laugh. "I don't care. You'd better pay me interest. Once I get my license, you must buy me a brand new car." Lin Cece teased. "Understood. Your brother will certainly buy it for you as a graduation gift," Lin Xian replied with a smile. Speaking of gifts, Li Mingyao suddenly remembered and retrieved a complete Apple gift set she had purchased earlier from the mall, handing it to Lin Cece with a gentle smile. "Cece, this is a welcome gift from your sister-in-law." "Wow, sister-in-law, you are truly my savior. Thank you so much," Lin Cece exclaimed as she unveiled the Apple gift set, which contained all the items she had been yearning for: a phone, a computer, an iPad, and headphones. "Don't get too excited just yet. These can only be used during the holidays, not at school," Lin Xian reminded with a smile as he started the vehicle, activating the advanced intelligent driving mode, and the Xiaomi SU7 smoothly headed home. Why not? I've never let my phone usage affect my grades. I've always maintained a position in the top 10 of my class," Lin Cece protested, pouting in discontent. It must be acknowledged that Lin Cece consistently excelled at Yunhai City No. 1 High School, and barring any unforeseen circumstances, she was almost guaranteed admission to Jinghai University. With a bit more effort, she might even match her brother's achievement of becoming the top student in the city. The current top 10 does not guarantee future success. It seems I must add a condition. If I catch you sneaking your phone into school, I'll rescind the promise of buying you a car. Lin Xian's tone, though gentle, conveyed an undeniable firmness. Chapter 50. A stroll by the sea. "I understand," Lin Cece conceded. "Brother, don't you need to grip the steering wheel tightly?" "Not at all. This is intelligent driving," Lin Xian replied with a smile. "Wow, this is amazing." Lin Cece's eyes sparkled with anticipation, dreaming of the day she could drive an intelligent car herself. Before long, the Xiaomi SU7 came to a steady stop in the community parking lot, and the three of them made their way home. There's south no place like home," Lin Cece exclaimed as she plopped down heavily on the soft sofa, her expression one of sheer bliss. Li Mingyao, appearing slightly fatigued, gently sat beside her. "Brother, tonight I want to have braised beef, water-boiled meat slices, sauerkraut fish, and grilled lamb chops," Lin Cece declared, her eyes sparkling with delight at the thought of her brother's cooking, which she hadn't tasted in quite a while. "You glutton." Lin Xian affectionately ruffled Lin Cece's hair before turning to the kitchen to begin preparing dinner. A man who can cook cannot escape the fate of preparing meals, no matter where he finds himself. After observing her brother enter the kitchen, Lin Cece turned to her sister-in-law, Li Mingyao, her eyes gleaming with curiosity. "Sister-in-law, you're so beautiful and elegant. How did you meet my brother, and how did he win your heart?" Lin Cece couldn't help but ask softly. "We met in the library, and it was love at first sight." "That's how it happened," Li Mingyao replied with a gentle smile, a blush adorning her exquisite face. Upon hearing this, Lin Cece's eyes brightened, and she laughed. I knew my brother was a bookworm. But sister-in-law, even though he can seem a bit clueless at times, he is truly a wonderful person. She then extended her petite hand and began counting. He not only can cook, but is also adept at household chores. His academic performance is outstanding, and he shows immense care for his family. With each point she enumerated, a proud smile blossomed on Lin Cece's face. You might be misunderstanding your brother. He is anything but clueless. He's quite the romantic. Li Mingyao thought to herself at that moment. Maya? Cece? You're back? A voice called out as the door swung open, revealing Zhang Shulan, who was greeted by the sight of her daughter and daughter-in-law chatting on the sofa. Mom, you're back. Lin Cece quickly rushed forward to take the large bag from her mother's hands. How did your final exams go? Zhang Shulan inquired with a smile. Do you not know your daughter's capabilities? Rest assured, everything is fine. Lin Cece replied confidently. Mom, welcome back. Li Mingyao, appearing somewhat weary, also hurried to greet Zhang Shulan. Maya, are you feeling unwell? Did that rascal bully you? Zhang Shulan asked anxiously, noticing Li Mengyao's fatigued expression. No, I'm just a bit tired, Li Mingyao responded softly. Due to her sensitivity to new surroundings, she hadn't slept well in Lin Xian's room that afternoon. Otherwise, she would have noticed when her husband woke up. Then hurry and rest in your room. I'll call you when dinner is ready. With that, Zhang Shulan took Li Mengyao's hand and led her back to the bedroom. Li Mingyao nodded obediently and lay down quietly, allowing Zhang Shulan to leave the room with peace of mind. Li Mingyao was indeed exhausted and soon fell into a deep sleep. What time is it? Li Mingyao murmured as she drowsily opened her beautiful eyes, sitting up in bed and stretching gently. Darling, it's already 8 o'clock, came a gentle voice. Ah, husband, you scared me. Startled, Li Mingyao suddenly realized Lin Xian was lying beside her, having not noticed him due to her drowsiness. I'm sorry, my love. I didn't mean to frighten you. Lin Xian quickly sat up and embraced Li Mingyao, soothing her softly. I know, Li Mingyao replied, wrapping her arms around Lin Xian, relishing the warmth and security of his embrace. Her heartbeat gradually steadied, and her mood brightened. Have you eaten dinner yet? Li Mingyao looked up, meeting Lin Xian's gaze. We've already eaten, and we saved a portion for you, Lin Xian replied tenderly. Why didn't you wake me? Li Mingyao playfully chided, feeling a bit impolite. I saw you sleeping so soundly that I couldn't bear to wake you. Come on, let us eat now. The little ones are starving, Lin Xian said, gently stroking Li Mengyao's hair with eyes full of affection. Okay. Lin Xian took Li Mengyao's hand and led her to the dining table. After she settled comfortably, he retrieved a portion of dinner from the warming drawer and placed it gently before her, filled with all her favorite dishes. At this moment, Li Mingyao, who was quite hungry, began to eat in small bites while Lin Xian quietly watched beside her. Where are Mom and Cece? Li Mingyao glanced around and noticed that only she and Lin Xian remained in the house. Mom and Dad went out for a walk after dinner, and Cece went out to play with her classmates. Lin Xian smiled. Oh, Li Mingyao continued to focus on her meal. Before long, Li Mingyao felt satisfied and let out a small, contented burp. Darling, shall we take a break and go for a walk? Sure, Li Mingyao replied with a cheerful smile. After finishing their meal, the couple rested for a few minutes before stepping out of the house. Lin Xian took Li Mengyao's hand and led her to a charming little electric scooter. Darling, aren't we supposed to go for a walk? Li Mingyao inquired, her gaze filled with curiosity as she looked at the delightful vehicle. Indeed, we are heading to the beach for a stroll, but it's quite a distance to walk. So we'll ride the scooter instead, Lin Xian replied with a smile. Li Mengyao's eyes sparkled with joy at the prospect of playing by the sea. All right, let's get on, Lin Xian said as he mounted the scooter and handed her a pink helmet with a grin. This is Lin Cece's helmet. I used to take her out for rides quite often. After donning the helmet, Li Mingyao pressed her hands on Lin Xian's shoulders, gracefully swung her long, beautiful legs over, and settled securely behind him, wrapping her arms tightly around his waist. With a cheerful smile, she exclaimed, Honey, I'm ready. Then let us embark. Lin Xian started the scooter, gently gliding towards the seaside. As they progressed, the two drew nearer to the shore, the salty sea breeze refreshing their spirits. Li Mingyao closed her eyes, embracing the gentle caress of the wind, feeling an extraordinary sense of tranquility. At long last, they arrived at the beach. The nighttime shoreline was serene and enigmatic, with moonlight cascading like water across the surface, creating a shimmering spectacle. Once Lin Xian parked the scooter, Li Mingyao eagerly disembarked. She opened her arms wide, welcoming the embrace of the sea breeze, reveling in the peace and freedom that the ocean bestowed. Lin Xian stood quietly nearby, admiring Li Mengyao's graceful figure, his heart brimming with affection. This place is truly magnificent, Li Mingyao exclaimed in awe, pulling out her phone. With a gentle smile, she captured the mesmerizing view before her. At that moment, Lin Xian quietly approached from behind, softly wrapping his arms around her, sharing the beauty of the night by the sea together. Having grown up in this area and frequently visiting the beach, Lin Xian was intimately familiar with it, wondering how he had never before realized its breathtaking beauty. After Li Mingyao finished photographing the magnificent waves crashing against the shore, she deftly tapped the screen, switching to selfie mode. The camera instantly revealed their two faces, radiant with blissful smiles, forever capturing that delightful moment. Shall we stroll along the shoreline? Lin Xian inquired softly, his tone imbued with tenderness. Yes, Li Mingyao nodded gently. Hand in hand, they ambled along the sandy beach, their steps leisurely and unhurried. The waves occasionally lapped at the shore, playfully brushing against Li Mengyao's delicate feet, sending delightful chills through her. Li Mingyao reminisced about her father, who often carried her on his back, joyfully introducing her to acquaintances, saying, "Look, this is my daughter, huh?" In those days, she was young, blissfully playing on her father's sturdy shoulders. Since her father's sudden passing, she had not been carried by anyone again. As they continued their leisurely stroll, Li Mingyao suddenly halted, seemingly frozen in place. "What's wrong?" Lin Xian gently turned to ask. "Honey, I can't walk anymore," Li Mingyao said, her sparkling eyes gazing intently at him. "Oh, what shall we do then? Should we head back?" Lin Xian feigned ignorance, aware of her subtle intentions. "Humph, returning won't help. I still can't walk." Li Mingyao pouted, a hint of frustration in her voice. "How about I carry you?" Lin Xian's lips curled into a playful smile as he turned around and crouched down. "Hee, I'm coming up," Li Mingyao exclaimed joyfully, like a child, stepping back briefly before breaking into a swift run. Finally, she leaped gracefully onto Lin Xian's broad back, wrapping her arms around his neck. "Be careful." Lin Xian quickly secured her long legs with his hands. "Let's go, dear." Li Mingyao cheered excitedly. "As you command, my lady," Lin Xian replied, altering their direction as they began their return journey. "Honey, why are we going back? I haven't had enough." Li Mingyao tugged at Lin Xian's shirt, her voice tinged with urgency. "What? Didn't you say you couldn't walk?" Lin Xian chuckled heartily. Li Mingyao soon realized his playful intent and, lowering her head, playfully pecked his shoulder. "Ouch, my dear, I was wrong. Let us turn back." Lin Xian quickly redirected their path. After Li Mingyao's playful bite, Lin Xian became a bit more subdued. Spotting the small teeth mark left on his shoulder, Li Mingyao laughed with delight. "Am I heavy?" "Not at all," Lin Xian replied, feigning alarm. "But I weighed myself yesterday and found I've gained 2 pounds. Li Mingyao pouted. "Gaining weight during pregnancy is perfectly normal. Besides, you're carrying 2 little ones." Lin Xian patiently explained. "But what if I can't lose the weight after giving birth?" Li Mingyao pressed her cheek against Lin Xian's shoulder, her voice laced with concern. "You will definitely return to your former self, I assure you," Lin Xian spoke with conviction. "What if?" Li Mingyao smiled at him teasingly. "Then I shall also gain weight. And we can be chubby together," Lin Xian replied tenderly. Just then, Li Mingyao planted a sudden kiss on his right cheek. "Darling, why are you stealing kisses?" Lin Xian attempted to turn his head, but Li Mingyao darted away, only to evade him again as he switched sides. "You have the audacity to say that. Who was it that kept stealing kisses from me, leaving me breathless?" Li Mingyao's cheeks flushed as she spoke. "I was just trying to help you improve your skills. The more practice, the better you become," Lin Xian said shamelessly. "Still talking?" Li Mingyao playfully swatted him. As Lin Xian continued to carry her, they enjoyed the refreshing sea breeze and the soothing sound of the waves. "Honey, you can put me down now." Li Mingyao gently tapped his back, her voice soft. "All right." Lin Xian nodded slightly, carefully placing her back on the ground. Once she landed, Li Mingyao stretched her limbs, preparing to turn back, when a gentle hand grasped her, drawing her once more into Lin Xian's warm embrace. "What are you up to, dear?" Li Mingyao's gaze fell upon Lin Xian's deep, expressive eyes, instantly comprehending his intentions. "Earlier, you stole a kiss from me, so it is only fair that I return the favor," Lin Xian murmured. Before she could react, he lifted her chin gently, not hesitating to capture her enticing lips with his own. In that moment, their world shrank to just the two of them, everything around them fading into a delightful blur. From a distance, their silhouettes embraced tightly, resembling a breathtaking painting, harmoniously merging with the sea and moonlight to create an enchanting scene. Upon returning home, Lin Xian and Li Mingyao finished their showers and lay in bed. Snuggled in Lin Xian's arms, Li Mingyao reflected on their passionate kiss by the sea, her cheeks flushing once more. "Darling, why do you love the ocean so much?" Lin Xian asked softly, gazing at his beloved. It was clear to him that Li Mingyao held a deep longing for the sea. "Because my father promised me before his passing that he would take me to see the sea," Li Mingyao said, lowering her head. "Dear, I apologize, I misspoke." Lin Xian hurriedly embraced Li Mingyao, tenderly stroking her hair in an act of comfort. "It's all right, I am already quite content." Li Mingyao gently raised her head to gaze at Lin Xian, offering a faint smile. Then shall we take our wedding photos by the seaside? What do you think? Lin Xian smiled back at her. Sounds perfect. Chapter 52. I haven't gotten in the car yet. The following morning, Lin Xian was the first to awaken. He quietly slipped out of the room and proceeded to the kitchen to prepare breakfast for the family. Ever since he acquired the system's 5-star chef skills, Lin Xian had surprisingly developed a fondness for cooking. He relished the joy of his family savoring the delectable dishes he prepared, relished their compliments on his culinary prowess, and cherished the blissful smiles that adorned their faces. Soon, a large pot of fragrant shrimp congee was served, accompanied by steaming pumpkin pancakes and tender, silky steamed eggs. Lin Jinghua and Zhang Shulan had already risen and were seated on the sofa, waiting for breakfast to be served. Lin Xian first approached his sister Lin Cici's room and gently opened the door, immediately spotting the little one fast asleep on her bed. She lay in a sprawling position. The covers kicked to one side, her small mouth slightly agape, occasionally emitting soft snores. Cici, it's time to wake up for breakfast, Lin Xian softly called, shaking her gently. Ugh, I finally got a break. Can't I sleep a little longer? Lin Cici grumbled, burying her head deeper into the blankets, continuing to indulge in her sweet dreams. Lin Xian was at a loss with his slumbering sister and had no choice but to step out of the room. As for his wife, Li Mingyao, Lin Xian always indulged her, typically waiting for her to wake up naturally. Returning to the dining table, Lin Xian could only enjoy breakfast with his parents while placing the remaining food in the warming cabinet. An hour later, Li Mingyao felt the little one in her belly signaling hunger. She gently rubbed her enchanting eyes and struggled to sit up from the bed. Due to her pregnancy, her movements appeared somewhat clumsy and laborious, yet she persevered, slowly making her way to the bathroom to freshen up. Once she finished grooming, she entered the living room. Mingyao, you're awake. You must be hungry, Zhang Shulan exclaimed upon seeing her daughter-in-law and hurried over, taking her hand to guide her to the dining table. Good morning, Mom. Li Mingyao replied with a gentle smile. Zhang Shulan retrieved a serving of breakfast from the warming cabinet and placed it before Li Mingyao. As Li Mingyao began to savor her meal, she suddenly realized her husband was not at home. Where is Lin Xian? She inquired. I sent him to the rooftop to dry the clothes. He isn't returned yet. All right. Li Mingyao nodded lightly, returning to her breakfast. Before long, the sound of the door opening announced Lin Xian's return. Wife, you're awake? He asked softly as he sat beside Li Mingyao. Li Mingyao smiled and nodded. Zhang Shulan observed the couple and Lin Jinghua, who was watching television in the living room, and suddenly realized someone was missing. Lin Cici. That little lazybones was still asleep. Mingyao, take your time eating. I'll go wake Cici, Zhang Shulan said before getting up and heading toward Lin Cici's room. 10 minutes later, Lin Cici reluctantly appeared in the dining room, her face expressing displeasure. Fortunately, her older brother's culinary skills were top-notch, and the delicious food improved her mood somewhat. Lin Xian glanced at the time. It was only 9:30. Wife, shall we visit the aquarium later? He asked with a smile. Sure. I've never been there before. Li Mingyao's eyes lit up, her face radiating joy. Cici, do you want to join us? Lin Xian turned to his sister, grinning. I don't want to go. I know you'll be feeding each other so much dog food. I'd rather sleep some more. Lin Cici mumbled, still somewhat groggy and irritable. After Li Mingyao finished her breakfast, she returned to her room to carefully prepare herself, and then she and Lin Xian set out together. Arriving at the parking lot, they climbed into their Xiaomi SU-7. Just as Lin Xian was about to start the engine, a familiar voice called out from behind. Brother, wait for me. I haven't gotten in the car yet. Lin Cici shouted anxiously. She hopped into the back seat, panting. Cici, didn't you say you weren't going? Lin Xian couldn't help but laugh, teasing her. I didn't want to go, but Mom would make me read and do homework instead. I'd rather eat your dog food. Lin Cici pouted, clearly reluctant. Then let us go together. When we get there, you can do your own thing, Lin Xian replied. Starting the car and setting the Xiaomi S navigation to the Yuhai City Aquarium, which began to glide toward their destination. Before long, the Xiaomi SU-7 came to a gentle stop in the aquarium's parking lot. The three of them disembarked. Li Mingyao stood in awe, gazing at the breathtaking scene before her. The architecture of the Yuhai City Ocean Museum was magnificent. The museum cleverly utilized advanced high-tech methods to create a three-dimensional whale on its exterior, the enormous creature appearing almost lifelike, as if it were swimming freely. The whale was so realistic that it seemed poised to leap from the building's surface, evoking an unparalleled sense of wonder. Entering the aquarium felt like stepping into a dreamlike underwater palace, adorned lavishly, with numerous marine creatures swimming about, as if one were immersed in the depths of the ocean. Lin Xian and Li Mingyao first ventured to the marine biology exhibit, where various marine life was displayed, an array of vibrant fish, colorful corals, and ancient yet dignified sea turtles, vividly showcasing the diversity of oceanic life. Lin Cici was also engrossed in her own observations nearby. Wow, how spectacular. That turtle is so adorable, Li Mingyao exclaimed, excitedly pointing with her small hand at a tiny turtle gliding slowly past her, her face beaming with joy. Lin Xian silently captured the delightful moment of his wife's surprise with his phone. Shortly after, the trio arrived at the jellyfish exhibit. Here, the jellyfish, illuminated by special lights, appeared like ethereal beings, radiating a mysterious and enchanting glow. Their graceful movements imbued the entire exhibit with a poetic and romantic atmosphere. These jellyfish are simply stunning, Li Mingyao exclaimed, her joy evident. Wife, let us take a photo here to commemorate the moment, Lin Xian suggested with a smile. Sure. Li Mingyao's face was alight with happiness. Cici, come help your brother take a picture, Lin Xian called out to his sister, who was a short distance away. I knew it. Lin Cici huffed. Reluctantly, she took out her phone and earnestly snapped a few photos of Lin Xian and his wife, Li Mingyao. At that moment, Li Mingyao noticed Lin Cici's slight discontent and gently asked, Cici, would you like to join us for a group photo? Sure. Lin Cici's face lit up with a radiant smile. It had been a while since she had taken a picture with her brother. She quickly dashed to stand between Lin Xian and Li Mingyao. Lin Xian approached a passerby to ask for assistance in taking their photo. He politely said, hello? Could you please help us take a picture? Of course. Thank you. The passerby took the phone from Lin Xian and aimed the camera at the three of them. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Click. The three of them beamed with joy, their happiness overflowing. Chapter 53. This afternoon, Mother was cooking. After visiting the jellyfish pavilion, Lin Xian and his companions arrived at the underwater tunnel, as if transported into a wondrous underwater realm. The soft blue light cascaded gently upon them, surrounded by the shimmering sea, with fish gliding freely about. The immense glass walls forged a close connection between the visitors and the marine creatures. Lin Xian held Li Mingyao's small hand as they strolled leisurely through the tunnel, with Lin Cici trailing behind. Li Mingyao was captivated by the beautiful scenery before her. Suddenly, a shark swooshed overhead, startling Li Mingyao, who tightened her grip on Lin Xian's arm. Honey, why don't sharks eat other marine creatures? She blinked in confusion, her curiosity piqued. Because the sharks here have adapted to artificial feeding. They lack for nothing, and thus do not hunt other marine life, Lin Xian explained patiently. Oh, then let us go see the shark pavilion, Li Mingyao exclaimed joyfully. Aren't you afraid? Lin Xian smiled. What is there to fear? Li Mingyao retorted with a hint of pride. The trio then exited the underwater tunnel and made their way to the shark pavilion. Upon entering, they felt enveloped in the domain of sharks. Beneath the vast glass screens, sharks glided through the water, ferocious great whites, petite lemon sharks, gentle nurse sharks, and the swift mackerel sharks. It was Li Mingyao's first close encounter with these colossal marine beings. She clutched Lin Xian's arm tightly, and despite her claims of bravery, her body betrayed her inner trepidation. Lin Xian quickly noticed this and smiled, saying, all right, we've seen enough, it's time to head back. Li Mingyao nodded slightly. Indeed, there was an undeniable feeling of deep-sea fear. Together, they departed from the Yunhai City Ocean Museum and returned to their Xiaomi Su-7 vehicle. Lin Xian started the engine, and the car gradually rolled out of the parking lot. On the way home, Li Mingyao suddenly spotted a BMW dealership and had an idea. Honey, wait a moment. She called out urgently. What is it? Lin Xian quickly maneuvered the vehicle to the side. Let us check out the BMW dealership, Li Mingyao pointed with her little finger. Wife, are you thinking of buying a new car? Lin Xian inquired with a smile. No, I want to get one for Dad. Didn't you say he loves the BMW series? Li Mingyao shook her head gently, smiling. She had noticed Lin Jinghua's old BMW parked outside that morning. It had been nearly a decade since it had hit the road. All right, let us take a look, Lin Xian replied with a slight smile. Upon hearing this, Lin Xian felt a stir in his heart. He was aware of his father's long-standing affection for BMWs, yet due to various reasons, his father had never replaced the car. Now that Lin Xian was financially secure, it was indeed time to upgrade the family vehicle. Brother, can you buy me one too? Lin Cici asked eagerly. You can take a look for now. We'll consider it once you graduate and obtain your driver's license, Lin Xian replied to his sister. Soon, Lin Xian parked the car in the BMW dealership's lot. The three of them stepped out and walked into the showroom. Welcome. May I ask if you are here to purchase a vehicle? A young saleswoman, elegantly dressed in professional attire paired with seductive black stockings, approached them gracefully. As expected, the more expensive the product, the younger and more beautiful the salespeople tended to be. Yes, we are here to buy a car. Do you have any recommendations for the BMW series? Lin Xian inquired with a smile. May I ask what your budget is, sir? The saleswoman asked. Wife, what do you think is a reasonable amount? Lin Xian turned to Li Mingyao, asking gently. You decide. I'm not knowledgeable about this, Li Mingyao replied softly. Her gaze lowered. About 1 million to 1.5 million, Lin Xian answered confidently, having received the nod of approval from his wife. Li Mingyao merely paused for a moment but quickly regained her composure, considering their substantial assets. The saleswoman and Lin Cece, however, were taken aback. The saleswoman had expected a trio of young individuals, one of whom appeared to be a high school student, to opt for the most economical BMW. But she was astonished by the $1 million budget. Lin Cece was equally shocked. When had her brother become so affluent? For that price range, we highly recommend the BMW 8 Series. It boasts a stylish and dynamic exterior, exquisite interior, and offers an unparalleled driving experience, perfectly blending luxury and sportiness. The saleswoman led Lin Xian and his companions to a BMW 8 Series, detailing its features. Lin Xian stepped forward, carefully examining the stunning vehicle, then sat in the driver's seat to personally experience it, feeling quite satisfied. His father would surely love this model. Is this the top-tier version of the BMW 8 Series? Lin Xian asked, looking up. The saleswoman shook her head with a smile, responding, No, sir. If you desire the top-tier version, please follow me to see this model. She guided them to another BMW parked nearby. This is the BMW 8 Series i840 version, the top configuration of the 8 Series. The saleswoman indicated, opening the door and inviting Lin Xian to experience the car. Upon entering, Lin Xian felt the comfort and quality of a luxury vehicle, and he was thoroughly pleased. The saleswoman then elaborated on the BMW 8 Series i840, from its striking design to the luxurious interior details and cutting-edge features. I'll take this one, Lin Xian said, a satisfied smile gracing his face. Thank you very much for your choice, sir. However, since this is the only top-tier BMW 8 Series we have in stock, the vehicle you ordered may take 3 days for delivery. The saleswoman handed Lin Xian a contract. All right, thank you. Lin Xian glanced over the contract, finding no issues, and proceeded to pay the deposit. After finalizing the transaction, the trio left the BMW dealership and returned to their Xiaomi SU7. Lin Xian started the car, steering it toward home. Cece, did you find any car that caught your eye? Li Mingyao turned to Lin Cece, asking gently. Not yet, sister-in-law. Lin Cece replied with a mischievous smile. Initially, she had thought that even if her brother bought her a new car, it wouldn't be anything extravagant, perhaps around 1 or 200,000. She never anticipated that her brother would be so affluent, casually purchasing a car worth $1 million. Now she had to ponder how to cleverly persuade her brother into treating her to a car as well. Before long, the Xiaomi SU7 smoothly parked in the community lot, and the three of them took the elevator to their doorstep. We're back, Lin Xian called out as he opened the door. Zhang Shulan emerged from the kitchen upon hearing their voices, her face beaming with a smile. Ah, you're back. Did you enjoy the Ocean Museum? It was fun. Li Mingyao replied with a gentle smile. That's wonderful. Quickly wash your hands. Dinner is ready, Zhang Shulan said, turning back towards the kitchen. Lin Xian and Lin Cece exchanged glances. Mother is cooking today? Chapter 54. Perhaps it's twins. Lin Xian and Lin Cece had always been skeptical of their mother's culinary skills, so they stealthily approached the kitchen to take a peek. To their surprise, it was their father, Lin Zhenghua, guiding Zhang Shulan in her cooking endeavors. Though Zhang Shulan was quite diligent in her preparation, it wasn't that her dishes were unpalatable. She merely sought her husband's guidance to ensure that her daughter-in-law, Li Mingyao, could savor even more delectable cuisine. Upon witnessing this scene, Lin Xian and Lin Cece finally felt a sense of relief. In no time, 4 exquisite dishes and a bowl of delectable soup were beautifully arranged on the dining table. Dinner is served, Zhang Shulan called out exuberantly. The family gathered around the table, and Lin Xian, taking a piece of rib and savoring it, acknowledged that while it might not match his culinary skills, it was truly delightful. How is it? Don't think for a moment that your mother can't cook, Zhang Shulan remarked, noticing the astonished expression on her son's face. Mingyao, do try this rib. Zhang Shulan picked up a fragrant rib and gently placed it into Li Mingyao's bowl. As Mingyao's mother-in-law, she naturally wanted to personally prepare a lavish meal for her daughter-in-law. Delighted, Li Mingyao took a bite and beamed with satisfaction. Mom, please cook like this in the future. I absolutely love it. Lin Cece chimed in, enjoying a piece of beef with great contentment. All right. I'll make sure to cook for you from now on, Zhang Shulan replied, her heart swelling with joy. The family relished this warm and cozy lunch together. After the meal, each family member returned to their rooms to pack their bags, preparing to visit Lin Xian's grandparents in Yinshan town that afternoon. Once Lin Xian and Li Mingyao finished tidying up, they lay down together on the bed, ready for a midday nap. At that moment, Li Mingyao tossed and turned, unable to find sleep. Sensing her restlessness, Lin Xian gently embraced her. Darling, are you feeling anxious? He asked softly. Li Mingyao nestled her head into Lin Xian's chest, her voice sweet and soft. There's no need to be anxious. My grandparents are very easygoing, and soon you'll be giving them a great-grandson or great-granddaughter. They will be overjoyed to meet you, Lin Xian reassured her, tenderly stroking her hair and leaning down to plant a gentle kiss on her forehead. But what if your grandparents favor boys over girls? What if I give birth to 2 daughters? Li Mingyao raised her head slightly, a hint of worry in her eyes. My grandfather may have a slight preference, but my grandmother does not. She adores children, especially Cici, whom she dotes on even more. Lin Xian smiled. After all, it's inevitable that the older generation harbors some traditional views, yet Lin Xian believed that whether a boy or girl, it was all the same. Besides, who knows? We might have twins, he continued with a grin. How could that be so fortunate? Li Mingyao chuckled softly, feeling her tension dissipate at Lin Xian's words. Ultimately, the determination of whether the baby is a boy or girl rests upon her husband and is beyond her control. Nestled in Lin Xian's embrace, she soon succumbed to sleep, comforted by his warmth. Time swiftly passed, and in the afternoon, Lin Xian and Li Mingyao, after their nap, prepared to head to Yinshan town. Darling, let us set off. Li Mingyao called out, having donned a light touch of makeup and a pristine white dress, perfectly tailored and adorned with a charming bow, radiating a unique, gentle freshness of summer, rendering her ethereal and graceful. Lin Xian was captivated, lost in admiration, before finally murmuring, "You look stunning. Then let us hurry along." Li Mingyao replied with a light laugh, taking his hand and leading him out of the room. Lin Zhenghua and Zhang Shulan were also ready, with Lin Cici closely following her parents. The group arrived at the parking lot of their community. "Cici, whose car are you riding in?" Lin Zhenghua asked as he opened the door to his somewhat outdated BMW. "Of course, I'm riding with my brother," Lin Cici exclaimed, plopping down in the back seat of the new Xiaomi SU7, enjoying the comfort of the new vehicle. Lin Zhenghua glanced at his old BMW and sighed. "It's time to buy a new one. Even my daughter is starting to complain." Soon, Lin Zhenghua and Zhang Shulan got into the car, setting off towards Yinshan town. Meanwhile, Lin Xian carefully settled Li Mingyao in the back seat before swiftly starting the engine, closely following the Xiaomi SU7. Initially, in the urban area of Yunhai City, Lin Xian's Xiaomi SU7 trailed behind his father's car, but as they hit the highway, he unabashedly accelerated, leaving his father's vehicle far behind. "Why is that little rascal driving so fast?" Zhang Shulan exclaimed, somewhat exasperated. "Dear, it's not that our son is speeding. It's just that our car is too slow," Lin Zhenghua explained. "I see. Then you should find time to buy a new one," Zhang Shulan remarked, eyeing the old BMW, which indeed warranted replacement. Previously, she had focused solely on saving money for Lin Xian's future wife, fearing he might struggle to find a partner. Little did she know that the funds would no longer be necessary, as he already had a wife and child. With this thought, Zhang Shulan felt a swell of pride for her son. "All right then," Lin Zhenghua chuckled, finally receiving his wife's blessing to purchase a new car. An hour and a half later, Lin Xian arrived first at the Yinshan town highway exit, parking his vehicle by the roadside to wait for his father. 15 minutes later, Lin Zhenghua finally emerged from the highway, leading the way toward their ancestral home, with Lin Xian following closely behind just as he had in the city. Before long, the two cars gradually entered a quaint independent villa. Lin Xian's grandparents had been eagerly awaiting their arrival at the entrance. "Grandpa, Grandma." Lin Cici was the first to leap from the car, rushing joyfully toward them. "Oh, Cici, how have you been at school lately?" Grandma asked warmly, her face radiating kindness. "Very well," Lin Cici replied with a bright smile. Lin Zhenghua and Zhang Shulan exited the vehicle, making their way to greet the grandparents. "Mom, Dad, we're back," Lin Zhenghua greeted. "It's good to have you back. By the way, where's my granddaughter-in-law?" Grandma inquired eagerly, catching a glimpse of a petite figure inside the Xiaomi vehicle. Realizing that Li Mingyao had already dozed off, "Darling, we've arrived," Lin Xian gently called to her. "Are we there?" Li Mingyao rubbed her eyes, responding sleepily. Chapter 55, looking radiantly beautiful. Before Li Mingyao's eyes stood a majestic mountain villa, soaring 5 stories high. The expansive property was graced with a lush garden, verdant grass, and enveloped in mist, akin to a scene from a fairyland, exuding luxury and grandeur. Li Mingyao was taken aback by the opulence of Lin Xian's family home. As Lin Xian led the still-dazed Li Mingyao out of the car, his grandparents warmly welcomed them. "Xianer, you've put on some weight, haha." Grandpa chuckled heartily. "Xianer, is this our granddaughter-in-law?" Grandma asked with a beaming smile. Lin Xian's grandfather, with neatly combed white hair, resembled a dignified elder, bearing a striking resemblance to Lin Zhenghua. Though slightly hunched, his upright posture and steadfast gaze conveyed a sense of calm and determination. Lin Xian's grandmother was a gentle, serene woman, perpetually adorned with a warm smile. Her soft and soothing voice as comforting as a spring breeze. "Hello, Grandpa and Grandma. I am Li Mingyao, Lin Xian's wife." Li Mingyao introduced herself politely. "Oh my. What a beautiful granddaughter-in-law we have." Grandma exclaimed joyfully, her smile widening. Grandpa nodded, displaying a content grin. Please wait a moment, Li Mingyao said after the introductions. Returning to the trunk of the Xiaomi SU7, beckoning Lin Xian to help her with 2 elegantly packaged boxes of health supplements. Grandpa, Grandma, this is a small token of my appreciation for our first meeting. Li Mingyao offered the gifts to her grandparents. Child, there's no need to bring gifts. Just come in. Let us sit, the grandmother gently said. With care, she took Li Mingyao's hand and slowly led her into the villa. Upon entering the interior, Li Mingyao was awestruck by the opulence that surrounded her. The villa was adorned with exquisite decor, with every detail reflecting the owner's refined taste and affluence. Various pieces of precious rosewood furniture were meticulously arranged. The guests settled into the spacious, brightly lit hall. Dear child, from now on, this place is also your home. There is no need to feel constrained, the grandmother said, her face radiating kindness. Thank you, Grandma, Li Mingyao replied softly, nodding slightly, though still feeling a bit anxious. How many weeks pregnant is that child now? The grandmother inquired, her gaze fixed eagerly on Li Mingyao's belly. The news of her granddaughter-in-law's pregnancy had brought immense joy to the elderly couple. It's already 14 weeks, Li Mingyao said, her voice barely above a whisper, tinged with shyness. How is the baby developing? Have you visited the hospital? The grandmother continued to ask. Grandma, the babies are developing well, and the doctor said they are twins. At that moment, Lin Xian approached Li Mingyao, gently taking her hand to ease her tension, then smiled at his grandmother. Xianer, you are not jesting with us, are you? Is it truly twins? The grandmother asked, her mouth agape in astonishment. Indeed, it is true. Look, I've brought the prenatal checkup report for you, Lin Xian replied, handing the report to his grandmother. Old man, hurry and fetch my reading glasses, the grandmother urgently called to her husband. The grandfather, equally stunned by the news, fumbled to stand up and hurriedly returned with 2 pairs of glasses. Once the elderly couple donned their spectacles, they focused intently on the report, where the word twins was prominently displayed. The grandmother's eyes glistened with tears of joy, and the normally composed grandfather could not suppress his delight, his lips curling into a broad smile. Wonderful, simply wonderful, my dear, the grandmother exclaimed, grasping her husband's arm. Yes, my dear, you should go prepare dinner. Everyone is hungry. The grandfather replied excitedly. Oh right, this is the time for nourishing the babies. They must be hungry. I nearly forgot. My dear granddaughter-in-law, I shall prepare dinner right away. The grandmother smiled at Li Mingyao before swiftly making her way to the kitchen. Wife, I will help Grandma in the kitchen, Lin Xian said with a smile. All right, go ahead, Li Mingyao nodded. With Lin Xian's assistance, the dining table soon overflowed with delectable dishes. The grandmother persistently served Li Mingyao, as if fearing she might go hungry. This scene reminded Li Mingyao of her arrival at Lin Xian's home, where Zhang Shulan had also warmly served her. Meanwhile, Lin Xian finished off the food that Li Mingyao could not eat. Of course, the grandmother also served Lin Xian and Lin Sisi, creating a harmonious atmosphere around the family table. After dinner, everyone gathered in the spacious, well-lit hall to watch television. Li Mingyao gently leaned against Lin Xian, feeling immense happiness from the warmth and kindness of his family. As night descended, Lin Xian and Li Mingyao lay together on the soft, comfortable bed. Darling, I didn't expect your family home to be such a luxurious villa, Li Mingyao said, her curiosity piqued. My grandfather used to be a businessman, so he saved up quite a bit of money, Lin Xian replied with a slight smile. Did Grandma have only one child? Li Mingyao asked, as she had yet to meet Lin Xian's other relatives. Not at all. Grandma had 2 sons and 2 daughters, and my father is the youngest, Lin Xian explained. In the 70s and 80s, many families had several children. Why haven't they come back? Li Mingyao continued her inquiry. They all reside in different cities. One of my aunts is even in another province. They usually only return for the new year, Lin Xian smiled. Well, it's getting late. Let us retire early. Tomorrow, I will show you around the town, he said, gently embracing Li Mingyao to soothe her to sleep. She felt his warmth and quickly drifted into slumber. The next morning, sunlight streamed through the clouds, bathing the earth in a golden hue. After breakfast, Lin Xian held Li Mingyao's hand as they strolled through Yunshan town. Their fingers intertwined. They wandered through the quaint streets. Surrounded by verdant mountains, Yunshan town resembled an idyllic paradise, a sanctuary untouched by the outside world. The streets exuded a tranquil and harmonious atmosphere, where residents greeted each other warmly, their faces adorned with radiant smiles, enveloping the surroundings in a comforting ambience. Xian, you're back, a sudden voice called out. Lin Xian turned to see a middle-aged woman approaching. Yes, Aunt Wu, I just arrived last night, Lin Xian smiled. Oh, and who is this lovely lady? Aunt Wu's gaze fell upon their clasped hands, her face lighting up with a warm, maternal smile. This is my wife. Lin Xian introduced with a grin. Hello, Auntie, Li Mingyao greeted politely. What a beautiful girl. So radiant and lovely, Aunt Wu praised, causing Li Mengyao's cheeks to flush as she shyly lowered her gaze. Little girl, you may not know this, but Xian was quite the crybaby when he was young. Aunt Wu began, noticing Li Mengyao's bashfulness and preparing to share some embarrassing childhood stories about Lin Xian, but he quickly interrupted. Oh no, Aunt Wu, please don't bring up my childhood in front of my wife. Let her continue, please, Li Mengyao said, her beautiful eyes twinkling with curiosity. See, even your wife wants to hear it. Aunt Wu chuckled lightly, continuing, don't be fooled by how tall and handsome he is now. He was quite the sensitive little fellow back then. If anything displeased him, or even if he was merely nudged, he would burst into tears. We used to call him Little Crybaby Xian. Huh? Li Mengyao couldn't help but giggle, realizing her husband had once been a crybaby. Aunt Wu, weren't you going to the market? You should hurry along. We'll explore a bit more, Lin Xian said, scratching his head awkwardly as he attempted to change the subject. Ha ha ha, I won't disturb you two lovebirds any longer, Aunt Wu laughed as she took her leave. Watching Aunt Wu's retreating figure, a smile crept onto Li Mengyao's lips, her eyes glinting playfully at Lin Xian. Darling, I had no idea you were such a crybaby as a child. How did I never discover this? A true hero does not boast of his past glories. Lin Xian replied, his cheeks slightly flushed. Li Mengyao scoffed playfully. Shortly after, Lin Xian and Li Mengyao arrived at a shop selling local specialties from Yunshan town. Uncle Yi. Lin Xian called out. Oh, is that little Xian? When did you return? A jovial, slightly plump middle-aged man turned around, his face beaming with warmth. Dressed in a white chef's coat dusted with flour and holding a spoon, he clearly had been busy preparing pastries. I just got back last night. I came to see you first thing this morning, Lin Xian replied with a gentle smile. You sweet talker. You're here for those Yunshan pastries, aren't you? Ha ha. Uncle Yi laughed, the corners of his eyes crinkling with joy. Lin Xian scratched his head, feeling a bit bashful. Hee hee, you know me well, Uncle Yi. But this time I'm not alone. As he spoke, he stepped aside, revealing a stunningly beautiful woman before Uncle Yi. This is my wife. I brought her here to sample your exquisite Yunshan pastries, Lin Xian introduced, taking Li Mengyao's hand. Hello, Uncle Yi, Li Mengyao greeted politely. Hello, hello? Your wife is truly beautiful. I didn't expect you, Xiao Xian, to marry at such a young age. Wait here. I'll personally prepare 2 servings of Yunshan pastries for you. And may you both enjoy a blissful marriage, Uncle Yi said, turning back to his workbench to commence his skillful preparations. He deftly kneaded the pre-prepared dough into round balls, then gently rolled them flat, filled them with various fillings, and finally shaped them into exquisite forms. Each motion exuded such familiarity and confidence, as if he were crafting a work of art. Soon, the sweet aroma of the pastries wafted through the air, drawing Lin Xian and Li Mengyao closer, eagerly inhaling the tempting scent. Moments later, Uncle Yi presented the 2 meticulously crafted Yunshan pastries to them. The pastries shimmered with vibrant colors, daintily adorned with glistening fruit preserves, resembling exquisite pieces of craftsmanship. Wow, they are beautiful, Li Mengyao exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with delight. Do try them and see how they taste, Uncle Yi said, pride evident in his gaze as he admired his creations. Li Mengyao carefully picked up a pastry and took a gentle bite. Instantly, a rich sweetness melted in her mouth. The outer layer was crispy, while the inner layer was soft, leaving a lingering aftertaste. Delicious. Li Mengyao's eyes crinkled with joy, observing his wife's happiness. Lin Xian also took a piece and bit into it. Uncle Yi, your skills have truly improved. Lin Xian nodded in satisfaction. As long as you enjoy them. How long do you plan to stay? When you leave, I'll make some more for you to take home, Uncle Yi smiled. Thank you, Uncle Yi. Lin Xian expressed his gratitude. Ha ha ha. Since when did Xiao Xian become so polite? You used to come here often to eat and drink without ever saying thank you. Uncle Yi laughed heartily. Well, I've grown up now, Lin Xian said, scratching his head in embarrassment. Let's continue to explore, Uncle Yi goodbye. Alright, do come again. Lin Xian held Li Mengyao's hand as they strolled through the quaint town. Before long, they arrived at an ancient bridge, beneath which flowed a river, occasionally graced by small boats passing through. Continuing their walk, they reached a babbling brook, surrounded by a few quaint homes, evoking a picturesque scene of a small bridge and flowing water. The brook's crystal-clear waters revealed tiny shrimp darting about. Li Mengyao approached the brook and dipped her small hand in to feel the water. It's so refreshingly cool, she exclaimed. I used to bathe here when it was scorching hot in summer, Lin Xian chuckled. How shameless. Li Mengyao responded playfully, a smile gracing her lips. Darling, we should be heading back soon. Lin Xian glanced at the time. Li Mengyao nodded gently. The couple quickly returned home. We're back. Lin Xian called out. Mengyao must be tired. Come sit here and rest. Grandma urged Li Mengyao to sit beside her. Big brother, did you bring me back any pastries? At that moment, Lin Cece burst out of the house, eagerly inquiring. Here, Your sister-in-law knows you love them and specially bought some for you, Lin Xian said, retrieving a serving of Yinshan pastries from behind. The pastries emitted an enticing aroma that made mouths water. Earlier, when Lin Xian mentioned that his sister also enjoyed Yinshan pastries, Li Mingyao immediately turned back to the pastry shop to buy another serving without hesitation. Thank you, sister-in-law. Lin Cece beamed, sitting beside Li Mingyao with a radiant smile. Lin Xian then dashed into the kitchen, busy preparing lunch. After a hearty meal, everyone returned to their respective rooms for some rest. Later in the afternoon, Lin Xian received a message from his father, Lin Zhenghua. Son, want to go fishing? Lin Xian glanced at the still sleeping Li Mingyao, leaned down slightly, and whispered in her ear, Dear, I'm going to fish with Dad. Is that all right? Go ahead, Li Mingyao mumbled instinctively before drifting back to sleep. In the afternoon, Lin Xian went fishing with Lin Zhenghua and his grandfather, while Li Mingyao, having awakened and feeling somewhat bored, quietly sat in the hall playing with her phone to pass the time. Just then, Grandma approached with faltering steps, holding a thick album. She settled beside Li Mingyao. Grandma, what is this? Li Mingyao asked curiously. This is Lin Xian's childhood album, Grandma replied with a smile. As Li Mingyao flipped through the album, she was greeted by various photographs from Lin Xian's early years. There were adorable baby pictures of him with round, curious eyes gazing at the world, a small mouth forming a naive smile, images of him at just over a year old, grinning while holding a colorful ball, and even pictures of him wobbling as he took his first independent steps. There were even snapshots of him running around the house in nothing but his birthday suit. She meticulously examined each photograph, feeling the joy of Lin Xian's childhood. Was Lin Xian very mischievous as a child? Li Mingyao inquired. Oh yes. He was quite the little rascal and even wet the bed often, Grandma reminisced with a chuckle. Continuing to flip to another page, Li Mingyao found a photo of Lin Xian holding hands with a little girl, both laughing joyfully. This was Lin Xian's childhood playmate. Grandma pointed to the girl in the picture. Oh, a girl? Li Mingyao felt a flicker of curiosity surge within her. She continued to turn the pages, discovering numerous photos of Lin Xian with the same little girl. They must have had a very close bond, Li Mingyao murmured to herself. Meanwhile, Lin Xian, along with his father, Lin Zhenghua, and grandfather, arrived at a reservoir near Yinshan town to commence their fishing adventure. The trio prepared their fishing gear, adjusted their rods, and baited their hooks before casting them into the water, eagerly awaiting a catch. As per tradition, let us see who can catch the most, weighed by the pound. Lin Zhenghua declared confidently. Dad, have you forgotten how badly you lost last time? Lin Xian smiled teasingly. Last time was just bad luck. It doesn't count. Lin Zhenghua retorted. With a new fishing rod gifted by his daughter-in-law, he was determined to turn his luck around. All right, let us have another competition until sunset. Grandpa added with a laugh. Half an hour passed, and suddenly Lin Xian's bell rang, accompanied by vigorous movements of his rod. I've got one. It seems like a big fish. Lin Xian exclaimed excitedly, gripping the rod tightly as he began a battle with the fish. Soon, the fish's strength waned, and Lin Xian slowly reeled it in, ultimately pulling a hefty base onto the shore. He hastily grabbed the fish, weighed it in his hands, and beamed with delight. It weighs over 3 pounds. TCH, I'll definitely catch a bigger one than yours, Lin Zhenghua said enviously, trying to maintain an air of nonchalance. As time ticked by, 10 minutes later, Grandpa's bell rang as well, and his rod began to shake, though not nearly as vigorously as Lin Xian's had. Grandfather, a seasoned angler, calmly began to reel in his fishing line, his movements both skilled and steady. Before long, a grass carp leaped from the water, its weight estimated to be over a pound. Zhenghua, you're the only one yet to catch a fish, Grandfather chuckled to his son. The big ones are still out there. Just wait. Lin Zhenghua remained utterly focused on his fishing rod, unwilling to let his guard down for even a moment, as if fearing he might miss any opportunity to hook a fish. Meanwhile, Lin Xian and Grandfather leisurely sipped premium Tiguanyin tea beside him, their spirits exceptionally buoyant. Hey, another one, Lin Xian exclaimed with excitement. His bell chimed once more, and his fishing rod began to shake vigorously. I have something going on here too. Almost simultaneously, Grandfather's bell emitted a melodious chime. The sun was nearing its descent. Lin Xian had already caught 4 fish in his bucket, including a 3-pounder from earlier, with the others weighing around a pound each, totaling 6 pounds. Grandfather had also landed 3 fish, each weighing over a pound, collectively amounting to nearly 4 pounds. In stark contrast, Lin Zhenghua's bucket contained nothing but water, devoid of even a single small fish. He wore a look of incredulity. How could he not have caught a single fish? Dad, the sun is setting. Perhaps we should call it a day, Lin Xian suggested, approaching his father to offer some consolation. Just a little longer. I'm almost there, Lin Zhenghua replied, still clinging to a glimmer of hope. How about I give you one of mine? You can pick any. I need to get back to cook for my wife, Lin Xian continued. No need. Lin Zhonghua sighed softly, then added, all right, let's head back. Just as he prepared to pack up his fishing rod, suddenly, the bell began to ring, and the rod shook violently, the intensity rivaling Lin Xian's earlier experience. Clearly, this was a sizable catch. It's on. I've got a fish. Lin Zhonghua exclaimed, elated. He dashed forward, gripping the fishing rod tightly, but the formidable fish proved powerful. Despite exerting all his strength, he could barely maintain control over the line. Son, come help me. Lin Zhonghua urgently called for his son's assistance. I'm coming. Lin Xian joined the fray, and together, they exerted their combined strength, gradually drawing the great fish closer to shore. Just as it seemed poised to surface, the fish suddenly made a desperate plunge toward the depths. It was only through grandfather's seasoned expertise, wielding a long net, that they successfully brought the fish ashore. This fish was unmistakably larger than the 3-pound grass carp Lin Xian had caught, an impressive 8-pound carp. What a whopper. I told you we'd catch a big one. How about that? I win this round. Lin Zhonghua declared triumphantly. Yes, Dad, you won. Lin Xian smiled. It was a rare moment of joy for Lin Zhonghua. He struggled to extend his arms, attempting to lift the slippery carp, expending considerable effort before finally succeeding. Beaming, he turned to his son Lin Xian and said, Son, come help me take a photo with this magnificent fish for posterity. Sure thing. Lin Xian quickly retrieved his phone, ready to capture Lin Zhonghua's joyful expression. Suddenly, an unexpected turn of events unfolded. The fish in Lin Zhonghua's hands began to thrash violently. Completely absorbed in his delight, he momentarily lost his grip, and with a splash, the large carp slipped from his hands and plunged back into the water. Lin Zhonghua watched in dismay as the carp escaped, feeling a wave of grievance wash over him. Lin Xian, holding his phone, found himself in an awkward position. Should he take the photo or not? I suppose I should, he decided, capturing a snapshot of Lin Zhonghua's crestfallen expression. Chapter 58. Is my wife jealous? Did you get a picture with the big fish? No, Lin Zhonghua lamented, nearly in tears. At 7 o'clock in the evening, Lin Xian, Lin Zhonghua, and grandfather returned home together. Back already? How was the catch? Grandmother inquired with a smile. We did. Xian caught a 3-pound bass. Grandfather chuckled. Really? Xian is quite impressive. Grandmother praised. However, upon seeing the 3 buckets of fish, she noticed that Lin Zhonghua's contained the least, with only a single fish. Earlier, on their way home, Lin Xian had noticed his father's forlorn expression in the passenger seat, and, feeling sympathetic, had given him one of his fish. Zhonghua, why is there only 1 fish in your bucket? Grandmother asked curiously. Yeah, Dad, how come you only caught so few? Lin Cece chimed in, having rushed over to see. Sigh, I had an 8-pound carp, but I lost my grip and let it slip away, Lin Zhonghua recounted, growing increasingly despondent. You were just bragging. You didn't catch anything. Zhang Shulan happened to walk by and scoffed at his words. Lin Zhonghua had no recourse but to endure his wife's ridicule in silence, lamenting his lack of grip and absence of a photo. Where's Mingyao? Lin Xian asked, glancing around but not spotting his wife to greet him. She went to rest after looking through your childhood photo album this afternoon. She's probably asleep and didn't want to disturb her, grandmother replied. I'll go check on her. Without delay, Lin Xian approached the door of their room, gently pushing it open and stepping inside. The room was shrouded in darkness. The lights off, and on the bed lay a petite figure. Li Mingyao was fast asleep. Lin Xian carefully approached the bedside and sat down, leaning over to observe her serene sleeping face. Suddenly, he noticed a few tears trickling from the corners of her eyes. In her dreams, Li Mingyao was haunted by a terrifying scene. The girl from the photographs had returned and found Lin Xian. Yet, without hesitation, Lin Xian chose to leave her, turning away with his childhood friend. Husband, don't leave me, Li Mingyao cried out, jolting awake from her nightmare, her eyes slightly reddened, tears streaming down her cheeks, presenting a picture of vulnerability and despair. Lin Xian, frantic with worry, swiftly wrapped his arms around her, gently stroking her silky hair. Wife, did you have a nightmare? Don't be afraid. I'm here. I will never leave you, he whispered soothingly. Realizing it was merely a nightmare and seeing Lin Xian's return, Li Mingyao felt a weight lift from her heart. You're back? I'm sorry for scaring you. I just had a bad dream, she said, lifting her head slightly, a faint smile gracing her lips as she gazed at the man who brought her comfort. What kind of nightmare made you cry? Lin Xian asked. Concern etched on his face as he reached for a tissue from the table, delicately wiping away the tears from her fair, tender cheeks. Oh, it was nothing. Just a scary dream. You don't have to worry. I'm fine now, Li Mingyao replied with a gentle smile. With Lin Xian's return, Li Mingyao felt much more at ease. Are you really all right? Lin Xian sensed an unease lingering in the air, albeit faintly. Though Li Mingyao insisted that everything was fine, he could perceive the turmoil hidden deep within her heart, yet he found himself at a loss for words to inquire. At that moment, Li Mingyao took the initiative to wrap her arms around Lin Xian's neck and gently pressed a kiss upon his cheek. Really, darling, let us go out for a meal, she exclaimed. Her eyes were still slightly red-rimmed, and traces of tears lingered on her cheeks. If they were to be seen dining together in her current state, Lin Xian would undoubtedly face a reprimand. No, absolutely not. My dear, you are not fit to go out like this. Today, I caught a 3-pound bass. I shall prepare a delightful bass stew for you to enjoy. Please rest well here, Lin Xian hurriedly replied. Li Mingyao nodded slightly. Subsequently, Lin Xian leaned down to plant a gentle kiss on her forehead before stepping out of the room. Once in the kitchen, he commenced preparations for their meal. At that juncture, Zhang Shulan entered and inquired, Son, where's my daughter-in-law? Is she still asleep? Not yet. I will bring her the food once it's ready. You all can start dining without me, Lin Xian responded, deftly chopping fish. Very well, but do keep an eye on things, Zhang Shulan advised. Before long, Lin Xian had prepared 2 fragrant base burgers, one placed on the dining table for everyone to enjoy, while the other was taken upstairs. Darling, dinner is served, he called out, setting the dishes on the table, which included the base stew, braised ribs, and a plate of greens. The stew, made by cutting the base into chunks and simmering it with vegetables and tofu, was infused with a secret seasoning from the system, creating an irresistible aroma. Wow, it smells divine, Li Mingyao exclaimed, her eyes lighting up at the sight of her favorite dishes. Come on, darling, let me feed you, Lin Xian said, picking up a succulent piece of fish and placing it in her mouth. So delicious. Li Mingyao's eyes sparkled with joy. After a delightful dinner, Lin Xian tidied up the dishes and returned to the kitchen. Let Grandma handle the washing up, he suggested, handing the dirty dishes to her with a smile. What album did you show Mingyao this afternoon? He asked curiously as he passed the dishes. The one from your childhood. It's still on the coffee table in the living room, she directed with a smile. Following her indication, Lin Xian walked to the living room and found the album resting quietly on the table. Flipping through it, he saw numerous photographs from his early years, which seemed unremarkable until he turned to a particular page. His gaze fixated on a picture of himself with a little girl, their hands intertwined, displaying an undeniable intimacy. Oh, so that's it. My dear wife is feeling a touch of jealousy, Lin Xian thought, returning to the doorway of their room. As he pushed the door open, he caught sight of Li Mingyao seated at the vanity, gently dabbing at the remnants of her tears with a cotton pad. Darling, does this look less noticeable now? She turned to him, flashing a captivating smile. Yes, it's hardly discernible, Lin Xian replied, his heart aching for her as he approached and tenderly caressed her cheek. Let us ascend to the rooftop to gaze at the moon. The starlit sky over the town is simply breathtaking, he suggested. All right, Li Mingyao beamed brightly in response. Chapter 59. So, my dear wife, please do not feel jealous. Hand in hand, they made their way to the rooftop, where the gentle night breeze caressed their faces, bringing a refreshing coolness. The starry sky above sparkled magnificently, with a full moon casting its silvery glow. Lin Xian brought over a double lounge chair, a relic from his university days, where he would recline on cool nights, indulging in his phone while admiring the moon hanging high in the sky. He carefully assisted Li Mingyao into the chair, ensuring she lay comfortably before he settled beside her, wrapping her in his embrace. The moon is truly beautiful tonight. Li Mingyao sighed, gazing up at the stars and speaking softly to Lin Xian. Indeed, but my wife is even more beautiful, Lin Xian smiled. You're such a tease. Li Mingyao playfully rolled her eyes. Were you having nightmares because of that photograph? He inquired, producing the picture he had found in the album. How did you know? Li Mingyao's cheeks flushed as she stammered her response. Do you see that villa over there? Lin Xian pointed towards a house across the way. As she followed his gesture, Li Mingyao indeed spotted a villa that bore a resemblance to Lin Xian's home. She was a dear friend from my childhood sweetheart, if you will, Lin Xian revealed. Oh, Li Mingyao's mood instantly soured upon hearing the term childhood sweetheart. I haven't tea finished yet. Lin Xian gently cupped her face, gazing into her eyes as he smiled. We grew up together. She saw me as a younger brother, while I regarded her as an older sister. It's not as you might have imagined. I understand now. Li Mingyao realized she had overthought the situation. Having always lacked a sense of security, compounded by her pregnancy, her mind had wandered into unfounded territory. So, my dear, please do not be jealous. Lin Xian gently lowered his forehead to hers. I'm not jealous, Li Mingyao protested, though Lin Xian silenced her with a tender kiss. Nothing cannot be resolved with a kiss filled with affection. If it doesn't suffice, then we shall share another. But we are still at home. What if someone sees us? Li Mingyao huffed, playfully pinching Lin Xian's waist. Fear not, I just locked the rooftop door. They cannot come up, he assured her, unfazed by the pinch from his loving wife. Li Mingyao found herself at a loss when dealing with her shameless husband. In the future, you must not harbor any thoughts within. Always discuss them with me, all right? Lin Xian embraced her tightly, whispering softly. Li Mingyao nodded slightly, a sweet smile gracing her lips. As their gazes locked, they both felt a pull towards one another, their faces drawing nearer, just as they were about to kiss. Suddenly, a series of urgent knocks echoed through the air. Bro, sis-in-law, are you up there? Darn it, little sister, you're ruining the moment, Lin Xian remarked. We're here, Li Mingyao exclaimed, startled, and hastily pushing Lin Xian away before standing up. Lin Xian reluctantly approached the door, opening it with a hint of reluctance. There stood Lin Cece, her gaze immediately falling upon Li Mengyao's flushed face. Bro, sis-in-law, Grandma asked me to call you downstairs for some fruit, she announced before mischievously winking, a sly smile dancing on her lips. Though not a mere child, but a high school student, she was certainly aware of certain matters between men and women. Sis, why is your face so red? Lin Cece teased. It's a bit warm, Li Mingyao stammered in response. Nonsense, it's quite cool up here with the breeze, Lin Cece remarked as she felt the air around her. All right, let the adults handle their affairs. You're a child, don't pry. Hurry downstairs. We'll join you shortly, Lin Xian urged, eager to send his sister away. Lin Cece bounced down the stairs, her laughter echoing. It's all your fault. Li Mingyao shot him an accusatory glare. Yes, indeed, it's all my fault, Lin Xian replied, gently holding her delicate hand as he carefully assisted her down the stairs. Upon the sight of her granddaughter-in-law, the grandmother greeted her with a radiant smile. Mingyao, how are you feeling? Is there any discomfort in your body? She inquired with genuine concern. Not at all. I was just a bit drowsy earlier, Li Mingyao gently explained. That's good to hear. Come, indulge in some fruit, the grandmother said as she delicately placed a beautifully arranged platter of vibrant fruits before Li Mingyao, smiling warmly. Hom. Li Mingyao first picked up a small piece of cantaloupe and swiftly fed it to Lin Xian, before continuing to savor the fruits herself. Witnessing this delightful scene, everyone broke into amused smiles. Subsequently, they all happily remained in the cozy, spacious, and brightly lit living room to watch television, and after the show, they returned to their rooms to rest and sleep. Soon, the dawn of a new day arrived. After breakfast, they welcomed a visit from the Lin Yaowen family, their neighbors. Lin Zhenghua and Lin Yaowen had grown up together in Yunhai town, forming a bond of brotherhood from a young age. Having heard that his dear friend Lin Zhenghua was about to become a grandfather, Lin Yaowen, who had been pursuing business ventures abroad, insisted on returning to offer his congratulations. Accompanying him were his wife, Li Yinxia, and their daughter, Lin Wangqing. Notably, this Lin Wangqing was the charming girl seen holding hands with Lin Xian in the photograph. Zhenghua, I never expected you to beat me to it. Ha, Lin Yaowen said, entering Lin Zhenghua's villa with a beautifully wrapped gift in hand. Of course, I've always been a step ahead of you since childhood, Lin Zhenghua joyfully replied, the two sharing a hearty laugh as they began to converse animatedly. Everyone, stop lingering at the door and come in. The more, the merrier. You must stay for a meal today, the grandmother cheerfully beckoned. Hey, you rascal. How have you been lately? A tall, exquisitely featured woman rushed forward, playfully slapping Lin Xian on the shoulder. This was Lin Wangqing, a quintessentially domineering young lady. Easy there, sister. That hurts, Lin Xian said, rubbing his shoulder, which bore a red mark from her playful assault. Beside them, Li Mingyao looked on in astonishment. Ha. I must have gotten carried away. So, little brother, I can't believe you got married after just a few months. Where's my sister-in-law? Lin Wangqing laughed heartily. Right here, Lin Xian said as he pulled Li Mingyao into an embrace, his face aglow with happiness. This is my wife, Li Mingyao, he introduced her to Lin Wangqing. Lin Wangqing squinted, appraising Li Mingyao from head to toe. The woman before her was tall and slender, with stunning features, particularly her captivating eyes that seemed to ensnare the heart. How on earth did this dense little brother of mine manage to win over such a beautiful girl? It's simply unbelievable. Hello, Qingjia, Li Mingyao said, feeling somewhat self-conscious under Lin Wangqing's scrutiny, and took the initiative to greet her. Hello there, Mingyao. Our sister-in-law is absolutely stunning. Lin Wangqing, regaining her composure, quickly reached out to grasp Li Mingyao's hand, smiling as she complimented her. You look lovely too, Qingjia. Li Mingyao replied softly, her cheeks flushed. You two are such a perfect match. Here, wishing you both a lifetime of happiness, Lin Wangqing exclaimed, pulling out a thick red envelope from her bag and placing it into Li Mingyao's hands. What about mine? Lin Xian asked, unabashedly, upon witnessing this. Currently, women hold the reins of the family finances. Your share has been given to Mingyao, Lin Wangqing mischievously winked, responding with a smile. Lin Xian. Later, in the spacious and bright living room, everyone engaged in lively conversation. The hours flew by, and soon it was midday. Brother, hurry and cook. I'm starving. Lin Wangqing called out to Lin Xian. A true foodie, she had always relished Lin Xian's cooking. Understood. Lin Xian said with a resigned tone as he headed into the kitchen. After all, he was the only one in the household whose cooking was deemed the best. Before long, 40 minutes had passed, and the dining table was adorned with a variety of dishes that tantalized the senses. Dinner is served. Lin Xian called out to everyone. They all took their seats at the table and began to savor the delectable feast. Wow, this flavor is absolutely exquisite. Brother, your culinary skills have truly reached new heights. Lin Wonqing exclaimed, her mouth full of beef, her words slightly muffled by her delight. It seemed she was completely immersed in the world of gastronomy, unable to stop eating. Haha, this is even better than anything I've had at a 5-star hotel. Xianer, you are truly remarkable. Lin Yaowen generously praised. Indeed, Xianer. Would you be able to teach Annie how to make this someday? Li Yinxia chimed in. Of course. Lin Xian replied with a smile. Amidst the laughter and joy, they concluded the sumptuous and delightful lunch with satisfaction. After the meal, Lin Yaowen's family departed. Before leaving, Lin Wonqing invited Li Mingyao to visit her home after her afternoon nap, to which Li Mingyao agreed. Meanwhile, Lin Xian and his father, Lin Zhenghua, decided to return to the reservoir for another fishing expedition, with Lin Yaowen joining them. In the afternoon, after waking from his nap, Lin Xian drove the Xiaomi Su7, taking his father and uncle Lin Yaowen to the reservoir once more. Upon arrival, Lin Zhenghua settled into the familiar spot from the previous day to fish. Why did you choose the same spot as yesterday, Dad? Lin Xian asked. Having caught one here before, there's bound to be another. Just wait, son. Today victory will surely be mine. Lin Zhenghua replied, his eyes fixed on the water's surface, not looking back. Don't kid yourself. All you do is brag. An 8-pound carp, right? Lin Yaowen chimed in, having heard Lin Zhenghua boast about catching a hefty carp the previous day, without any photographic evidence of that impressive catch. Lin Zhenghua chose to ignore Lin Yaowen's skepticism, lost in his own thoughts about the size of the fish. As time ticked away, 3 hours flew by in a blink. Ha ha ha, got another one. Lin Yaowen gleefully showcased his 5 catches, though none were particularly large. Meanwhile, Lin Xian managed to reel in 3 small fish, despite a streak of bad luck. In stark contrast, Lin Zhenghua had yet to catch a single fish. Just as he began to question his fishing skills, the bell on his rod rang out with a clear chime, and his fishing pole began to shake violently. It's here, Lin Zhenghua exclaimed, eagerly gripping the rod and engaging in a fierce struggle with the sizable fish. Lin Xian quickly joined the fray, assisting his father in gradually reeling in the line. This must be a big one, Lin Yaowen exclaimed, excitedly grabbing a long net, ready to assist. Before long, with father and son working in unison, the fish began to tire and slowly surfaced. Lin Yaowen, quick-witted, swooped in with the net, successfully concluding the intense battle. The trio hurried over to inspect their catch, revealing a large carp, the very same one that had eluded them the day before. Hurry, get it in the bucket, Lin Zhenghua urged, anxious about it slipping away again. Once the carp was secured in the bucket, Lin Zhenghua finally breathed a sigh of relief. Haha, this is the fish I caught yesterday, which I accidentally let escape. I can't believe I reeled it in again today, he exclaimed, brimming with delight. Well, you really have 8 pounds, Lin Yaowen exclaimed in admiration. Meanwhile, after waking from her afternoon nap, Li Mingyao arrived at Lin Wanqing's residence. The decor of Lin Wanqing's home mirrored that of Lin Xian's, both being standalone villas. Sister-in-law? You're here. Come in quickly. Lin Wanqing, clad in sleepwear and still drowsy from her slumber, greeted her warmly, urging Li Mingyao to settle onto the plush sofa. She then retrieved refreshments and fruits from the refrigerator, placing them on the table. Mingyao, I heard you're pregnant? Lin Wanqing inquired with curiosity. Yes, that's correct. Li Mingyao responded with a gentle smile and a nod. You've only just graduated, haven't you? Lin Xian really doesn't know how to cherish you. Lin Wanqing's tone carried a hint of reproach. Don't worry, if Lin Xian bullies you, let me know, and I'll take care of him. She continued. No need for that. Lin Xian treats me very well, Li Mingyao replied softly, taking a delicate sip of her drink. Lin Wanqing found herself increasingly fond of her sister-in-law. Mingyao, let me tell you, although Lin Xian has a rather thick skin, he possesses a singular weakness. He is afraid of ghosts. Lin Wanqing said with a mysterious smile. What? Afraid of ghosts? Li Mingyao asked in confusion, as she believed that boys, especially handsome ones like her husband, should be fearless. Indeed, when we were young, I once showed him a ghost film, and he ended up crying. He was such a crybaby, Lin Wanqing continued to chuckle. It was no wonder Li Mingyao remembered how Lin Xian had adamantly opposed her suggestion to watch a horror movie last time. Secretly amused as she thought, another piece of leverage against her husband. The two continued to enthusiastically discuss various tidbits about Lin Xian until the sun began to set, signaling it was time to return home. Upon arriving home, as soon as Li Mingyao settled down, Lin Xian and Lin Zhenghua followed closely behind. We're back. Haha. Lin Jinghua exclaimed joyfully as he entered. What are you so happy about? Did you swallow a bee or something? Zhang Shulan remarked, observing her husband's exuberant demeanor. Ha ha. Dear, I caught the big fish I lost yesterday. It weighs 8 pounds. Lin Jinghua exclaimed, unable to contain his excitement as he embraced Zhang Shulan tightly. Let go. The baby is still here. Zhang Shulan, a bit shy, quickly wriggled free. Lin Jinghua released her with a cheeky grin. Zhang Shulan stepped closer, scrutinizing the impressive fish. You didn't tea-buy this, did you? She asked, half skeptical. Mom, Dad really caught it himself, Lin Xian replied with a smile. Wow. I didn't expect you had some skills, Zhang Shulan said, her face lighting up with pride. This is all thanks to the fishing rod my daughter-in-law bought for me. Lin Jinghua beamed. Son, come help your dad prepare this big carp. Let us have a nice feast tonight while it's still fresh. Lin Jinghua said, rubbing his hands together in excitement. Sure. Lin Xian readily agreed. The father and son worked seamlessly together, soon cleaning the fish to perfection. All done. The rest is up to you, Lin Jinghua said, patting his backside as he left, leaving Lin Xian in the kitchen to prepare the meal. Gazing at the succulent carp before him, Lin Xian contemplated the delicious dishes he could create. Braised carp with an aromatic fragrance, steamed carp retaining its pure essence, sweet and sour carp delightfully tangy, and a mouth-watering fish head soup. In no time, Lin Xian, with his exceptional 5-star culinary skills, prepared a feast. The family joyfully gathered around the table to savor the delectable meal. Dear, try this, Lin Xian said thoughtfully as he placed a piece of tender, juicy sweet and sour carp into Li Mengyao's bowl. It's really delicious. Li Mengyao beamed with delight, thoroughly enjoying the fresh catch. After dinner, the family settled in the spacious living room, chatting and watching television as was their custom. Suddenly, a phone rang. Li Mengyao picked up her phone to find it was her mother, Huang Shifang. She regularly video called her mother every night, but today was a surprise phone call. Hello, Mom. Li Mengyao softly said after answering. Yao Yao, have you had dinner yet? Came her mother's gentle voice from the other end. Hearing her mother's inquiry, Li Mengyao smiled and replied, Yes, I've eaten. I'm watching TV in the living room now. At that moment, Zhang Shulan quickly turned down the volume of the television to avoid disturbing their conversation. The others also instinctively fell silent, filling the room with only the soft sound of breathing. Mom, have you had dinner? Li Mengyao asked with concern. Yes, I've already eaten. Is your mother-in-law around? Huang Shifang then asked. Realizing she hadn't spoken with her mother-in-law since her marriage, Li Mengyao replied, She is here. Could you let me speak with her? Huang Shifang's voice held a note of anticipation. Li Mengyao set down her phone, turned to Zhang Shulan, and softly asked, Mom, my mom wants to speak with you. Is that all right? Zhang Shulan nodded with a smile, saying, Of course. She then reached out to take the phone. Hello, is this my dear mother-in-law? Zhang Shulan gently inquired. Hello, I am Huang Shifang, Li Mengyao's mother. Huang Shifang replied warmly. Nice to meet you. I am Zhang Shulan, Lin Xian's mother. Zhang Shulan politely introduced herself. Dear mother-in-law, we're planning to visit Jingshui City in a few days. Which day would be convenient for you? Zhang Shulan asked directly. Huang Shifang pondered for a moment before responding. How about this Saturday? Zhang Shulan and Huang Shifang happily agreed on the date for their meeting, continuing to chat for a while before exchanging farewells. Li Mengyao was thrilled to know they would be returning to Jingshui City soon, excited to see her beloved mother once again. As night fell, the moonlight poured in like water through the window. Lin Xian and Li Mengyao finished their evening routines and lay down on their soft bed, ready to drift into sweet dreams. Honey, are you afraid of ghosts? Li Mengyao asked with a playful smile, lifting her head slightly. Lin Xian felt a jolt of panic, but maintained his composure as he replied, How could that be? Your husband fears nothing, not even ghosts. Really not afraid. Li Mengyao continued to tease, her smile widening. Not afraid. Lin Xian gritted his teeth, forcing the words out. Then let me show you something interesting. With that, Li Mengyao grabbed her phone from beside her, deftly opened a video, and held the screen up to Lin Xian's eyes. Oh my goodness. Lin Xian jumped in fright. Ha, you still say you're not afraid? This doesn't even faze me. Li Mengyao laughed uncontrollably, her eyes nearly squinting shut from mirth. It dawned on Lin Xian that his wife had played a trick on him, and the only person who knew about his fear of ghosts was Lin Wanqing. Surely, she had informed Li Mengyao of this secret. Darling, stop laughing, Lin Xian said in exasperation. No way. Didn't you say you're fearless? Why are you so timid now? Li Mengyao teased, wiping the tears of laughter from her eyes. Seeing him boasting and then getting flustered in front of her made her want to laugh even more. Wife, you've turned mischievous. Lin Xian seized the moment to embrace Li Mengyao, showcasing his signature smile. As Li Mengyao gazed at Lin Xian's grin, she quickly realized something was amiss. Honey, I was wrong. I won't laugh anymore. Li Mengyao yearned to escape from Lin Xian's embrace. Yet no matter how hard she tried, she found herself unable to break free. Too late. Lin Xian's kiss descended swiftly upon her. Chapter 62. Who was it that claimed the parking space was occupied? After spending a few days in their hometown, Lin Xian and Li Mingyao embarked on their journey back to Yunhai City at 10 a.m. this morning. Enough, enough. I still have Zhang Shulan trying to dissuade me. She attempted to reason. However, Grandma would not listen, continuing to stuff the trunk with various authentic agricultural products, even adding a few chickens and geese, until it was brimming to capacity, at which point she ceased her efforts. All right, make sure to nourish your daughter-in-law well upon your return, do you understand? Grandma admonished. Safe travels, Grandpa smiled, extending his blessings. Grandpa, Grandma, we shall take our leave now, Lin Xian said with a smile. Goodbye, Grandpa and Grandma. Li Mingyao bid them farewell politely. Do remember to come back and visit when you have the time, Grandma replied, her face radiating warmth. Soon after, Lin Xian and Lin Zhenghua started their cars and slowly drove out of Yunshan town. Once on the highway, Lin Xian, unconcerned about his father's feelings, swiftly left him behind. After an hour and a half of driving, the family finally arrived at their home in Yunhai City. Lin Xian entered the kitchen and began to busy himself, while Lin Zhenghua and Lin Sisi took charge of cleaning, and Zhang Shulan prepared gifts for their visit to Jingshui City the following day. Li Mingyao wished to assist, but was gently turned away, leaving her to quietly sit on the sofa. After lunch, everyone retreated to their rooms for a rest. In the afternoon, Lin Zhenghua left for work as usual. Meanwhile, Lin Xian was abruptly awakened from his slumber by the urgent ringing of his phone. Groggily, he picked it up and asked, "Hello, who is this?" A gentle female voice responded from the other end. "Hello, is this Mr. Lin? I am a sales representative from the BMW dealership. The top-of-the-line BMW 8 Series i840 you ordered has arrived. When would it be convenient for you to come and collect it?" Suddenly, Lin Xian recalled the luxury car he had ordered, and his spirits lifted. "I'll be free this afternoon. I'll be waiting for you at the store." After hanging up, Lin Xian yawned and glanced at his still-sleeping wife. He gently kissed her cheek before rising to change into a neat outfit, preparing to head out. Upon leaving, he hailed a ride-sharing vehicle and soon arrived at the BMW dealership. As he entered the establishment, the elegant female sales representative quickly approached him. "Good afternoon, Mr. Lin. Hello, may I ask where my new car is?" "Right this way, please." Before long, Lin Xian was led to the gleaming silver BMW. The vehicle boasted sleek lines and a stunning appearance, exuding an air of noble elegance. Lin Xian circled the car, running his hand over its surface to appreciate the metallic texture and smoothness, nodding in satisfaction. His father would surely adore it. He settled into the driver's seat, relishing the roar of the engine akin to a fierce beast, and meticulously checked the vehicle's equipment and instruments. Confirming everything was in order, he drove away. Just as Lin Xian exited the BMW dealership, he was fortuitously spotted by a passing high school classmate. "Isn't that Lin Xian? Wow, when did he become so wealthy? Driving a BMW 8 Series worth over $1 million? Before long, Lin Xian parked the car securely in the community parking lot. He locked the doors and took the elevator back to his home. The moment he opened the door, a delicate figure rushed toward him, enveloping him in a tight embrace. "Darling, where have you been?" Li Mingyao inquired with a smile, her eyes filled with concern. Lin Xian replied gently, "I went to pick up the car. The one I ordered has finally arrived." Li Mingyao blinked, playfully reproaching him. "Why didn't you wake me up to go with you? You were in a deep sleep." "If you wish to see the new car, we can go now," Lin Xian tenderly responded. "Ahem, I'm still at home." Lin Sisi deliberately coughed. Li Mingyao instantly released Lin Xian, as she subconsciously assumed he had returned to their home in Jinghai City. "Brother, the new car has arrived? I want to see it." Lin Sisi exclaimed excitedly. "Let us go. It's in the community parking lot." Lin Xian smiled. The three of them made their way to the parking lot. Upon arriving at the new car, they heard a familiar voice calling out, "Is this the property management? Someone has occupied my parking space. Could you please notify the owner?" The voice belonged to Lin Zhenghua, just returning home from work. It turned out that after purchasing the new car, Lin Xian had casually parked it in his father's designated space. Lin Zhenghua recognized his beloved BMW at first glance, but felt a surge of anger. Who could be so inconsiderate as to occupy someone else's parking spot when there are so many available around? He grumbled. Upon hearing his father's words, Lin Xian felt a wave of helplessness wash over him. Li Mingyao and Lin Sisi exchanged knowing glances, stifling their laughter. "What brings you here?" Lin Zhenghua turned to see the three of them standing nearby. "Dad, I know whose car is parked here," Lin Xian said with resignation. "Whose?" "Hurry and call them to move it," Lin Zhenghua replied, still irritated. "It's me," Lin Xian smiled. "This car is a gift for you, the BMW 8 Series i840. With that, Lin Xian gently handed a beautifully crafted key to Lin Zhenghua. The latter's face transformed with astonishment as he pressed the button, and in an instant, the stunning BMW 8 Series awakened, its headlights flashing brilliantly. Son, why didn't you tell me sooner? Ha! Lin Zhengguo exclaimed, filled with excitement as he eagerly opened the luxurious door and settled into the driver's seat, reveling in the comfort and opulence of the top-tier vehicle. In truth, he had long desired to purchase a new BMW. Do you like it, Dad? Lin Xian approached the BMW 8 Series, resting his hands naturally on the door as he inquired. I love it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Lin Zhengguo responded, admiring the interior decor. Yet amidst his joy, he suddenly realized a significant concern. Son, where did you acquire the funds for such an extravagant BMW 8 Series? Lin Zhengguo had previously visited the dealership and knew the car cost around $1 million, especially since this appeared to be the top configuration. Rest assured, it's all from the profits I made from my previous investments, Lin Xian replied with a smile. That is good to hear, Lin Zhengguo said, feeling relieved. He silently rejoiced, believing his son's cleverness was indeed inherited from him. Dad, how about we take it for a spin? Lin Xian suggested with a slight smile. Sure. I can't wait to try it out. Lin Zhengguo eagerly started the car, just as the community management arrived. Excuse me. Who was it that mentioned a parking space was occupied? It was me, Lin Zhengguo, seated in the car, replied with a smile. The property management staff regarded him with a look that suggested disbelief. Chapter 63. In-laws, at last we meet. As night fell and the lights began to twinkle, the family gathered around the dinner table, enjoying a sumptuous feast. Zhang Shulan inadvertently noticed that since Lin Zhengguo stepped through the threshold, the corners of his mouth had remained aloft, never descending. Old Lin, are you all right? Why are you so perpetually joyous? Zhang Shulan couldn't help but inquire. My son has gifted me a BMW 8 Series. Naturally, I am elated, Lin Zhengguo replied with delight. How much does that car cost? Zhang Shulan asked in astonishment. Over $1 million, Lin Zhengguo stated. Son, I know you've made a considerable fortune through your investments, but we should still be frugal. There is no need to purchase something so extravagant, Zhang Shulan admonished, her brow furrowing with concern. It's fine, as long as you all are happy. Moreover, it was Meng Yao's suggestion to buy a new car for the family, Lin Xian smiled. At that moment, Li Meng Yao, who had been engrossed in her meal, paused slightly upon hearing this. Zhang Shulan's face lit up with a gratified smile. My daughter-in-law is thoughtful. Come, eat more, she said, adding a piece of succulent fish to Li Meng Yao's bowl. After dinner, Lin Xian received a call from his good friends Qiu Wei's and Huang Xinkai, who invited him out for a gathering. Wife, my friends have asked me to step out, Lin Xian smiled. Boyfriend or girlfriend? Li Meng Yao teased with an elegant flutter of her eyelashes. Male? Lin Xian replied. Go ahead, but remember to return early. Li Meng Yao chuckled. All right, Lin Xian said. And after receiving Li Meng Yao's consent, he departed to meet his friends. Lin Xian drove his Xiaomi SU7 and soon arrived at a barbecue stall, a place they often frequented. Xiangu, we're over here. Qiu Wei's waved his arm, calling out loudly. Lin Xian swiftly spotted Qiu Wei's and Huang Xinkai seated in the corner, seemingly having waited for some time. He approached their table, pulled out a chair, and inquired with genuine concern, how has everyone been lately? Oh, don't mention it. We Haven Tea made a single sale this month. People are out of money to buy houses. Huang Xinkai lamented with a furrowed brow. Huang Xinkai, slightly plump and of similar height to Lin Xian, appeared quite robust. After graduating from university, he returned to Yunhai City to work as a sales manager at a real estate company. Indeed, we can hardly make ends meet this month. With no houses selling, naturally, no one is seeking my renovation services. It's quite dire, Qiu Wei's added, echoing the sentiment. Qiu Wei's was of a lean build, exuding a cleverness, with a mind brimming with various whimsical ideas. He also returned to Yunhai City to work at a renovation company after graduating. They often collaborated, with Huang Xinkai referring homebuyers to Qiu Wei's for renovations. And you, Xingu? Qiu Wei's inquired. Me? I'm not working. I'm preparing to be a full-time parent. Lin Xian replied with a smile. Both friends looked at Lin Xian with envy. Just then, the proprietress approached with warmth, asking, Hello, three handsome young men. What would you like to eat? Qiu Wei's eagerly placed the order. Let us start with 3 skewers of grilled chicken legs, then 10 skewers each of lamb and beef, plus a serving of stir-fried snails, and finally 10 skewers of large kidneys. All right, please wait a moment. The proprietress noted down the order and returned to the grill. Wei's. I'm not criticizing, but why so many kidneys? Huang Xinkai couldn't help but laugh. Kai Gu, you don't understand, as the saying goes. You are what you eat. I need to take good care of my waist, Qiu Wei's replied proudly. That's rich coming from you. What good is a healthy waist if you don't have a girlfriend? Huang Xinkai teased. True, but Xiangu does have one. Shouldn't we ensure he is well taken care of? Qiu Wei's said with a cheeky grin. That is a point, ha ha ha. But Xiangu, you're impressive. You got married so quickly, and a child is on the way. Huang Xingkai added. When the time comes, don't skimp on the red envelopes. Lin Xian smiled. Of course, we brothers are tight-knit. Huang Xingkai laughed. By the way, what about Zhang Huiyan? She was always pursuing you in high school. I heard she's returning from abroad soon. Qiu Wei suddenly recalled and asked. He reminisced about Zhang Huiyan from high school, a spirited girl of striking beauty and affluence. The daughter of a well-known local businessman, who had harbored feelings for him since their youth. Unfortunately, Lin Xian had been wholly absorbed in his studies at the time and had little thought for romantic pursuits. I didn't have much to do with her. Lin Xian shrugged in response. The three then continued their nostalgic conversation. Soon after finishing their late-night snacks, they each headed home. Lin Xian returned home close to 11 p.m. After showering, he cautiously opened the door and stepped inside. Yet, when he entered the bedroom, he found Li Mengyao too tired to keep her eyes open, yet still mustering the strength to wait for her husband's return. Upon hearing the noise, Li Mengyao struggled to open her eyes and smiled gently. You're back, dear. Lin Xian quickly climbed onto the bed, wrapped his arms around Li Mengyao tenderly, and said softly, if you're tired, you should sleep. No, I want to hold you as I sleep, Li Mengyao playfully insisted. All right, let us go to sleep now. Lin Xian gently kissed her forehead. The two soon drifted into slumber. The following morning, sunlight streamed through the curtains, illuminating the room. Lin Xian opened his eyes, gazing at the still sleeping Li Mengyao, a blissful smile gracing his face. He quietly got out of bed, freshened up, and returned to wake Li Mengyao. Today, the family would embark on a journey to Li Mengyao's hometown, Jingshui City. Mom, that's enough. There's no need to bring so many gifts. Li Mengyao urged. Not too many, just a little token of our appreciation, Zhang Shulan smiled. Once everything was ready, Lin Xian and Li Mengyao drove their Xiaomi SU7, while Lin Zhenghua, Zhang Shulan, and Lin Sisi took the BMW 8 Series. The group set off in high spirits. Yinhai City and Jingshui City were not far apart. Merely an hour and a half's journey. This time, Lin Zhenghua was not left behind by Lin Xian on the highway. The two vehicles traveled smoothly, soon arriving in Jingshui City. Upon reaching Jingshui City, they headed directly to an upscale restaurant, pre-booked by Li Mengyao's mother, Huang Shifang, in anticipation of Lin Xian's family's arrival. As everyone ascended the elevator, it came to a halt before an opulent private room. Before they could step out, they spotted an elegant middle-aged woman standing there, her face adorned with a warm smile. Huang Shifang had been waiting eagerly, accompanied by Li Mengyao's aunt and uncle. Upon seeing the group exit the elevator, she promptly approached with enthusiasm, exclaiming, In-laws, we finally meet. We are equally delighted to see you. It truly brings us immense joy. Zhang Shulan said with a smile, stepping forward to grasp Huang Shifang's hand tightly, exuding warmth. Huang Shifang, noticing Lin Xian and Lin Zhenghua carrying an array of gifts, displayed genuine emotion in her eyes. In-laws, why bring so many gifts? This is too formal. We are family now, so there's no need for such courtesy. Zhang Shulan hastily waved her hand with a smile, saying, Oh, not at all. It is only proper to prepare a small gift for our first meeting when visiting. A token of appreciation carries great sentiment, so please accept this, my dear in-law. Very well then, thank you, dear in-law. I shall graciously accept it. Huang Shifang hesitated for a moment, but ultimately accepted the generous gift with pleasure. Upon opening the gift box, she was astonished by the precious and substantial items inside. Once the gifts were properly arranged, Huang Shifang continued with her introductions. These two are Mengyao's aunt and uncle, who have always taken great care of her. Li Mengyao's aunt, Huang Shizhen, was a gentle and gracious middle-aged woman who bore a striking resemblance to Huang Shifang. Her uncle, Luo Qingchuan, exuded a warm and amiable aura. Following the untimely passing of Li Mengyao's father, her aunt and uncle frequently provided support and affection to her. Hello, thank you for taking care of Mengyao. Greetings. I've heard that Yao Yao has found a handsome husband. It seems they truly are a match made in heaven. After exchanging polite greetings, everyone entered the opulent private room together. The air was fragrant with a subtle floral scent, and soft music enveloped the space like silk, seemingly bestowing the most beautiful blessings upon the newlyweds. While waiting for the dishes to be served, Lin Zhenghua and Luo Qingchuan, along with Zhang Shulan and Huang Shifang, engaged in casual conversation. While Huang Shizhen sat quietly to the side. Yao Yao, come sit with your aunt. Huang Shizhen smiled and beckoned to Li Mengyao. Dear, I'll be over there for a moment. Li Mengyao replied with a slight smile. All right, go ahead, Lin Xian said with a smile. Thus, Li Mengyao gracefully walked over to her aunt and sat down, saying, Aunt. Yao Yao, do you need to report to your husband every time you come over to sit with me? Haha. Huang Shizhen teased playfully. Of course not. Li Mengyao's cheeks flushed with a hint of shyness. How have you been lately? Is Lin Xian taking good care of you? Aunt Huang Shizhen inquired with genuine concern. Knowing that Li Mingyao was pregnant, Lin Xian treats me exceptionally well, truly. Li Mingyao beamed with happiness. That's wonderful. Don't forget that your aunt is here to support you. If you ever encounter any difficulties, you can always come to me. Huang Shizhen had long worried that her niece might face hardships, but upon seeing Li Mengyao's contented smile, her heart was at ease. Soon, the restaurant began to serve the dishes. As usual, Lin Xian tirelessly served Li Mingyao her favorite foods. Luo Qingchuan and Huang Shizhen exchanged appreciative smiles, witnessing Lin Xian's attentive care for Li Mingyao. The group enjoyed a warm and delightful lunch together. In the afternoon, Li Mengyao's aunt and uncle left first, while Lin Xian and his family followed Huang Shifang to Li Mengyao's home for tea and conversation. Li Mengyao, feeling a bit drowsy, retreated to her room for a nap. Lin Xian was observing his younger sister, Lin Cece, who was idly playing with her phone. A smile crept across his lips, revealing his characteristic grin. Little sister, I'm taking you to a place. Where to? You're not planning to sell me off, are you? Lin Cece looked up at Lin Xian, sensing mischief in his familiar smile. You'll find out once we get there. Are you afraid? Lin Xian teased, seemingly reading his sister's thoughts. Fine, I'll go. Lin Cece, being naturally stubborn, could not resist a challenge. Boredom had set in, so she decided it was better to accompany her brother and explore. The two quickly made their way downstairs, hopped into the Xiaomi SU7, and soon arrived at the delivery store beneath the Times Garden. Lin Xian had previously ordered some small furniture to be placed in their residence at Times Garden, and coincidentally, the deliveries had just arrived the day before. Now, Lin Xian and Lin Cece busily moved the packages into the trunk of the Xiaomi SU7. Brother, did you call me all the way over here just to help you with the deliveries? Lin Cece asked, puffing up in annoyance. She couldn't fathom why they needed to come so far for a package. Not entirely. Lin Xian chuckled heartily, feigning mystery. I'll buy you ice cream afterward. I want the most expensive one. After unloading the packages, Lin Xian took Lin Cece to the underground parking lot of Times Garden. Aren't we going back? I'm exhausted, Lin Cece said, tiredly savoring the ice cream her brother had just bought for her. First, let me show you my new apartment, Lin Xian replied with a smile. A new apartment? Before long, they arrived at the entrance of Unit 1201 in Building A of Times Garden. The entrance had been fitted with a new smart door, intricately carved with unique patterns, exuding an air of solemnity and grandeur. After Lin Xian entered the password, he pushed the door open and stepped inside with the packages. Brother, when did you buy this? Lin Cece eagerly dashed into the house, inspecting every corner with excitement. Lin Xian took his time arranging the packages before thoroughly examining the apartment's decor. Unlike the modern minimalist style of Jinwan Mansion, the decor at Times Garden embraced traditional Chinese aesthetics, emphasizing symmetry and the beauty of roundness. The entire space was dominated by a deep red hue, creating an atmosphere of solemn elegance. As they stepped into the spacious and bright foyer, the first sight was a grand landscape mural that seemed like a window to nature, showcasing magnificent mountain vistas. Each room featured traditional Chinese layouts and decorations, adorned with round wall paintings, intricately carved wooden window frames, and smooth, refined marble flooring. It appeared that the renovation was nearly complete. Lin Xian was quite pleased with the quality and style of the decor. The only task left was to arrange the furniture, which would likely take another 2 weeks before they could move in. Brother, I want this room. Lin Cece pointed to a sunlit room with a broad view. All right, I'll save it for you, Lin Xian smiled. Once everything was settled, Lin Xian and Lin Cece returned to the parking lot and started their journey back in the Xiaomi SU7. At that moment, Chun Tingting observed everything from a distance, quietly taking out her phone to snap a picture. She never imagined that she would stumble upon such a shocking secret. Lin Xian had quickly betrayed Yao Yao and was with another woman. What a true scoundrel. Chun Tingting swiftly sent the photos to Li Mingyao. Yao Yao, there's trouble. Your husband has brought another woman home. Chapter 65. You've misunderstood. At this moment, Li Mingyao was still peacefully asleep at home. Lin Xian and Lin Cece soon arrived at Li Mengyao's residence, where Huang Shifang had already prepared the guest room. Everyone returned to their respective rooms to rest. Lin Xian entered Li Mengyao's chamber, treading lightly to avoid waking her. He carefully climbed into bed and gently wrapped his arms around her, both of them drifting into a serene slumber. Since Li Mengyao had taken an early nap, she was the first to awaken. Upon opening her beautiful eyes and seeing her husband sleeping beside her, she felt an unexpected warmth and cuteness in his slumber. She reached for her phone, intending to capture a few candid shots, but was greeted by a message from Chun Tingting. Yao Yao, there's trouble. Your husband has brought another woman home. Upon receiving the message, Li Mengyao's heart was filled with a multitude of questions. Her husband was peacefully slumbering beside her. She quickly clicked to view the photo and let out a soft chuckle. At that moment, Lin Xian's long eyelashes fluttered slightly, though Li Mengyao remained oblivious to it. Li Mengyao, Tingting, you've misunderstood. She is Lin Xian's biological sister. Shin Tingting, ah? After clarifying the situation, Li Mingyao picked up her phone again to capture Lin Xian, who was still asleep. After snapping a few pictures, she felt it was still not enough. Thus, she leaned in closer, gently pressing her delicate face against Lin Xian's, and raised her phone to take a selfie of the two. However, noticing that her foolish husband remained unperturbed, her audacity grew bolder. First, she planted a light kiss on Lin Xian's cheek, then swiftly took another picture. Next, she gazed at Lin Xian's lips and softly kissed them, quickly snapping another photo. Unexpectedly, Lin Xian wrapped his arms around Li Mingyao and kissed her back. You silly husband, pretending to be asleep. Li Mingyao playfully nudged Lin Xian's chin with her head in mock annoyance. Ha ha ha, who told you to steal a kiss from your husband? Lin Xian replied with a mischievous grin. Li Mingyao, pouting in frustration, lowered her head and nestled her face against Lin Xian's chest, ignoring him. After a moment of silence, Lin Xian broke the quiet. Could you send me the photos you just took? Absolutely not. Li Mingyao responded with unwavering firmness. Following another brief silence, Li Mingyao suddenly lifted her head, questioning Lin Xian. Where did you just take Cici? Dear wife, how did you know? Lin Xian asked, astonished. Because I'm a little fairy, and I know everything. Li Mingyao declared proudly. I did indeed take Cici to the Times Garden to move some packages and to check on the renovation. Lin Xian chuckled heartily. You are truly Cici's biological brother. How is the renovation going? Why didn't you take me with you? Li Mingyao continued to inquire. There are still some residual formaldehyde in the new house. Given that you're expecting, you shouldn't go, Lin Xian explained gently. All right, Li Mingyao replied, a hint of disappointment in her voice. However, I recorded a video. You can take a look, Lin Xian added, handing his phone to Li Mingyao. After viewing the footage of the renovation at Times Garden, Li Mingyao felt immensely satisfied. Once everyone had awakened from their afternoon nap, Lin Xian shared the news about the new house with his parents, Lin Jinghua and Zhang Shulan, who expressed their support and accompanied him to Times Garden, where they were also pleased with the progress. As night fell, Huang Shifeng and Zhang Shulan prepared dinner together, leaving Lin Xian feeling grateful that he was finally spared from cooking. After dinner, Lin Xian's family began to prepare for their return to Yunhai City. Dear in-laws, won't you stay a few more days? Huang Shifeng earnestly persuaded. We truly feel bad, dear in-laws. Old Lin's annual leave is ending, and he must return to work tomorrow. Zhang Shulan politely declined. Very well then, we shall hope for another opportunity to visit. Here are some specialties from Jingshui City. Please take them back to enjoy. Huang Shifeng said gently. All right, dear in-laws are always welcome to visit us in Yunhai City. We shall now set off for home, Lin Xian replied. Mom, I'm leaving now, Li Mingyao said as she stepped forward to embrace Huang Shifeng tightly. Remember to come back often when you have the chance. Go ahead now. Huang Shifeng tenderly stroked Li Mingyao's head with affection. She felt reassured, knowing her daughter was well cared for by her in-laws. We will return once the renovation at Times Garden is complete, Lin Xian assured gently. Okay, I will await your return, Huang Shifeng replied softly. Thus, the group embarked on their journey home. After an hour and a half of driving, they finally arrived at their residence in Yunhai City. By this time, night had fallen, casting a tranquil veil over the city, and everyone retreated to their respective rooms to prepare for rest. As Lin Xian lay on his bed, closing his eyes, a long-forgotten voice echoed in his mind once more. Ding dong. Congratulations, host, for facilitating the meeting of the two families. Reward, for million in cash. Along with a 5x critical hit, totaling 20 million. The funds have been legally transferred to the host's bank account. Please check. Ding dong. Congratulations, host. For triggering the lottery mechanism, you are awarded one chance to draw. Since the previous lottery pool has been exhausted, a new lottery pool is now available. The new prizes include 1. A luxurious Riva 88 yacht. 2. A limited edition Lamborghini Sion. 3. The Ocean Heart Necklace. 4. A futuristic couple smartwatch. 5. Thank you for your patronage. Would the host like to draw? System, you have finally made your appearance. I thought you had vanished. Lin Xian remarked in jest. Just answer whether you wish to draw. The system urged once more. I'll draw, Lin Xian decided. Ding dong. Congratulations, host, for winning the Ocean Heart Necklace valued at 5 million. Please collect it. Chapter 66. I have purchased this seaside villa. The system was indeed generous, directly gifting Lin Xian 20 million. What surprised him even more was the presence of luxurious items in the prize pool, such as the limited edition Lamborghini Sion and the Grand Riva 88 yacht, each worth tens of millions. With the system's continuous lottery draws, these prizes would eventually belong to him. However, regarding the futuristic couple smartwatch, Lin Xian was unsure of what it entailed. This time, the Ocean Heart Necklace he won was perfect for gifting to his wife for their wedding photo shoot. Ah, dear. Why did you suddenly bite me? Lin Xian felt a gentle nibble on his cheek and looked down at his lovely wife. Hubby, what are you thinking about? You're ignoring me when I'm talking to you. Li Mingyao pouted adorably. I was contemplating when we should take our wedding photos. Lin Xian replied tenderly. How about the day after tomorrow? A glimmer of joy crossed Li Mingyao's face. All right, let's go try on wedding dresses tomorrow. Lin Xian smiled. Okay. Li Mingyao beamed sweetly. The two then embraced and drifted off to sleep together. The following morning, Lin Xian was awakened by the melodious sound of his phone ringing. Groggily, he picked up the phone and pressed the answer button. Good morning, Mr. Lin. This is Zhang Haicheng, the manager of the Royal Jewelry Store in Yunhai City. Hello. Lin Xian replied, his voice still laced with sleep. Zhang Haicheng spoke respectfully. I wanted to inform you that the ocean heart necklace you ordered yesterday has arrived at our store. When would you be available to come and collect it? After all, being able to purchase a necklace valued at 5 million in one go is certainly not something an ordinary person can do. I have time this morning. Lin Xian casually replied. I will be waiting for you at the store. After hanging up, Lin Xian gently roused Li Mingyao, and the two proceeded to the dining room for breakfast. After their meal, Lin Xian and Li Mingyao made their way to the parking lot, climbing into their Xiaomi SU7 and slowly driving out of the community. Before long, they arrived at a high-end complex by the seaside, where the sales office for Yunhai Home was located. Dear, didn't we agree to go choose wedding dresses? Why are we here? Li Mingyao inquired, her face a mask of confusion. Just a quick stop to pick up a little something. Lin Xian unfastened his seatbelt with a smile. Buying another house? Is a house considered a little thing? Given Lin Xian's previous secret home purchases, Li Mingyao had already begun to suspect. Lin Xian chose not to continue explaining to his wife. He leaned in to unbuckle her seatbelt and, taking the opportunity, pressed a gentle kiss against her slightly parted cherry blossom lips. Li Mingyao was suddenly taken by surprise, playfully pinching his chest with her small hand. Doesn't my wife love to see the sea? We should purchase a seaside property, Lin Xian said, rubbing the spot where he had been pinched, smiling. How much would that cost? Li Mingyao inquired softly. No worries, your husband is affluent. Besides, it's time to upgrade from our current community residence. Lin Xian replied with a grin. All right then, Li Mingyao conceded, genuinely curious about what a seaside property would be like. Within the car, Lin Xian's south face was close to Li Mingyao's, close enough to sense her breath. As she felt his mischievous gaze upon her, a blush crept onto her cheeks. Move aside. She gently pushed him away, quickly opening the car door and escaping. Is Lin Xian only interested in kissing? Doesn't he ever get tired of it? Lin Xian smiled as he exited the vehicle. The two strolled hand in hand into the sales office of Yunhai Residence. Hello, are you two here to purchase a property? A graceful and enchanting saleswoman approached them. Yes, may I ask if there are any seaside properties available? Lin Xian inquired. Indeed, please follow me. The saleswoman led them to a model of the Yunhai Residence, pointing to the top floor of one of the buildings. Currently, Unit C3201 is still for sale and boasts a magnificent view. Is it only the top floor? Lin Xian frowned slightly. Yes, at present. It is indeed only the top floor that remains. Then never mind, I'm not fond of penthouses. With that, Lin Xian took Li Mingyao's hand, preparing to leave. Just then, a familiar voice called out. Xiangu, what are you doing here? Huang Xinkai, having just seen off a client, returned to find Lin Xian and Li Mingyao about to depart. Xinkai, so you work here? Lin Xian expressed his surprise. Yes, this must be your wife, right? Hello, sister-in-law. Huang Xinkai greeted with a smile. Hello, Li Mingyao responded politely. Hey, Xiangu, if you're buying a house, come to me. No need to let the fat water flow to outsiders, huh? Huang Xinkai patted Lin Xian's shoulder jovially. Had I known you worked here, I would have definitely sought you out. By the way, is it true that you really have no other seaside properties? Lin Xian asked. Regular houses are certainly gone. However, we do have a seaside villa available, but it's quite expensive. Never mind. I'll see if there are any cancellations and get back to you, Huang Xinkai explained. No need. Take us to see the seaside villa, Lin Xian replied with a slight smile, his tone resolute. What? Xiangu, do you realize that villa is worth 20 million? That's no small sum. Huang Xinkai exclaimed, eyes wide in disbelief. Li Mingyao was equally astonished. 20 million? Isn't that too expensive? However, Lin Xian appeared unfazed, casually stating, no worries, let us take a look. If we're satisfied, we'll purchase it outright. 20 million is a trivial amount to the system. Thus, the three swiftly made their way to the villa area of Yunhai Residence. This seaside villa boasted an impressive 300 square meters of architectural space, with an interior area of 900 square meters. A lavish residence spanning 3 floors above ground and 2 below. Additionally, it featured a grand garden exceeding 400 square meters and a complete set of household appliances and furniture. The villa was gently embraced by the vast blue sea, its unique design captivating the eye, with geometric contours exuding modernity and expansive glass panels reflecting the shimmering waves. Lin Xian and Li Mingyao stepped onto the villa's balcony, gazing at the glistening sea in the distance, both radiating satisfaction. "Wife, what do you think?" Lin Xian softly inquired. Li Mingyao stood quietly, slightly closing her eyes to feel the gentle sea breeze caressing her face, a contented smile gracing her lips as she murmured, "It's beautiful. Xinkai, I'm buying this seaside villa." Lin Xian turned to Huang Xinkai and declared, "Really? You're not joking?" Huang Xinkai was taken aback. "I'm not joking." Chapter 67. The Heart of the Ocean. Xiangu, do you truly possess such wealth? Huang Xinkai still found it hard to believe, his eyes wide as he stared at Lin Xian. "Of course it's true. If you don't believe me, I can show you my bank balance." Lin Xian said as he took out his phone, opened the banking app, and turned the screen towards Huang Xinkai. Huang Xinkai focused intently, his eyes widening as he saw the astonishing figure, starting with a 2, followed by 7 zeros. He couldn't help but gasp, "Wow. Xiangu really has that much money." "Xiangu, wait a moment. I'll prepare the purchase contract right away," Huang Xinkai said before hurriedly returning to his tasks. Although Li Mingyao was equally astonished, she had long ceased to doubt Lin Xian's financial prowess. While Huang Xinkai prepared the contract, Lin Xian held Li Mingyao's small hand, leisurely admiring the beauty of the seaside villa. They strolled through the garden, savoring the fresh sea breeze and warm sunlight. When they reached the swimming pool in the villa's garden, Lin Xian stopped and pointed to the shimmering water, asking Li Mingyao, "Wife, can you swim?" "No." Li Mingyao gently shook her head. "Once we move in, I'll teach you. Moreover, swimming during the second trimester is beneficial for both you and the baby. It alleviates joint stress and eases discomfort during pregnancy." Lin Xian lightly squeezed her hand, speaking tenderly. She smiled blissfully. Soon, Huang Xinkai returned with the purchase contract. "Xiangu, if everything looks fine, you can swipe your card to make the payment," he said excitedly. Recently, the real estate market had been sluggish, and the company had raised the commission rate from 1 to 2 to stimulate business growth, meaning he could earn 400,000 from this 20 million property. "All right, no problem." Lin Xian glanced at the contract, confirmed its accuracy, and handed his bank card to Huang Xinkai. "Haha, thank you, Xiangu, the big spender. In a few days, I'll treat you and Xiao Wei eyes to a sumptuous meal," Huang Xinkai beamed. "Sounds good, but too bad this villa is already fully furnished, otherwise. I could have asked him to design it for me." Lin Xian smiled. "He's not that fortunate, but it's fine. I can just treat him to a few more meals. Doesn't he love eating lamb kidneys? I'll order him 20 skewers tonight." Huang Xinkai laughed heartily. After the successful transaction, Lin Xian and Li Mingyao drove their Xiaomi SU7 to the Royal Jewelry Store in Yunhai City. The Royal Jewelry Store is the most renowned jewelry establishment in Yunhai City, filled with many rare and precious jewels. "Husband, why are we visiting the jewelry store again?" Li Mingyao asked, filled with curiosity. "I'm here to pick up something." Lin Xian smiled as he unbuckled his seatbelt. Just as he was about to assist Li Mingyao with hers, she quickly unfastened it herself in a flustered manner and exited the car, fearing he would embrace her again and plant kisses on her in the vehicle. The two entered the store, where a young, beautiful saleswoman immediately approached them, her face adorned with a professional smile as she inquired, "Hello, are you here to purchase jewelry?" "No, I would like to speak with your manager, Zhang Haiqing. Could you kindly contact him?" Lin Xian replied with a polite smile. "Certainly. May I ask how to address you?" The female staff member continued her inquiry. "My surname is Lin," Lin Xian succinctly responded. "All right, please hold on for a moment." With that, the female staff member turned and entered a lavishly decorated office. "Manager Zhang, there is a young man outside who wishes to see you. He says his surname is Lin," she reported to the middle-aged man leisurely savoring his tea at the desk. "A young man? What does that little brat want from me? Tell him I'm not available." The middle-aged man waved his hand dismissively without lifting his gaze. He was seated comfortably at the tea table, enjoying the fragrant brew. This man was none other than Zhang Haiqing, the manager of the Royal Jewelry Store in Yunhai City. "Understood. I shall inform him right away," the female staff member replied before departing. Zhang Tianqing took a sip of the fine Longjing tea, savoring its taste. "What did she just say? Lin? Mr. Lin?" Zhang Haiqing suddenly sprang up as if pricked by a needle, dashing toward the door. "I sincerely apologize, Mr. Lin. Our manager has unfortunately stepped out. Perhaps you could return another time," the female staff member explained politely. "Very well," Lin Xian replied, a slight frown creasing his brow. But he quickly regained his composure. Perhaps Zhang Haiqing truly had pressing matters to attend to. Just as Lin Xian was about to turn and leave with Li Mingyao, an urgent voice called out from behind. "Mr. Lin, please hold on." Zhang Haiqing gasped as he rushed over. "The lovely lady just informed me you were unavailable, so I presumed you were out on business." Lin Xian smiled and extended his hand, shaking hands firmly with Zhang Haiqing. "I just returned, haha. Please come in." Zhang Haiqing warmly led Lin Xian and Li Mingyao into his opulent office and personally prepared a fragrant cup of Longjing tea for them. Noticing that Zhang Haiqing's teacup was still steaming, Lin Xian understood that he had not truly been out, but he chose not to dwell on it. He simply wished to retrieve the heart of the ocean necklace promised by the system. Zhang Haiqing never anticipated that the individual who could effortlessly procure the 5 million heart of the ocean necklace would be so youthful. He looked like a recent university graduate. Manager Zhang, may I inquire if the heart of the ocean necklace I ordered yesterday is ready for delivery? Lin Xian took a delicate sip of tea before asking directly. Of course, please wait a moment. Before long, an exquisitely crafted gift box appeared before Lin Xian and Li Mingyao. The surface of the box was emblazoned with the words Heart of the Ocean, making it particularly eye-catching. Darling, open it and see. Lin Xian urged with a smile as he handed the box to Li Mingyao. With utmost care, Li Mingyao opened the splendid box, and a dazzling, enchanting glow burst forth. Inside lay a sapphire necklace. This necklace featured an exceptionally rare cornflower blue sapphire, its deep blue hue reminiscent of the vast ocean's depths, utterly captivating. Moreover, the sapphire was meticulously carved into a heart shape, symbolizing boundless love, hence the romantic name Heart of the Ocean, Zhang Haiqing elaborated. Not only that, surrounding the heart-shaped gem are a circle of resplendent diamonds, sparkling like the stars upon the waves, he continued. Do you like it, my dear? Lin Xian asked gently, gazing at Li Mingyao. Yes, I love it. Li Mingyao beamed with a sweet smile. Chapter 68, The Allure of the Ocean. After joyfully securing the heart of the ocean, Lin Xian and Li Mingyao prepared to bid farewell to Zhang Haiqing and depart. However, just as they were about to step out of Zhang Haiqing's office, they inadvertently caught sight of a pair of exquisitely crafted ear chains displayed in a showcase, prompting Lin Xian to take an involuntary step forward. Manager Zhang, these ear chains are beautiful. May I ask what they are called? Lin Xian inquired with a smile. Mr. Lin, your discerning eye is commendable. These are our royal jewelry store's latest masterpiece, the Allure of the Ocean. Zhang Haiqing recognized a potential opportunity and elaborated. The Allure of the Ocean is also crafted from the extremely rare cornflower blue sapphire, meticulously sculpted into an elegant teardrop shape. Reminiscent of dewdrops glistening on grass blades at dawn, crystal clear and flawless. The diamonds are set around the sapphire with extraordinary craftsmanship, forming a dazzling halo that enhances the ear chain's captivating charm. What is the price of the Allure of the Ocean? Lin Xian continued to inquire. After a brief contemplation, Zhang Haiqing responded. The preliminary price is set at 3 million, but it has yet to be officially released to the public. Without hesitation, Lin Xian interjected. I am willing to increase the offer by 500,000. What do you think, Manager Zhang? His tone was resolute, and his eyes reflected an unwavering determination. Darling, there's really no need to purchase these. Li Mingyao gently squeezed Lin Xian's hand, playfully protesting. Trust me, my dear, Lin Xian smiled back at Li Mingyao. Observing this exchange, Zhang Haiqing could not help but exclaim in eagerness, deal. In no time, the pair of ear chains, known as the Allure of the Ocean, were beautifully wrapped by the staff and presented to Li Mingyao. As the clock approached 11 o'clock, Lin Xian and Li Mingyao decided to return home for lunch before heading to the wedding photography studio in the afternoon. On the way home, Li Mingyao carefully safeguarded her bag, which contained a staggering 5 million worth of jewelry, far exceeding her own value. After a hearty lunch, Lin Xian and Li Mingyao comfortably lay on the bed. Darling, do you know how much money we have left now? Li Mingyao nestled into Lin Xian's embrace like a little kitten, softly asking. How much? Lin Xian affectionately stroked her hair. We only have 5 million in liquid savings left. Li Mingyao replied quietly. Only 5 million left? Lin Xian exclaimed in surprise, though he soon realized it was to be expected. The system had just granted him 20 million, which he had swiftly spent, followed by the purchase of the 5 million ear chains. Reflecting on it, he indeed felt quite extravagant. That's why I think it's unnecessary to buy these. One ear chain costs 3 million, and you even increased the price. Li Mingyao believed in being frugal, although the Allure of the Ocean was undeniably beautiful. My dear, do you know why I wanted to increase the price? Lin Xian continued to gently caress Li Mingyao's hair, smiling. Why? Li Mingyao asked curiously, lifting her head. Because this piece of jewelry has not yet been officially released to the public. If my wife wears it now, wouldn't that make it a unique treasure? I envision my wife wearing it during our wedding photo shoot, undoubtedly becoming the most beautiful bride in the world. Lin Xian replied with deep affection in his eyes. Darling, you're going to spoil me, Li Mingyao said, wrapping her arms around Lin Xian's neck and pressing her adorable face tenderly against him. If I spoil you, what can I do? I can only continue to pamper you. Lin Xian gently placed a kiss on her smooth forehead. Hearing this, Li Mingyao gazed up at Lin Xian with longing eyes, slightly parted her cherry lips, and then unhesitatingly bestowed upon him a sweet kiss. In the afternoon, after waking from their nap, Lin Xian and Li Mingyao made their way to a renowned wedding studio in Yunhai City. After careful selection and discussion, they finally settled on a perfect shooting plan, which amounted to a staggering 30,000 yuan. Originally, the plan was to commence the wedding photo shoot tomorrow. However, the weather forecast indicated unfavorable conditions, necessitating a postponement to the day after. Thus, Li Mingyao visited the bridal gown establishment to meticulously select a wedding dress that suited her. After an extensive and discerning selection process, she finally settled on her desired style and proceeded to the fitting room to try it on. Before long, Li Mingyao emerged from the fitting room, adorned in a gown as white as snow, perfectly accentuating her graceful figure. The hem of the dress swayed gently with her movements, resembling a sacred flower blossoming in the clouds, breathtakingly beautiful. "Darling, does this look good?" Li Mingyao shyly inquired. "It looks stunning," Lin Xian replied, utterly astounded. "Humph. You said the same about the last one," Li Mingyao playfully chided. "What can I say? My wife looks exquisite in everything. Why not wear it again the day after tomorrow?" Lin Xian smiled. A hint of happiness flickered across Li Mingyao's face. "Why haven't you changed yet, dear?" she curiously asked. "I'm waiting for you to choose for me," Lin Xian replied with a grin. "Silly husband, come here." Li Mingyao moved to the suit section to begin her selection. Her eyes scanned the array of exquisite suits, and she already had a preliminary idea in mind. Soon, she picked out several suits in styles and colors that were ideal for Lin Xian and handed them to him with a smile, encouraging him to try them on. Lin Xian took the suits and entered the fitting room. In no time, he emerged, clad in a tuxedo that perfectly complemented his tall stature and handsome features, exuding charm and elegance. Seeing Lin Xian in that attire, Li Mingyao beamed with satisfaction. Gently taking his hand, she led him to the mirror to capture a few beautiful photos together. That evening, the family gathered around the dining table, enjoying a delightful meal. "Mom and Dad, let's move tomorrow," Lin Xian suddenly announced with a smile. This statement struck like a bolt of lightning, leaving everyone except Li Mingyao in stunned silence. Their faces a picture of confusion. "Move? Where to?" Zhang Shulan furrowed her brow, perplexed. Was it possible that her son had suffered investment failures and mortgaged their property? "It's just a change of residence. We're relocating," Lin Xian said lightly, a slight smile gracing his lips. "Son, have you experienced investment losses? If you're short on funds, just tell me. I can help." Before he finished speaking, Zhang Shulan hurried to her room and returned, pressing a bank card into Lin Xian's hands. Lin Xian was taken aback. His mother certainly had a unique thought process. "Mom, you've misunderstood. We're moving to a new house." Li Mingyao laughed, stepping in to clarify. "A new house? Where to?" Zhang Shulan asked, still bewildered. "To Yunhai residence," Lin Xian replied with a smile. "Why suddenly buy a new house?" Lin Zhenghua interjected, unable to contain his curiosity. "We've lived in this neighborhood for several years. It's time for a change," Lin Xian explained. "Brother, what does the new house look like?" Lin Sisi inquired, barely able to contain her excitement. "You'll find out tomorrow," Lin Xian maintained his smile. The next day arrived swiftly, with Lin Xian's family packing their belongings neatly into the car's trunk. Lin Xian and Lin Zhenghua each started their vehicles, heading towards Yunhai residence. This time, Lin Xian drove ahead while his father closely followed behind. Before long, they reached the ordinary residential area of Yunhai residence. However, Lin Xian did not stop. Instead, he continued towards the more luxurious villa district of Yunhai residence. "Aren't we supposed to be at Yunhai residence? Why are we driving further?" Zhang Shulan queried, puzzled. "It seems we are heading to the villa district," Lin Zhenghua replied, focused on driving. "Villa district?" Zhang Shulan exclaimed in surprise. In a flash, their vehicles, a Xiaomi SU7 and a BMW 8 Series, came to a steady halt in front of a magnificent seaside villa within the Yunhai residence villa area. As the family stepped out of the car, Lin Zhenghua and Zhang Shulan stood frozen, while Lin Sisi dashed forward without hesitation. "Brother, you actually bought such a grand villa." Upon entering the first floor, they were greeted by a spacious, 7-meter-high living room, where one could effortlessly admire the enchanting sea view from any corner. Adjacent to the living room was an extraordinarily spacious kitchen, divided into two distinct areas, one for Western cuisine and the other for Chinese. On the opposite side of the living room, there was a meticulously arranged tea room, showcasing various rare and precious tea sets and leaves. The second floor contained 5 rooms, 4 of which were spacious, bright master bedrooms, each offering an unbeatable view of the sea, allowing residents to fully relish the tranquility and beauty provided by the ocean. The 5th room was transformed into an elegant study, filled with a vast array of books. Ascending the stairs to the 3rd floor, the first sight was the expansive and exquisitely decorated master bedroom. This room featured not only a comfortable, plush bed and luxurious furnishings, but also an entire wall of floor-to-ceiling glass windows, framing the vast and breathtaking sea beyond. Furthermore, this floor boasted a beautiful, spacious viewing terrace, where one could stand and feel the gentle breeze while gazing at the distant clouds rolling and the horizon where the sea met the sky, evoking an unparalleled sense of comfort. How much did this cost? Zhang Shulan exclaimed in awe. 20 million, Lin Xian casually replied as he unloaded the luggage from the car. At that moment, Lin Zheng suddenly pulled Lin Xian aside. Son, tell your father the truth. Is all this money from your investments? Lin Zheng found it hard to believe. Purchasing a BMW 8 Series for over $1 million was one thing, but now acquiring a seaside villa worth over 20 million was simply astounding. Not entirely, Dad. I also run a company in Jinghai City, which provides a monthly dividend of 100,000. What company? Jinwan Technology Company, Limited. At that moment, Lu Wendy, the general manager of Jinwan Technology Company, Limited, was diligently working in his office, realizing it had been days since he last saw the boss. I knew you could do it, son, Lin Zhengguo exclaimed, giving Lin Xian a hearty slap on the shoulder. Dad, you were just questioning me, Lin Xian said, rubbing his sore shoulder, feeling somewhat exasperated. Come on, let us continue moving the luggage. Lin Zhengguo quickly changed the subject. After spending the entire morning, Lin Xian and Lin Zhengguo finally placed all the luggage. As the seaside villa was devoid of any food supplies, the family had to return to their original home to address their lunch needs. In the afternoon, Lin Xian and Li Mingyao went to the market to buy groceries. Upon arriving at the market, an idea struck Lin Xian as he remembered that their new home had a designated area for Western cuisine. Darling, would you like to have Western food for dinner? Lin Xian asked with a smile, turning to Li Mingyao. Huh, you can cook Western food? Li Mingyao expressed her surprise. What can't your husband do? What type of Western cuisine would you like for dinner? Lin Xian said with a smile. I have a craving for pasta and steak. Li Mingyao exclaimed with a radiant smile, her joy evident. All right, Lin Xian readily agreed, appreciating the idea of a change in culinary experience. Before long, he had procured all the necessary ingredients and drove back to the seaside villa. We're back, Lin Xian and Li Mingyao shouted energetically at the doorstep, their arms laden with shopping bags. However, the house was eerily quiet. No one responded. They entered, searching for the presence of their family. They soon discovered their father, Lin Zhenghua, engrossed in his exquisite tea room, mesmerized by an array of tea utensils. But where is Mom? They ventured into the kitchen, only to find Zhang Shulan busily experimenting with various ingredients. At that moment, she mused to herself, with such a spacious and well-equipped kitchen, she could certainly concoct numerous new dishes. The vastness of the villa sometimes posed a challenge in locating family members. Lin Xian and Li Mingyao settled side by side on the expansive, cozy sofa in the living room, silently gazing out at the breathtaking, boundless sea view. Where's Cece? Lin Xian suddenly recalled that he had not seen his sister all afternoon. He rose and began his search throughout the villa. Starting from the third floor, he found each room vacant, devoid of any trace of Lin Cece. Could she be on the basement level? He then took the elevator down to the entertainment and leisure area. As the elevator door slid open, he caught sight of a familiar figure in the game room. Lin Cece was intently focused on the screen, headphones on, gripping the game controller tightly while exclaiming, "Come on, sisters, let us go together." Chapter 70. I would spend any amount on my wife. Lin Xian observed Lin Cece from behind, a sense of exasperation welling up within him. He gently unplugged the network cable. Suddenly, the screen froze. The once vibrant gaming world fell into an eerie silence. Hey, why isn't it moving? A flustered Lin Cece removed her headphones and turned in irritation, only to be taken aback at the sight of her older brother standing behind her. A hint of embarrassment flickered across her face as she attempted to mask her anxiety. Brother, what brings you here? Ha ha ha. She chuckled awkwardly, her voice tinged with guilt. Lin Xian furrowed his brow and asked sternly, Sister, have you finished your homework? Lin Cece lowered her gaze, fidgeting with her fingers, and replied softly, I'm almost done, brother, I was wrong. Wrong for sneaking off to play games. Her voice dwindled. Lin Xian shook his head, his tone resolute. No, that is not the real issue. Do you understand where your true mistake lies? Lin Cece looked up, bewildered by his question. An hour had passed, and Li Mingyao remained seated on the spacious, comfortable sofa, engrossed in her phone. Where has my husband gone for an entire hour? She muttered to herself. Setting her phone aside, she stood up to search for Lin Xian. Before long, she stumbled upon the familiar figures in the game room on the basement level. Lin Xian and Lin Cece were utterly absorbed in the game, headphones on, controllers in hand, shouting, Sister, there's an enemy on the left, take him out. Where? You're so slow. Brother took care of it. Seeing the deep bond between the siblings brought a satisfied and heartwarming smile to Li Mingyao's face. Darling, Cece, don't forget to stay hydrated while gaming. She gently placed two adorable little cups in front of Lin Xian and Lin Sisi. Ah, wife. Lin Xian turned around, startled to see Li Mingyao, and hastily set down his game controller. Brother, why did you stop? Lin Sisi immediately turned as well, her gaze locking with her sister-in-law. And she too unhesitatingly placed her controller down. Why have you stopped playing? Li Mingyao inquired gently, sitting close to Lin Xian. Lin Xian quickly regained his composure and deflected. It's all Sisi's fault. She insisted I join her in the game. What? You're lying, old brother. You were the one who insisted on joining. Lin Sisi retorted defiantly. I never said you couldn't play. On the contrary, I find it quite heartwarming. Li Mingyao chuckled softly. You two continue. I shall quietly watch from the side. Her eyes radiated warmth and understanding. Wife, would you like to join us? Lin Xian smiled at Li Mingyao. Can I? But I'm not very good at it. She replied hesitantly. At that moment, Lin Sisi chimed in with a grin. No worries, sister-in-law. Just let brother take the lead to draw fire while we hang back. All right. Li Mingyao's face brightened with a smile. Time flew by, and soon it was nearly dinner time. Zhang Shulan peered into the refrigerator at the Western ingredients Lin Xian had brought home, perplexed. How do I prepare these? Son, where are the ingredients you bought this afternoon? Zhang Shulan stepped out of the kitchen, noticing the absence of Lin Xian and Li Mingyao in the living room. She too began to search the villa for their whereabouts. The vastness of the house brought the difficulty of locating family members to the forefront. Finally, in the game room on the basement level, she spotted the three familiar figures. Joyfully immersed in their game, Li Mingyao was laughing heartily, recalling that she had never experienced such joyous childhood moments. However, at that moment, Zhang Shulan approached Lin Xian. Son, stop playing, you need to prepare dinner. We can't let Mingyao and the kids go hungry, she said softly. Okay, I'll head over now. Lin Xian quickly set down his game controller and took the elevator to the kitchen, getting busy with dinner preparations. Meanwhile, Li Mingyao and Lin Sisi also paused their game, looking at Zhang Shulan with expressions akin to two children caught in wrongdoing. Mingyao, it's all right, you can continue playing. Wait until Lin Xian finishes dinner. And then I'll call you. Zhang Shulan reassured them with a smile before turning to leave the room. Lin Sisi was momentarily dumbfounded. Was this really her mother? In the past, she often found herself on the receiving end of a light spanking for such behavior. Before long, an hour had passed, and with his 5-star culinary skills, Lin Xian prepared a lavish Western feast. Spaghetti bolognese, French pan-seared foie gras, pan-fried cod, fish and chips, and Wellington beefsteak, each dish looking utterly delectable. The family gathered around the spacious dining table, ready to enjoy dinner. Brother, you can cook Western cuisine too. Lin Sisi exclaimed in astonishment. Sometimes a change in flavor is delightful. Do give it a taste, Lin Xian smiled. Wow, this is incredibly delicious. Lin Sisi exclaimed, stuffing a piece of Wellington beef steak into her mouth, her face alight with bliss. Zhang Shulan took a bite as well, and had to admit that her son's culinary skills were truly commendable. Lin Zhengguo was also enjoying his meal heartily. Is it good? Lin Xian gently inquired, looking at Li Mingyao. It's exquisite, she replied, her eyes sparkling with joy. After dinner, Lin Sisi was urged by her mother, Zhang Shulan, to head to the study to complete her homework. Lin Xian and Li Mingyao arrived at the viewing terrace on the 3rd floor, gazing out at the vast, endless expanse of the sea, the gentle sound of the waves caressing their ears. Darling, we're to take our wedding photos tomorrow, Li Mingyao whispered sweetly, nestling into Lin Xian's broad embrace. Would you fancy a rehearsal tonight? Lin Xian replied, a tender smile gracing his lips. How do we rehearse tonight? Li Mingyao inquired curiously, tilting her head and blinking her sparkling eyes in confusion. I have brought back all the wedding dresses you tried on. They are currently nestled in our wardrobe, Lin Xian explained with a smile. You're just wasting money. Li Mingyao feigned annoyance, yet her heart brimmed with joy. I would gladly spend any amount for my beloved. Lin Xian gently kissed her delicate cheek and said, Thank you, darling. Li Mingyao expressed her gratitude, her heart swelling with emotion as she wrapped her small arms tightly around Lin Xian's neck and swiftly planted a sweet kiss on his lips. She then scampered back to the master bedroom to change. Given the intricate process of donning a wedding dress, Lin Xian settled down to wait while playing on his phone. After an indeterminate amount of time, he heard the sound of light footsteps and slowly lifted his gaze, left speechless by the sight before him. Clad in a pristine white wedding gown, she resembled a resplendent pearl amidst the night, standing gracefully before him. The ocean heart necklace adorning her neck and the ocean charm earrings dangling from her ears sparkled with a brilliant blue hue, akin to a beautiful fairy descending from the night sky, captivating the entire world. Chapter 71. I feel as if everything is a dream. Am I beautiful? A gentle sea breeze caressed Li Mingyao's silky, raven hair as she tucked a strand behind her ear, her lips curving into a serene smile. Lin Xian's gaze was deeply immersed in the breathtaking beauty of his wife, as if time itself had come to a standstill. Darling, speak to me. Li Mingyao extended her small hand, gently pinching Lin Xian's cheek. It was then that he snapped back to reality, instinctively pulling her into a warm embrace. Wife, you are truly exquisite. I feel as if everything is a dream. Li Mingyao nestled in Lin Xian's warm embrace, softly murmuring. A dream? Lin Xian asked, puzzled. Yes. Wearing this beautiful wedding dress and becoming your wife. It feels like a beautiful dream to me. Li Mingyao gazed affectionately at Lin Xian, her eyes sparkling with happiness. Do you know why I fell for you since our freshman year? Li Mingyao suddenly posed the question. Is it not because of my handsome and charming appearance? Lin Xian teased with a playful grin, a hint of pride illuminating his face. Stop being vain. Although you are indeed handsome, that alone wasn't enough for me to completely fall for you, Li Mingyao playfully chastised. Then what was it? Lin Xian inquired with curiosity. Do you recall that narrow alley during our freshman year, where a girl was being relentlessly pursued by two ruffians? Li Mingyao reflected on the past, her eyes revealing a hint of nostalgia. One night in our freshman year, I happened to save a girl. Could it have been? Lin Xian's eyes widened in astonishment. That girl was me, Li Mingyao confessed shyly, lowering her head, her voice barely above a whisper. How could that be? Lin Xian exclaimed. Disbelief etched across his face. I was wearing a mask at the time, and it was quite dark, so it's perfectly normal that you didn't recognize me. Li Mingyao gently explained. I was truly terrified, and I'm so grateful you rescued me. Li Mingyao pressed her small face against Lin Xian's solid chest. From that moment on, I began to silently watch over you. Right up until graduation, she continued. Lin Xian was utterly astonished to learn that the girl he had saved 4 years ago was none other than the enchanting Li Mingyao before him. Had he arrived even a moment later, the consequences would have been unimaginable. I'm sorry for making you wait so long, for meeting you so late. Lin Xian held Li Mingyao tightly in his embrace, as if he wished to meld her into his very being. There's no need to apologize. I am genuinely very happy now. Li Mingyao softly placed her finger on Lin Xian's lips, silencing him. Darling, let us walk hand in hand from now on. Lin Xian gazed deeply into Li Mingyao's eyes, solemnly making his promise. Yes. Li Mingyao nodded earnestly, her eyes shimmering with joy. Lin Xian slowly leaned down and tenderly captured her alluring lips with his. Their figures intertwined with the majestic sea and the luminous moon suspended in the sky, crafting a breathtaking tableau. Time flew by, and soon the next day arrived. In the morning, the sun rose gently, casting golden rays upon the sea, creating a shimmering spectacle of beauty. Lin Xian and Li Mingyao rose early, ready to embark on their long-awaited wedding photo shoot. With their villa nestled by the sea, they conveniently invited the photography team to their home. First, a professional makeup artist meticulously designed suitable looks for Lin Xian and Li Mingyao, enhancing their beauty. Once all preparations were complete, the photo shoot commenced. The photographers skillfully harnessed the natural landscape by the sea, capturing numerous beautiful moments for the newlyweds. They strolled hand in hand along the sandy beach, relishing the caress of the sea breeze, or with the roaring waves as their backdrop. Li Mingyao elegantly perched upon a rock, while Lin Xian knelt before her, passionately proposing. And there were moments where Lin Xian twirled Li Mingyao by the seaside, her gown billowing in the wind like a celestial being, not to mention Li Mingyao standing serenely at the water's edge. Lin Xian embracing her from behind as they reveled in the poetic beauty of the sunset. After a day filled with demanding shooting, they finally completed their wedding photos. Although it was exhausting, both Lin Xian and Li Mingyao felt it was immensely worthwhile, with only the selection of their favorite photos left to do. As night fell, the family gathered around the dining table, enjoying a simple yet warm dinner. After the meal, Li Mingyao, fatigued, lay on her soft and comfortable bed, gazing at the enchanting sea view outside, her heart filled with myriad emotions. I'm so tired. We finally finished. At that moment, Lin Xian approached the bedside, gently asking, shall we head to the home theater on the lower level to watch a movie and relax? Sure, I want a horror film. Lin Xian. Subsequently, they made their way to the home theater below. The decor was exquisite and luxurious, featuring a top-notch HD projector and a large projection screen, complemented by a first-class sound system that made one feel as though they were immersed in the cinematic world. Li Mingyao desired to watch a horror film, while Lin Xian preferred something else. After a bit of back and forth, they ultimately compromised on a disaster film titled The End of the World. 3 hours slipped by silently, and the movie finally concluded, with Lin Xian still absorbed in its thrilling narrative. The film seemed to convey a message about cherishing everything one possesses in the present. Wife. This movie was truly. He turned to find that Li Mingyao had already dozed off, overcome by fatigue. Lin Xian carefully lifted her, exiting the home theater and taking the elevator back to their master bedroom. He gently laid her upon the bed. enveloping her in a tender embrace as they prepared to drift into slumber. Suddenly, the voice of the system resonated once more. Ding dong. Congratulations, host, on successfully completing the wedding photo shoot. A reward of 3 million yuan has been transferred to your bank account through legitimate and lawful means. Please check. Ding dong. Congratulations, host, for triggering the lottery mechanism, granting you a chance to draw. The current prize pool includes 1. A luxurious Riva 88 yacht. 2. A limited edition Lamborghini Sion. 3. A futuristic Couple S smartwatch. 4. Thank you for your patronage. Would the host like to participate in the lottery? Lottery. Ding dong. Congratulations, host, on winning a pair of futuristic Couple S smartwatches, which will be placed on your nightstand tomorrow morning. Please check. Chapter 72. Who is Zhang Huiyan? The system, indeed, demonstrates great understanding, recognizing that Lin Xian had recently spent a considerable amount of money and thus provided a financial boon. However, what exactly is this futuristic Couple S smartwatch? System, could you provide a brief introduction? Certainly. This futuristic Couple S smartwatch is akin to an upgraded version of the Xiaomi SU7. Employing cutting-edge technology hailing from a future era, the system's explanation piqued Lin Xian's curiosity further. According to the system, once donned, this Couple S watch not only monitors various health metrics and issues timely alerts for potential ailments, but also has the capability to sense external dangers, sending danger signals to both parties along with precise location information and communication functions. Even more astonishingly, in the face of imminent peril, it automatically activates a protective mechanism based on the surrounding terrain and circumstances, albeit this protective feature can only be employed once per day. The system has such capabilities? Lin Xian was filled with anticipation for the futuristic Couple S smartwatch that would soon be in his possession. With it, should anything threaten his beloved wife, he would be instantly informed. With a heart brimming with joy, Lin Xian held Li Mengyao closely, and together they entered a realm of sweet dreams. The following morning, warm sunlight streamed through the window, illuminating the entire room, while the sea outside lay as calm as a mirror. Lin Xian slowly opened his eyes, greeted by the sight of Li Mengyao peacefully nestled beside him, her eyes, clear and innocent like a fawn, gazing at him. Darling, you're awake, Li Mengyao smiled gently. Why are you up so early today? Lin Xian reached out, tenderly caressing her lovely face. I went to bed rather early last night, Li Mengyao replied. What is that exquisite gift box on the nightstand? She inquired, having noticed the uniquely designed box crafted from a special metallic material, exuding an air of mystery and technological allure. Why don't you open it and see for yourself? Lin Xian suggested with a smile. I know it's your gift, and it looks quite valuable. I'm afraid I might accidentally damage it, Li Mengyao murmured softly, observing his wife's adorable demeanor. Lin Xian could not resist planting a kiss on her lips. I haven't brushed my teeth yet. Li Mengyao quickly pushed him away, playfully chiding him. It's fine. I don't mind, Lin Xian chuckled. I do. He then reached for the exquisite gift box on the nightstand and gently opened it, a brilliant light erupting from within. Upon closer inspection, he discovered 2 exquisitely crafted watches nestled inside. The first watch boasted a uniquely ingenious design, its metallic texture exuding coolness, adorned with enigmatic, deep black diamonds that shimmered with a striking brilliance, as if encapsulating boundless power, instilling awe in the beholder. The second watch, petite and dainty, was embellished with charming pink diamonds, twinkling like stars, emanating a sweet aura that epitomized elegance and nobility. Darling, this is the Couple S watch I customized for us, Lin Xian said, his lips curving into a gentle smile. Li Mengyao's heart soared with joy, her eyes sparkling with surprise as she eagerly donned the smaller pink diamond watch. Lin Xian promptly adorned himself with the mysterious, striking black diamond watch. Wow, it's stunning. Thank you, darling, Li Mengyao exclaimed, her delight reminiscent of a child as she gently waved her wrist, admiring the beautiful accessory. Let us quickly freshen up. We still need to prepare breakfast, Lin Xian gently reminded her. Li Mengyao nodded obediently, and together they headed into the bathroom to wash up. A short while later, the two emerged, hand in hand, into the living room on the ground floor. Li Mengyao sat quietly on the sofa, her gaze leisurely drifting towards the window as she awaited the day's unfolding. Meanwhile, Lin Xian busied himself in the kitchen, diligently preparing breakfast. Soon, a sumptuous breakfast was laid out on the table, and the family gathered to enjoy the delightful meal amidst laughter and joy. After breakfast, each member of the family returned to their respective tasks. Zhang Shulan went shopping nearby. Lin Zhenghua headed to work. Lin Sisi busied herself with homework in the study, while Li Mengyao quietly settled on the scenic terrace on the 3rd floor, basking in the warm sunlight and perusing the book in her hands. Lin Xian, on the other hand, participated in a high-level meeting at Jinwan Technology Company, Limited. Although Lin Xian always prioritized family over the mundane affairs of the company, he still needed to be personally involved in critical matters. During this video conference, he observed his good roommate, Zhong Zixing, passionately presenting the latest product developed by their department. Witnessing Zhong Zixing's confidence and professionalism filled Lin Xian with immense satisfaction. It was evident that Zhong Zixing had fully adapted to his new role as department leader and was actively driving the company's development, creating products that were increasingly competitive in the market. After a lengthy 2 hours, the tedious meeting finally concluded. Even as the company's owner, Lin Xian was not fond of meetings. At noon, Lin Xian meticulously prepared a lavish lunch, and after the family had their fill, they returned to their rooms to rest. Time swiftly passed, and in the afternoon, Lin Xian, just awakening from his slumber, was summoned by Zhang Shulan to work in the garden outside the villa. Suddenly, a rapid series of phone rings pierced the air, ringing incessantly. The cacophony jolted the drowsy Li Mengyao from her sweet dreams. She groggily picked up her phone and answered the call. "Hello, who is this?" Li Mengyao's voice retained a hint of sleepiness. "I am Lin Xian's high school classmate. My name is Zhang Huiyan. You must be Lin Xian's new wife." A woman's voice resonated from the other end. "Yes, that is correct. May I ask what you need from my husband?" Li Mengyao instantly became alert, an inexplicable sense of unease surging within her. "We are having a high school reunion tonight, and we would like to invite Lin Xian to join us. Could you please relay the message to him?" Zhang Huiyan stated. "Sure, I'll ask him later." After hanging up, Li Mengyao distinctly sensed something was amiss. A high school reunion could simply be announced in the group chat. Why would she personally call Lin Xian? Moreover, Li Mengyao detected a subtle hint of hostility in the caller's tone. Just then, Lin Xian returned. Noticing his wife sitting on the bed, her expression vacant, seemingly lost in thought. "Darling, you're awake? What's wrong? Are you feeling unwell?" Lin Xian approached with concern. "Honey, I have something I want to ask you." "What is it?" "Who is Zhang Huiyan?" Chapter 73. When will my wife plant strawberries? Zhang Huiyan. She was my high school classmate. What of it? Lin Xian gently embraced Li Mengyao, inquiring tenderly. "She just called your phone, inviting you to a class reunion." Li Mengyao murmured, her head bowed. Before Lin Xian could finish his sentence, Li Mengyao continued. "Does she have feelings for you?" Her gaze slowly lifted, fixing intently on Lin Xian. "Well, she pursued me throughout high school, but I never acquiesced," Lin Xian candidly replied. "So she still harbors feelings for you," Li Mengyao said. Biting her lip in frustration, Lin Xian quickly reassured her. "My dear, I have no intention of attending any reunion. I would rather stay home and keep you company." His tone was exceedingly gentle, warming Li Mengyao's heart. "Honey, you should go. I trust you," Li Mengyao said, emerging from Lin Xian's embrace and lifting her face to gaze at him. "No," Lin Xian declared firmly. "You should go. This way you can dispel her notions directly and ensure she never has designs on my husband again." Li Mengyao's lips curled into a sweet smile. Lin Xian chuckled, unable to resist planting a kiss on her forehead, realizing that his wife wanted him to personally quash Zhang Huiyan's hopes. As nightfall descended quietly, the city lights flickered to life, and the moonlight draped itself over the sea like a silken veil. In the master bedroom, Li Mengyao gracefully helped Lin Xian arrange his attire. "All right, darling, how do I look?" Dashing, Li Mengyao beamed, her eyes shimmering with anticipation and sweetness. Lin Xian surveyed his reflection in the mirror, nodding in satisfaction as he replied, "A handsome man looks good in anything." "Then wear my dress," Li Mengyao suddenly suggested. Lin Xian was taken aback. With everything in readiness, Lin Xian proceeded to the garage of their villa. Just as he settled into the driver's seat of the Xiaomi SU7, Li Mengyao approached unexpectedly. "Honey, aren't you going back?" Lin Xian asked, puzzled. Li Mengyao glanced around, ensuring no one was nearby, then swiftly opened the car door, elegantly swinging her long, beautiful legs over to sit on Lin Xian's lap. She promptly shut the door in one fluid motion. "Honey, you." Lin Xian was momentarily astonished. However, Li Mengyao did not afford him the chance to inquire further. She wrapped her delicate arms around his neck, pressing her alluring lips tightly against his neck. A minute passed before Li Mengyao hastily exited the vehicle, but not before admonishing Lin Xian, "Hurry back, darling." Lin Xian activated the interior lights and glanced at his neck in the mirror, revealing a small, strawberry-shaped kiss mark distinctly visible. "When did my wife start planting strawberries?" Lin Xian's lips curled upward as he gently pressed the ignition button on the Xiaomi SU7, and the vehicle glided smoothly out of the villa. Not long after, Lin Xian arrived at the Juda restaurant. He skillfully parked the car and stepped into the restaurant, heading toward a private room. As he entered, a familiar voice called out, "Xiange, you finally made it." Huang Xingkai greeted him with a broad smile. "There was a bit of traffic on the way, so I'm a little late," Lin Xian replied with a smile. Before he could finish, another discordant voice interjected, "Oh, isn't this our Lin Dushan?" Why are you late? What car were you driving to be late? The speaker was Chen Feiyu, who approached Lin Xian with an air of disdain. Lin Xian disregarded his provocation, merely responding, I drove that Xiaomi. Chen Feiyu's expression of contempt deepened. Haha. So it's that broken Xiaomi. No wonder you were stuck in traffic. Look at my newly purchased Mercedes SL. It never gets stuck. He ostentatiously flaunted the car key in his hand. Chen Feiyu was a minor affluent heir from Yunhai City, having bought his way into Yunhai First High School, where he shared a class with Lin Xian. He had long harbored feelings for Zhang Huiyin, but she only had eyes for Lin Xian. Thus, Chen Feiyu felt envy towards Lin Xian and persistently sought to create trouble for him. However, Lin Xian excelled academically and was a key focus of the school's nurturing, rendering Chen Feiyu's petty schemes futile. The classmates in the private room prepared for some excitement, aware of the tension between Lin Xian and Chen Feiyu. Chen Feiyu, what are you pretending for? My Xiangu just bought a seaside villa in Yunhai for 20 million in cash. What is that to boast about? Huang Xinkai stepped up to defend Lin Xian. A seaside villa in Yunhai? All in cash. Spare me your tall tales. Chen Feiyu scoffed, his disdain palpable. Despite being a somewhat affluent heir himself, he found it implausible to produce tens of millions for a property purchase. Xinkai, there's no need to argue with someone like him. It's akin to casting pearls before swine, Lin Xian casually remarked, resting his hand on Huang Xinkai's shoulder. At that moment, Chen Feiyu's gaze fell upon Lin Xian's wrist, where he wore a mysterious and stylish black diamond watch. The price of a black diamond far exceeds that of ordinary diamonds, making it an exceedingly rare variety. Chen Feiyu was momentarily taken aback, pondering if what Huang Xinkai said was true. Was Lin Xian indeed this wealthy? Huang Xinkai, determined not to let Chen Feiyu continue his arrogance, swiftly pulled out his phone, showcasing the transaction image of Lin Xian's purchase of the seaside villa. He then taunted Chen Feiyu, open your eyes and take a good look. You're the one who should be embarrassed. Wow, so Xiangu is this wealthy. Lin Xian, you're far too modest. Right, Linda Shun. Let me cling to you. Take me along, please. I saw Lin Xian driving a BMW 8 Series worth over $1 million just a few days ago. Lin Xian's high school classmates flocked around him, showering him with flattery and attentiveness, leaving Chen Feiyu stunned in disbelief. Subsequently, Lin Xian and Huang Xinkai found a corner to sit closely together. At that moment, a pair of eyes had been fixed on Lin Xian since he stepped into the room, never leaving his sight. And that person was none other than Zhang Huiyin. At this moment, Zhang Huiyin was adorned in a form-fitting black dress that accentuated her enchanting curves, paired with an exquisite visage that captivated all who beheld her. She glided gracefully to Lin Xian's side and softly said, Lin Xian, you finally made it. Yes, it's been a while, Lin Xian replied in a flat tone. Indeed, it has been quite a while. Zhang Huiyin nodded gently, continuing, how have you been lately? Not bad, Lin Xian responded, maintaining his aloof demeanor. Now that everyone is here, let us begin serving the dishes. Just as the two fell into silence, the class monitor, Chen Dong, timely interjected to break the impasse. Soon, the waitstaff began to serve a succession of delectable dishes. Chapter 74, I love my wife deeply. During the meal, Zhang Huiyin persistently sought various topics to engage Lin Xian in conversation, yet he merely offered casual responses. However, at that moment, Zhang Huiyin's attention was drawn to the faint strawberry mark on Lin Xian's neck, perhaps due to the passage of time. The once vibrant strawberry mark has now faded slightly, yet upon closer inspection, it remains discernible. Zhang Huiyin clenched her fist tightly, and at that moment, someone proposed a gathering of high school classmates, insisting that no celebration could be complete without alcohol. In no time, everyone began to toast one another. Many among them were eager to share a drink with Lin Xian. Come on, Brother Xian, let me toast you. Brother Xian, I too wish to raise a glass to you. I'm afraid I can't drink. I need to drive later. Why not call a chauffeur? It's a rare gathering. Let us enjoy ourselves. After this, the two of them downed a full glass in one go. In truth, Lin Xian was not incapable of drinking. He simply wished to avoid returning home inebriated, as the lingering scent of alcohol might disturb Li Mingyao. Thus, he gently remarked, You all drink at your leisure. I'll step outside for a moment. No sooner had he spoken than Lin Xian strode out of the private room. As he inhaled the fresh air outdoors, he was suddenly approached by the sound of high heels clicking on the pavement. Lin Xian, have you truly gotten married? Zhang Huiyin inquired, hastening towards him. Lin Xian turned slowly, responding in a calm tone, Indeed. Why? Zhang Huiyin pressed further. What do you mean, why? Lin Xian responded, his brow furrowed in confusion. Why is it that after I have harbored feelings for you all these years, just as I was preparing to return home to find you, you suddenly marry? Zhang Huiyin's emotions finally erupted, tears streaming down her face like a dam breaking, her voice infused with despair and resentment. Because I encountered the right person, Lin Xian asserted resolutely. Those words struck Zhang Huiyan's heart like a heavy blow. Do you truly love her? She asked. Lin Xian began to reminisce about the moments spent with his wife, the one who, though often lacking in confidence, would unhesitatingly rush to protect him in times of danger. The gentle soul who would immediately envelop him in her embrace upon his return home. And the adorable figure who could only find peace in sleep when tightly holding on to him each night. These cherished memories caused a smile to involuntarily grace Lin Xian's lips. Yes, I love my wife dearly, he stated with unwavering conviction. And what of me? Am I not as good as she? In what ways do I fall short? Zhang Huiyan exclaimed, her eyes wide with indignation. Lin Xian gazed at her and softly replied, there is no need for you to compare yourself with anyone. You possess your own unique charm, no less than anyone else. It is merely that fate has eluded us. Zhang Huiyan stared into Lin Xian's steadfast and unflinching gaze, understanding that the reality could not be altered. With a deep sigh, she resigned herself, saying, very well. Lin Xian, I wish you happiness. I shall no longer intrude upon your life. Thank you, and I sincerely hope you find a suitable partner as well, Lin Xian replied. With that, Zhang Huiyan turned and walked away. At that moment, Lin Xian thought to himself that she would no longer trouble him. He did not wish for this matter to cause any distress to his wife. After lingering outside for a while, Lin Xian gauged that it was about time to return home and thus made his way back to the private room. Upon opening the door, he was greeted by the sight of Huang Xinkai, thoroughly intoxicated. As soon as Huang Xinkai spotted Brother Xian entering, he swayed to his feet and staggered toward Lin Xian, clinging to his leg as if for dear life. Let me tell you all, Brother Xian is incredibly wealthy. He bought a seaside villa outright. But he is just too low-key. At this moment, Lin Xian was left speechless. Could you please assist in getting Huang Xinkai home? Class monitor Chun Tang requested of Lin Xian. Given that Lin Xian and Huang Xinkai had been good friends since high school, it was natural for Chun Tang to ask him for help. All right, leave it to me. Subsequently, Lin Xian struggled to pull Huang Xinkai into the car and then drove toward Huang Xinkai's rented apartment. Huang Xinkai resided in a small county within Yanhai City, necessitating him to rent a home here. Lin Xian exerted considerable effort to get Huang Xinkai to the foot of the apartment. Xinkai, which floor do you live on? Lin Xian inquired. 7th, Huang Xinkai mumbled groggily. Lin Xian looked up and inwardly groaned. There was no elevator. Had he known, he would have sought a hotel nearby instead. With no other choice, Lin Xian grit his teeth and hoisted Huang Xinkai onto his back, ascending the stairs one arduous step at a time. Finally, he reached the 7th floor with Huang Xinkai. Were it not for the initial enhancement of his physical attributes by the system, Lin Xian would have surely collapsed from exhaustion. Considering Huang Xinkai weighed a hefty 180 pounds. Where's the key? Lin Xian asked anxiously. However, Huang Xinkai had already succumbed to slumber, offering no response. Thus, Lin Xian began to rummage through Huang Xinkai's belongings in hopes of locating the key. After a thorough search yielded no results, Lin Xian was left exasperated, lamenting that he should never have attended the high school reunion. Naturally, he would not abandon Huang Xinkai outside to spend the night. In a moment of desperation, he decided to carry Huang Xinkai once more and head to a nearby hotel. Meanwhile, on the other side, Li Mingyao lay alone in bed, her eyes betraying a clear sense of worry. It was nearly 11 p.m. Why had her husband not yet returned? Attempts to call him resulted in a notification of his phone being off. Had something happened? Suddenly, she recalled the pink diamond watch Lin Xian had gifted her, and that the black diamond watch he wore had a mutual location function. Realizing this, Li Mingyao quickly sat up, rummaging through the drawer of her bedside table for the petite, shimmering pink diamond watch. She activated the location feature and anxiously monitored the information displayed on the screen. However, upon seeing the location results, her complexion paled drastically. The coordinates clearly indicated that Lin Xian was, in fact, at a hotel. Chapter 75, Calling Baby is Futile. How could her husband be at a hotel? Had he been tempted by Zhang Huiyan? No, that couldn't be. Lin Xian was not that kind of person. Or perhaps he had been inebriated by his high school classmates, and Zhang Huiyan seized the opportunity. The more Li Mingyao pondered, the more her fear escalated, her heart heavy with anxiety as her gaze remained fixed on the phone's location interface, unwilling to relax for even a moment. 10 minutes passed, and Li Mingyao noticed that Lin Xian's location was moving in the direction of home, which provided her with a slight sense of relief. After a seemingly interminable 20 minutes, Lin Xian finally returned to the villa and entered the master bedroom. As he pushed open the door, he was taken aback by the sight that greeted him. Li Mingyao lunged at him like a hungry tiger pouncing on its prey. Honey, where have you been? Why are you so late? You didn't even answer your phone. Li Mingyao, irate, pummeled him with her small fists like raindrops. Phone. Lin Xian, enduring the playful blows, struggled to retrieve his phone from his pocket, only to find it dead. It turned out that after ensuring Huang Xinkai was settled, he had driven straight home without checking his phone, completely unaware that it had run out of battery and shut down. My dear, my phone has run out of battery, Lin Xian hurriedly explained. At that moment, Li Mingyao clung tightly to him, her small face pressed against his chest, unwilling to let go. Darling, may I take a shower first and then explain everything to you? Lin Xian gently lifted Li Mingyao and softly placed her back on the bed. She nodded slightly, lying quietly. Ever since Lin Xian returned, the unease in her heart gradually dissipated. Shortly thereafter, Lin Xian entered the bathroom to take a shower. In a mere 10 minutes, he emerged. Having cohabited for some time, Li Mingyao was already accustomed to her husband's quick showers. Do all men shower this fast? At that moment, Lin Xian climbed onto the bed and tenderly embraced Li Mingyao from behind. Baby, are you still upset? Calling me baby won't help. Then what should I call you to make it effective? Call me whatever you like. Li Mingyao remained turned away from him, unwilling to engage. Seeing his wife ignore him, Lin Xian continued to hold her close. Let go. Li Mingyao turned around, extending her small hand to push against Lin Xian's chest with all her might. However, Lin Xian had anticipated this moment and swiftly wrapped his arms around her, drawing her tightly into his embrace. Darling, I was wrong, he said with a gentle